What's up? Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? Hello? Anybody? Yo, sup. Guys, what up? What up? Sup. Can you guys hear me? If you hear this, say yellow. Okay, nice. What's up, lads? We back. Guys, first of all, I'm looking massive. Secondly, guys, I got so much shit going on. Guys, I have so many stories to tell. I'm not gonna lie. I have so many stories to tell. So many. Unfortunately, can you guys hear me? Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to tell them right now. But so because we're actually co-streaming LCS, by the way. It's LCS playoffs. It starts in like 7 minutes. Let me see. Yeah, it starts in like 7 minutes, guys. Well, I have so much going on. But reminder, we are co-streaming this. Yeah, we're back. What's up, everybody? What's up? I did miss yesterday. Guys, I was in the airport. Listen, I was traveling for 48 hours, by the way. All I'm going to say is, would Dwayne The Rock Johnson sit in an airport / airplanes for 48 hours? At one point, guys, to say I'm tired is a bit of an understatement. But, sup, we live from Riyadh for this challenge. Challenge starts, by the way, at 10 a.m. So that's in 12 hours. You guys probably gonna be asleep. Also, guys, I don't have any alert set up. I don't know what the sub goal's at. I gotta do it like during the break. I don't have any chat things downloaded. My chat looks normie as. Yeah, so like, if you guys would please not spam emotes because it's kind of unreadable. So can you guys like talk like normal humans, please? I can't understand what you're saying. You guys are like speaking a different language. I can't understand what you're saying. Please. Show me some respect and wait until I have the apps downloaded, please. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we're co-streaming this. It starts in like 5 minutes. I missed yesterday's co-stream. Apologies, guys. I got stuck in the airport, lads. So I actually know nothing. I don't know anything that happened. I seen actually the 100 Thieves went 3-0. Is Dig that terrible? They got 3-0'd by a. Reminder, by the way, I said if. What was the thing? If I said that if 100 Thieves makes it to the finals or something, I'm going bald or something. Like actual bald. Please don't, bro. Please. I like having hair. Please, guys. I don't know who FlyQuest versus NRG plays today. Who's NRG? Dude, I'm not gonna lie. FlyQuest is terrible. But I'm like stun locked. I got so much shit going on. Big Dukes. I want NRG to win so bad. Bro. Stupid. I forgot FlyQuest pissed me off last week. I see other people in the room. Can I yell? Don't put down! No, I can. There's nobody else in the room. I'm all here alone. Oh, watch party. Dude, Docs, can you add that to the. Can you not make me change it, bro? I got so much going on. None of my shit's set up. Like, I'm literally, like, twitching in real life. Like, I just ran in here, put all my proper things down. They had, like, this mic ready for me to use. They had, like, this headset. I was like, bro, they didn't even have a full mouse pad. This was the mouse pad they wanted me to use. Like, so I literally walked in, I saw this, I was like, ah! I started, like, itching. And like shake, like, you know what I mean? Like, do they know who the I am, bro? The webcam was all messed up. They had the webcam like on this monitor, like this. Yo, what's up, guys? Sup? Like, bro, you know how we do things over here? It's fine. We live though. We'll get it all adjusted. During breaks because my Middle Eastern account I have to play 10 normal games on. They couldn't get those removed. They got everything else removed but the normal game. Like I have level 30, etc., etc. I have to play 10 normal games. So we're gonna be. Oh, as I was saying, the challenge starts at 10 a.m. So it's going to be like 2 a.m. for you guys. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I'll be live most of the day. I actually have to film something at like 7 p.m. my time. So like 20 hours. I'll explain. Like I said, I got so much shit going on. I can't read this chat, man. I don't know what the sub goal's at, guys. I don't have Streamlabs downloaded on this. This is my OBS, guys. This is my OBS. It's one scene with a webcam and the monitor. That's all I have. I don't even have ad block. I don't have anything. I like, dude. It is what it is. It is what it is. My flight was delayed. Like, my first flight was canceled, by the way, right? But it's okay because we like took precautions, and we're like, okay, if this flight gets canceled, it's fine because your next flight still makes it, bro. So my first flight yesterday got canceled. The next flight after that was delayed an hour and a half due to a medical emergency on the plane. Okay, it's fine. I can still make it if I run. The way it works is, though, you get picked up from a bus from the airport, and the bus has to take you to the airport or the terminal. Bro, for some reason, United, first class United, Lufia, whatever, doesn't have a business class only bus. So I had to wait for the poor people, I had to wait for the economy passengers to fill up the bus as well. Most airlines have a business class bus, a first class bus. That means, okay, you're first class, you get on first on the bus, it leaves without being full, you're first class. This one, I had to wait for the economy people to come as well. So I'm like, okay, whatever, maybe I can still make it. I sprint to the gate, right? Don't take the escalator, I run up the stairs, probably like 2 leaps up the entire staircase, right? I'm like doing a like Usain Bolt, like dive to the finish line, all the way to the terminal. I see the plane is still there, by the way. My manager had just got on. I'm like, I'm here for the plane. She's like, you just missed it. Was that your friend back there? You just missed it. Once doors close, they don't reopen. I was like, I can see it I can see it, man. They haven't left yet. Please open the doors. Whatever. They can't. So I missed that flight. Whatever. I go to the United, help desk. I'm standing for 2 hours. Standing. There's only 5 people in line, by the way. Right? So I'm standing for like 10 hours. Or excuse me, 2 hours. Just standing. Waiting in line. It goes that slow. Finally, I get up there. I'm like, okay, I need to rebook this flight. I got to be there by the end of the day. I have to co-stream. The lady says, oh, this is going to be a problem. And tells me my flight passed. Bro, they wanted me to fly economy. I will never fly economy international. They wanted me to fly economy, and I would still get there after the co-stream time. So I would still miss the games. So I was like, okay, what do you have? Like, okay, that's not going to work. What else? I'll just miss the games. They're like, okay, you got a layover in Dubai. You got to wait 5 hours for blah, blah, blah. You're going to wait at this airport for 9 more hours. And I'm just like, then my phone dies, by the way. And in EU, in case you guys don't know, they use like up chargers. In EU and like other places other than NA, they use up chargers. So my charger doesn't work. And my phone's dead, and my cards don't work since Saturday. I had to call my bank. And like Kayla's credit card didn't work because apparently they don't take American Express. So I'm like trying to pay on my phone. Well, my phone dies. By the grace of God, I get lucky, and it like with the 1% left after I turned it back on, I was able to use Apple Pay to get a charger. So then I'm sitting there crisscross applesauce in the lounge waiting for my phone to charge. I'm like, bro, you know the Okay, anyway, games are starting. We're co-streaming. Mods, did you fix the title? Why can't I hear this, by the way? Oh, it's muted.
The classic.
Terrorizing China right now.
All right, well, no, we're not.
All right, what we got, bro? We have Energy, FlyQuest. It's time for my official prediction.
We've got Energy taking out the Lilia, the Senna, and that Renekton. Let's
okay,
see the Ezreal locked in.
Dude, I hate FlyQuest with all my soul.
And to Emily's point, I
win literally. They ruined my. They're the only series they ever got wrong.
Because of FlyQuest priority on the other
I think FlyQuest is fraud as. I think they're point flippy. They're trash. They're terrible.
Just because of how fully committed.
I'm gonna go
they've
FlyQuest
been
2-1.
to the style
I think they're
of
terrible.
Inspired getting to
I
farm
am
as much as he wants.
100%
just fully
rooting
committed,
for
but also
NRG
super
with
comfortable,
everything
right?
in
Like,
my
Inspired
body.
has looked
With every
so
being,
good
I
on
am
these
rooting for
picks.
NRG. I am
Instead,
not
we
rooting for a
see the
FlyQuest
Azir
at any
Ashe
point. I
coming
hope they
out.
get.
Ashe has also
Oh,
been
it's a best of
something that
5.
has been successful for
Yeah.
NRG previously, and then the
I think
Azir
3-1.
coming back for
3-1
Palafox
FlyQuest, but
is
like
the
I
big
said,
one. You're
I am
taking that away from
praying.
Quad, who's also really good at it, and
I am praying.
Nice
for
shout
NRG.
out to Flowers, but,
Hell yeah.
Please,
and
Big
we
Dokes,
talked about
get this down.
Palafox and how
FlyQuest,
he
you are
has
terrible.
really,
Inspired,
really
you might be the
struggled
worst
this
jungler
year.
I've ever
He
seen.
has looked good on Azir in
Remember
the
last week
Yeah, and I
when he
think it's
didn't go for that
interesting
Lilia
because if
sleep
you
or whatever?
yesterday's series
You are
with Big
terrible,
Dogs and 100
Inspired.
Thieves, 100 Thieves kind of went
Inspired
back to mages now that
came
they've been
to my
buffed
Twitter
as opposed
post
to
about
the
me
AD carry
co-streaming.
meta that
It was like,
has
uh-oh,
plagued
I better
all of
play
summer,
well.
and they looked a lot better.
Right?
I'm
And you
curious if
embarrassed
Energy
me.
will be able to cast a similar sort of spell here with the Azir.
Oh, it's
back
too
in
loud,
mid.
sorry.
The Ashe you
Guys,
also
none of
mentioned.
my,
Over on FlyQuest, though, it's Inspired
Guys,
on
none of my
the
audio's
side.
right, by the way.
Yeah.
You guys gotta tell me, is this too loud, too low?
Okay, CEO Folk Queer Inspired has looked
Is my
so
voice
good
too
on
low?
this
Is the
AP jungle. He is
is this
also a
stream
very
too
good
low?
bot
Like
player.
the audio on
and
the
Orianna coming
co-stream?
in
Help me out a little
for
bit.
Quad is also
You're
a really
unserious
good
about the co-stream?
combination
I'm
there.
not
Now we
unserious.
see
I'm
the
live.
Wukong coming
I
out
went
of
live,
Energy.
by the way.
Yeah,
I
mean,
mean, I have
will
nothing
say
prepared.
This
I'm
is
serious.
a playoff pivot. I want to focus on FlyQuest first, only because if I look at the champions that they have,
I
put
am too
themselves
low?
have
It's
actually
good. I see a lot of
played
fives.
in
It's
the
fine.
summer
Is
split.
that me?
Quad played
Look at my hair.
20 of
guys
his 21
like the,
mid
headset.
games on 80
Webcam's too
carries.
small?
10
I'll
Corki,
fix
6
it there.
Trist, 4 Lucian, and 1 Aurelion Souls. This is only the second mage he's actually played in summer.
It's 720p?
and then it will be
Oh
the
my
first
God, I don't
buy
think I
pick
fixed
for
that, by the way.
Inspired in summer as well, even if he's got a long history with the
Oh my
champion
God, my
seasons.
bitrate's terrible.
Yeah,
Guys,
I mean,
what are we
Quad played
doing?
Azir back when he was in LCK as well.
Sorry,
and he
I-
played it a ton on FlyQuest Challenger.
They put the
More known as a
bit rate
mage
at
player
2,000,
before this exact
by the
split,
way.
So it should be
Ew!
good for him. It just hasn't been.
Guys,
what we've
it is
seen from
720.
him
Maybe
this
I'll,
split.
what's this
Okay,
mean, guys?
So we have what we would assume to be marksmen, mid laners, and
Is this-
junglers for both
wait, is
sides.
it this?
Means I need to see top
Or is it
laners, I
this?
need to see supports, and I'm going to see a lot of both here in the second half of the bans, with Rumble banned out by FlyQuest,
Joe did-
Fiona banned out by Energy. Do they
Joe
want
did my
to
settings at
double
home.
target
I have
the
no idea.
support
I have no
role
idea what these
here?
settings are.
Yep, looks like they do. The Bard, final ban for Energy.
And
I
I'm
can't
curious
change
to
it.
see
Let's
where
say in
this goes
stream.
depending on
If I just in
FlyQuest
stream and change
final
it,
ban
I don't
here,
care.
because
Everything's already
Energy
up anyway.
could
I'll just end the stream.
also
I'm
go
just
with
gonna end the stream.
something
You're
like
back.
a Kalista
It's all gonna be scuffed for
But
the
I
just
do like the engage
just
option for them as their
just
long
today
coverage, which
will
is
be
really
scuffed. I
helpful.
promise. I'll
Okay.
get everything with.
Rakan
I just
locked
got
in
here
for
late,
Energy,
guys.
So now you've got
I've been so
a
busy.
big potential wombo combo engage with Rakan on the grand entrance, right? Going in with the quickness. You've got the Wukong for the Cyclone. You've got the Azir that can be able to start it
Hello,
off
my
with a
back?
shuffle. There's a lot of go buttons here on Energy.
Yeah, and
Refresh.
I'm curious to see what they are going to save for Dokla
Refresh.
As R5,
All right, what we got?
As we see
Let's
the hover over
let's
the
try and fill this up. I'll
Poppy,
yap during
potentially
the
for Bwipo, but Cassandra
breaks.
is kind of the classic blind for so many of our
Ezreal
top
pick.
players, including
It's fine.
Bwipo,
Fine.
and that's what he's gonna go with here.
you know,
I would've
inspired. If you
really
surely
liked to
press
see
R,
that
right?
Poppy, though. Like Poppy into Wukong, Rakan, Azir just feels downright dirty
Orianna.
with the Cassante. I can't really fault
Quad
you for
God.
He's been overpowered since he was released. It's
Quad
just
their
a
only good
really
player.
strong champion in pro. So
I like the
that's
Wukong
for
pick.
Bwipo.
We'll have some
Last
fun.
pick of the draft, though, coming up here. What do they want to pair with that Ezreal for Masu down there?
Wait,
Lucio's
is
gonna
LCS on
lock
live
combo,
patch?
So a lot of poke here in the bottom lane for FlyQuest.
Yep, it is a classic lane, the Karma Ezreal, because it can get shoved.
Okay, so
against
Corki's
almost everything,
nerf,
so they're using
correct?
that to try and
Sin is
counter
strong.
the
Oh my God,
immediate
let's go.
laning power of the Ashe. So even though Energy has the Ashe, it should be FlyQuest who's able to get pushed in the bot lane.
Yeah,
Ezreal
and it also
Karma used to be
sets up
so
a really
strong.
easy, good lane for
Surely it
Inspired
still
to
is.
play around immediately early.
We got Big Dokes
I am
playing
wondering if
Zion.
we'll see a shift from him. As we see
Zion for
locked in
Big
from
Dokes,
Dokla,
let's see,
I am
baby!
wondering if NRG are going to go for a swap, especially since Zion
Big
is so good.
Dokes
Those-
Zion.
With this pushing lane,
He
as you
seems
were
like a
pointing out,
Zion
Inspired
player.
has
I don't think I've ever
something
seen him play
really
Zion.
easy that he can play on. They stack that wave. They do an early dive.
I like it, bro.
on
I like
bot
the
side. I'll be
Azir.
curious to see if FlyQuest
I
goes
like
there.
the
I will as
Zion. I
well.
like
think
Wukong. I like
even if
Rakan.
Energy isn't
There's
expecting to
engage
swap,
there.
the
If they don't
Sion
get poked
would
before the
put them
fight.
in a good situation if the swap happens. I also do think it's a little bit funny that
Oh wait,
a
am I
long
allowed to have this
conversation
thing
was
behind
had
me for
between Bwipo and
co-streams?
Sniper about Sion prior to Pro's recording last week, and now he's having it played against him by Dokla, who has not played Sion yet this split.
Wait,
on
I don't think I
Thursday.
am actually.
What was that conversation
No, because
like?
it's
It was a lot about Bwipo saying he will play Sion because of the strength
Fuck,
that
I
the
don't think I
Scion
am.
brings and because it can you know, build on his strengths as a
I
player.
get a
and how
blanket,
certain
cover it?
players need to play to their strengths, and Sniper should be playing Scion.
God.
You could have
Be right
something
back.
similar to that on Dokla, who's actually been pretty strong at either range tops or bruiser tops or more carry tops actually playing Scion. It'll be very interesting to see how this Scion works out for Dokla.
Well, I was gonna say we've seen those in solo queue. I'm not sure if we've necessarily seen as many from Dokla on the LCS stage, but I know he has been practicing them.
I'm ready for this, man. FlyQuest versus Energy, number 3 from the regular split, going up against number 6, the lowest spot to make it into playoffs. Energy have a lot to prove if they want to have a chance here in summer 2024 on that quest to Worlds. FlyQuest want to come in, start this one hot. Remember that our first series in playoffs just yesterday was a 3-0. Either one of these teams would love to repeat it. A lot of people are expecting FlyQuest to be able to do just that. But let's see what they've been cooking here for the past week.
Bro.
Just taking a look at what
It's good enough.
everything's set up with. You do see your standard teleports for all of our solo laners. Cleanse for Masu does want to be able to get away from those arrows should they ever connect, and the Rakana engages going forward.
Actually,
So a
here's
little
what I
bit
can
more
do.
combat power for the summoner spells for Energy's bottom lane duo.
Yeah, and we see this ward here being placed down. That's kind of the one that spotted out FlyQuest last time when they were going for the swap on top side.
That's fine.
We saw who he put down his ward, but now it looks like
All right, what we got, bro?
he's
So
going
who
towards
does the winner of
bot
this
side
play, by the
where
way?
FBI already is, so swap probably not coming through.
No one's committed completely to top lane yet, though, with Dokla waiting in case there
Yep.
is some
C9?
top lane invade. A lot
Never
of mind games
mind.
going
We're
on here.
moving.
All right, and reminder, I have
Well,
officially
so they saw
FlyQuest
Whippo's
3-1.
Cassante on that
We
ward. You can
are
see the
all
pings
rooting
moving out, and FBI is slow walking up to the top
For
lane,
Energy.
So the swap engaged.
All right, and we'll see how
Because
this
of
works
FlyQuest
for
embarrassment last
NRG.
week.
This gives me a chance to talk about lane swaps as like the only person in the LCS apparently.
Is everybody
that
lane?
likes
Dude!
talking about
Don't be
them.
modest, Emily. You're like
Dude,
the one
it'd
person
be
in the
so
world that
easy to fix
enjoys
lane
it.
swapping.
I can't be because Kelsey also exists.
There's no way that
But I
NRG is
think,
lane swapping now.
the big thing for me when you're looking at, okay, how do teams deal with a lane swap? Yes, it's about keeping laners down, especially top laners, but it's also about mitigating mid pressure depending on where you want to send your top.
Oh,
about
it's
getting out
dude.
of
What they
certain
can do
laning
is just
matchups.
tell a team,
And we'll
guys,
see
if you
how
lane swap here, by the way,
NRG
you're
handle
gonna
this.
get
They haven't
an instant
always
loss.
looked
Don't
super
lane. Riot can just
comfortable
come out and
in
say,
some of
"Don't
their
lane
swaps,"
swap.
Whereas FlyQuest are, I would say, them and TL are the two teams that are most comfortable with it.
One of the big things I always
Strategy,
Lane
bro.
swaps is
I
how much
don't give a
experience
shit
the
about the
top laners can
strategy.
actually get.
Yep.
So when I'm looking at this, Whippo has actually been able to get about half a level, and Dokla's only now
Ooh, my
about
monitor.
2/3 of
I
a
didn't even think
level,
about my
while
second
still
monitor.
at full health. So currently, I'd say it's advantage Scion, but it will depend also on how big this wave stack can get and whether or
Quad,
not
put
top
up, dude.
lane
We also
feels
have.
comfortable
Isn't this so weird?
letting
We have
the wave
mage
crash,
versus
or if they
mage,
have to
mage
abandon
mid.
So they both gotten level 2 now. That's important for them.
This is weird.
They both have level 2, but look at Inspired. The Vi is
Yo,
down
Quad's
here in the
playing,
bottom
dude.
lane,
I'm telling you,
looking to
Quad
set
has
up
no
the
fear,
dive.
by the way.
Cannon Minion's gonna soak most of the shots. Dope
We win this,
still
Dope.
hanging around
Big
for
Dope.
now. They
Big Dope.
lock him up, beat him down. First blood over to Busio, and
Ooh, and he
FlyQuest
missed
got that
cannon.
done
-1.
easy.
But he is going to hit level 3 off these minions, and this is why we see Sion
Quad plays
do
so
pretty well
aggressive. I wonder if
in
this is
these
not
lane
worth
swap
it, 'cause he gets that
situations
XP.
Because he still can get
And if you
XP
peep the
after
CS, he's
death.
actually up gold.
And he'll be able to TP back
Maybe
and
it's not so bad.
also get this wave that Masu and
What's
Busio
that
are
Scion
pushing
player's
into
name?
it.
Boofy.
Wave
I don't know his
in the
name,
turret
but
up
he'd
here
probably
on the
say,
top
what does
side.
he say?
Whippo
Like,
is
good death,
facing
whatever?
No sort of threat, similar to what his opponent did. Yeah, FBI and Who here still going to be annoying, poking at him underneath this turret, but he'll farm up as much as he can. Still doesn't have quite
Don't
as
really
much
know.
farm
Don't really
compared to
care.
Scion there. As you can see, Contracts making his way into the top side river.
little counter
Might just
juggle.
go for the
Got
full
this or
jump
what, bro?
invade here, but the control ward placed down by FlyQuest's side on the
Actually
brunt of the
spotted.
Blue is going to let them know
stopped
what
this?
Contracts is up to, and you can
Maybe
see
not,
some pings
because
coming
we're
out
on.
from Energy.
And this is the other trade. Like, Contracts is a full clear and now counter jungling because Inspired spent the time to kill that Scion. So
Wait, true, actually. He's actually down so much
still
gold. I wonder if
not
that
quite
was
having
not
smite.
a bad
Can
death.
Inspired get in and steal it.
Well, not when he's around. I like the rotation here from Energy support, recognizing that there might
Actually
be a
worth
challenge
it.
for this, wanting to make sure that Energy gets
Keep
the
the mid lane,
maximum
bro.
amount of punish
Keep
for
the
that
mid
bot
lane.
lane dive.
Yeah, and NRG
I will say,
are
only
not
person on
doing so
FlyQuest
bad, in the swap. I actually expected FlyQuest
I
to
think
be able to take
belongs
advantage
is
of them
Quad.
more.
He's the only one I will
Especially since
ever root for.
Quad's lane has been relatively untouched, right? He's kind
Right.
of had push in this lane.
I'm
up
sorry, I
until
said what I
now.
said.
And that's kind of another underrated thing on lane swaps is like
sorry.
how much you are able to harass and get a good lane for your mid laner.
And I think they might be going for
Gotta
more
be
down
so
bottom.
aggressive.
Inspire doesn't have anything to do
Never
other than
forget,
dive the
guys.
Sion
Quad
once
beat the
again.
shit out of Caps.
Here we go. Busio with another root. Gonna tank
If
the
you up, yes, you up,
maximum
yes,
amount
you
of
up.
turret shots, gets out of the way
Wait for the
in
wave. It
time.
might not
Monsu
actually be
gets
bad
the
if
last
he gets the
bullet.
wave.
Inspired
And they're going to
gonna
kill
dive the
opposite side of the map
counterattack while
anyway.
Energy
I think there's
with
actually a
one
good
back here
death.
on the
They missed
top
this
lane.
entire
Tier
wave.
one
Actually, he's going to
dive.
TP. No, he's still in
It's a
position.
2-to-1
He misses the
overall,
wave.
1
Sion
for
gets the
1
XP
play
plus
as the
CS.
top laners
Wait, does Sion get
just have
XP while he's
bullseyes
dead?
on their foreheads here in this
BCSs?
lane swap.
And then also a small note that the early game death timers are slightly higher, so Bwipo's going to lose a little bit more before teleporting back. But
I think it might be
just
worse.
trying to actually take stock of who's winning this lane swap. Emily, what do you think?
I mean, I think Energy have actually done a pretty good job. Dokla
Yeah.
is in
Thanks,
a good
Emily.
spot where he should be able to get level 6 ahead of
Good call.
Bwipo. Actually, no, Bwipo's catching
Emily
up
knows what
now.
she's talking about here.
They're both just level 5. They have the
Yeah.
same level of experience. Let's watch this
Didn't
dive
flash,
one more
did he?
time because there's no Sion here, but Bwipo has held his TP this entire time, so he thinks it's not the end of the world if he dies, but it's just a
They didn't
very
flash. I think
clean
it's fine,
dive
actually.
there from Energy. FBI is the range champion in no danger of dying to the turret.
Yeah, and as we see in
It's worth, don't
live,
worry, guys.
Dokla is
Don't worry,
still
guys. Inspired, keep
getting
farming, bro.
harassed Off here. The big thing for me,
Farm up,
honestly,
Inspired. You'll
coming out
carry.
of this swap, is that Bwipo
I mean, they have
is
Vi
now
ult with
slightly
Orianna combo. It's not
in
bad combo.
experience, but then also the mid lane has remained untouched, and quad is looking quite good, which has
Energy,
given,
no, we got FlyQuest winning,
Inspired
but
a
I am
pretty
rooting for
good
Energy.
idea of where everyone has been on the map, right? And that's also another underrated
They're
thing.
trade
As
for
we
Dragon.
see contracts, because they
Azir
have Prio on
with
this,
Grub Gap.
or they have control over this top side, he'll be able to pick up these grubs looking uncontested, while Inspired will go for the first straight.
Exactly. The contest isn't direct.
Not bad. I'm surprised they didn't lane. I guess they don't want to ever play against Ezreal Karma. It's actually really annoying. I don't mind lane swapping this game for NRG. It actually makes sense.
The sights, sounds, and smells of the rift here
Ezreal
in the
Karma's
lane
so
swap game
strong, especially if they get
as
bush
he
control
walks
early.
around and knows
So it kinda makes
that
sense
he
never to
is
go back
on
to that
the wrong
lane.
Side of the map. FlyQuest has total control, but Energy might just look to make another dive here
Yeah.
on the top side. That is a level 6
He's sick, he
Cassante.
doesn't
It
die.
makes things very, very dangerous. So it looks like FBI and Who here just going to continue mining plates away from the turret while
Ever.
Contract steals the jungle.
And this is really where FlyQuest are pulling ahead, right? Because Masu and Busio have been dirty.
Let's act our
farming
age,
this
please,
entire
chat.
time. Bwipo has already hit level 6. Energy was not able to dive him. And once again,
Cassante
FlyQuest still have
now has a
complete
lead. I'm not sure
mid-prio
this is worth.
from
It is what it is.
Quad continuously pushing Palafox in this mid lane. And they're going to get first turret off of it, too.
Right, yeah, remember the bottom lane turrets are so much squishier than the top lane
Yeah.
turrets, specifically to try to dissuade these types of plays, these types of strategies, and FlyQuest are
Whatever.
getting so much
I mean, it'll come to a
punishment on
5v5.
these structures for Energy. This bottom lane tier 1 nearly
I'm not sure how
almost
Ezreal
killed
ever dies
already.
this
We're
game,
only
but
7.5 minutes
they'll
into the
find a
game,
way.
and Masu will be left to take care of that while Inspired and Busio still both
Not a
hang
bad
around.
flash.
Inspired just
Okay, a little bit of
continuing
poke.
to clean out this enemy jungle quadrant, while Busio
We like it,
guarantees
Quad. We like
nobody
it.
else from Energy is going to make an appearance. And
We're down
it's first
2,000
turret,
gold. Guess
7
we like
minutes
that
and
too.
45 seconds into the game for FlyQuest.
And
Lane
this
swaps are so
generally
terrible
means
for top
that's the
laners.
big win
There's
of the
no
swap.
skill.
It was an
That's what it feels
interesting
like.
swap
Like-
to me because of how long they stayed in it. There was no
Dokla,
swap
I
back,
swear to God, by the way, has
around
not
the level
played
5 or
a
6
single
point for the
1v1
top
lane
laners, and is
ever,
Emily showing
like,
right
at
now.
any
It's grown
like
to
the
a
last 3
2-level
weeks.
advantage for Bwipo. The only thing that this cost FlyQuest was Inspired's farm and level in comparison to Contracts. He's 10 CS down, not the end of the world. He also does
Not even
at
a
level
knowledge
6.
check.
It's
Just-
not
you
the
don't do
position
anything. You just
Inspired
try
is
and
used to being
survive.
in, But he's going to take it for a 2,000 gold advantage for his team.
Oh,
Yeah,
now he
and
lane
if
swaps
you
right
look at
back
the
to
lanes
Ezreal
across
Karma.
the board too, right? Like they're almost all blue except for that jungle matchup that you pointed out, Jat. And FlyQuest have had such a better idea of, again, where to be on the map in this swap. They've known where Contracts is
It is
going
what
to
it
be,
is.
more importantly.
Yo, can we
So
get
he
Dokla
hasn't
some
been able to-
help, bro?
Oh man,
Look, Mike's
Dokla.
dead again.
One more hit.
Can we get
Great
Dokla
kill on
some help?
Masu. Look at the cooldown on True Shot Barrage. It's not quite there.
There it is.
There it is. One more second. Might be able to find that one. Okay.
Cancels back
He's not
if he
gonna take the
hits.
shot. I thought for sure he would just go fishing with it. But
Yeah, at the very least, he could have interrupted the recall, but he didn't think Dokla was going to die to that one, and he's fine just sending him back to base and maybe.
What do
getting
the
a
grubs
teleport
even
out.
do here?
Comes right now. Watch out mid. He dodged that? Yes, he did.
It's fine, I believe. I believe.
2,000 gold
I
lead,
believe.
not feeling
I
too bad
believe.
at all. 9 minutes into the game here
Yeah.
for FlyQuest. You already mentioned that, you know, the only person ahead in gold is Contracts there in the jungle.
Woo, he'll
Remember,
carry.
He was the one who got the 1 kill that Energy picked up. And
All right, I
that
kind of
gold
forgot
that he
Contracts
has
even
is just
existed, by the way.
barely more than the total gold for the kill, so it's not like this extra farm has really given him an
Wait,
economic
I thought
advantage.
Inspired had no impact.
Maybe they can get something off of a crazy
I
Wukong
didn't
play,
even
but it just
process
feels like
Contracts even
FlyQuest
being in
are
this game
clear
of
winners
leagues.
here in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I know we talk about Inspired, CEO, full clear, all of that. We talk about Contracts as jungler and what we want to see from him, which is him interacting with his lanes, right? But outside of that top lane dive, he went in, he was able to get a few camps. There was a point in time where I thought he might
It's all good,
wrap
bro. We
around
play for
onto
Ashar.
Quad,
If it ever
because
hits Ezreal,
Quad
maybe
was
he
so
just
far
won't press
pushed up,
cleanse.
didn't end up going for that either. And it's been Inspired,
Front to back, we win.
actually, who's
Wait
been
a
able
minute.
to
No, we
help
don't,
out his
because
team a
Vitus
lot
presses
more on
R.
the map.
They're playing really well, and Inspired throughout this entire split, as he's actually just led all junglers in CS at 14 by a
Because
pretty
he doesn't
wide
do
margin.
anything.
He
doesn't
just says
participate.
He wants to play the correct and best way to play the game. And we are on a new patch here in 14-16, so I'm going to be really curious to the rest of this game, the rest of this series, and the rest of this playoffs, if FlyQuest is going to change their read on the meta, because they were the most consistent in being 80 carry mid, AP farming Inspired, and this different style is working quite well for them for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see about
I
that,
mean,
but-
I'd say they already have, right? Like
Yeah.
both of these teams seem to have fully embraced
Hey, they're getting grubs,
the patch.
6,
I
by the way.
can't reiterate enough as we see
6
if
grubs.
FlyQuest
Does
are
it
willing
matter,
to
though?
contest
Because
those
who actually hits
grubs
tower? I mean, it's better than not. Are we going to fight this?
Yeah, Energy got the
they're
first.
coming to fight. I think they
pot of
should.
grubs Now they've got the first one in the second pot as well, so they're
Azir has a
guaranteed
disgusting
to have the
TP
grubling
ward.
spawns.
Flank!
Arrow flies out,
Okay.
they find the connect onto Inspired.
He's not
Gets
taking the
himself
flank
back
ward.
away.
Actually,
Now
this
Dokla's
might
gonna
not
be
be-
taking some
wait, he's
damage.
trolling.
Contracts needs to disengage here with the decoy. They wanted to try to get
Dude,
into
you
the flank attack, but it ain't gonna work out because Palafox is picked off and
Okay.
shut down.
You don't wrap this up, bro.
Before he can
Hey,
do a
wrap this
damn
up.
thing,
Wrap this
FlyQuest
up.
dismantled him, and they'll
Wrap
take
it
the
up,
last
bro.
couple
I don't got. I'm
grubs.
too busy
And
for
that
this,
fight was
guys.
all about the
What are we
angles.
doing?
Palafox tried to approach for the flank, but he got collapsed on first. The
What a
other side
terrible
of the fight
TP.
wasn't
He had,
actually
like,
going
several
incredibly
flank wards.
for FlyQuest. Quad Shockwave, as you'll see, only hits the Scion, but let's watch the angle with which Palafox
Oh my
actually
god,
comes
and the
into the
Recon
fight.
engage
Yeah,
was
and I think the big
trash.
thing here is that
It was
Palafox
all
is coming in.
garbage.
Bwippo is
Karma's
already
solo
there.
zoning 5.
He's
This was the
already on
worst
top
team
of
fight
him,
I
right?
might have
So
ever
he
seen.
completely
I'm gonna
cannot
watch
do
this VOD
anything,
after the game.
removes him
This might have been the worst
entirely
one.
from
Remind me
the
to watch
fight.
this after.
And meanwhile, Busio and Mossy are actually putting on quite a good amount of poke damage.
Yeah.
Again, when you're looking at what they can do, they can just kite back.
Good job. They need to go bot 1%. Good call for the TP. Any flashes?
Called for the TP. Brother, Palafox ran it down. Oh,
Right
okay.
back to live, though, and a pick
Taking the
off
bounty?
quad is desperately needed for Energy after that river fight. I think y'all called it perfectly, man. There was just no way for Palafox to even play it from that TP position.
This is
Yeah, and I also
playoffs.
like that the team called Bwippo to teleport.
Bro,
in, 'cause
6
Bwippo
out of
was
8
happy
teams
just
make
taking that
playoffs.
wave.
Hello? Am I live?
Would love to see how Quad got picked off there. Flash and teleport top there, but that pick is going to lead to this Drake for Energy and definitely slow the FlyQuest snowball.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slight window
here we
for
go.
energy.
Oh my god, it's my first time
This,
using.
uh,
He just got caught hand in the cookie jar at Raptors there.
This is my first time using it on Twitch. Wait, this is a little bit broken.
300 gold lead to find
Yeah,
something. I guess
hey.
they found Oriana.
And they will get the Drake off of this, which does stop like FlyQuest early Drake stacking, right? And they were able to.
Oh my
get
god, you can see their runes, what they're building at what timestamp?
Off of that
What they're
team.
leveling? Wait, is this
but then
not
you
just
see
the...
only one turret plate on that top tier one?
My god,
for
bro. Okay.
FlyQuest. They just have a much better map state right now, and
Well, that's nuts.
additionally, I mean,
Okay, they got
Bwippo
Dragon,
is
that's really good.
So far ahead of Dokla. Coming out of this swap, and that has not evened out since.
Add
Yeah,
it to your
and
stream? What do
I
you
will
mean?
say, we mentioned
Yo, what's going on? Is that the stream or mine?
this last week with FlyQuest as well, and we talked about Bwippo. When he is ahead, the team does extremely well. When he is behind, they're actually quite poor. We checked these stats. This is ahead at 14 minutes for all their players, and the one that is most determinant of a FlyQuest victory defeat is Bwippo.
It's their Twitch?
The fact that the result of this swap has put him in a 2-level advantage and a pretty big goal lead over Dokla means he really
Might have to
has
switch to YouTube,
a
bro.
vision of how to play the rest of the game out. You can see just 1v1
He
taking this
can't
turret and
play.
extending his
He'll
lead.
never be able to
and
do
now
damage
he's even
to
going to get
him.
the plate and the turret before plating falls,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Too. So
I'll go YouTube next
again,
game. That's cool they have that Twitch app.
One of the reasons why I did not only favor FlyQuest in this matchup, but was looking ahead at how they could potentially really contest TL.
Down
and C9
4,000
is
gold
because
from doing
they
nothing
are
at 14
good
minutes.
in
I'm not
these
sure
swap
they play.
situations.
Yeah.
And you can see how thoughtful they are about where they need to be on the
I
map.
see, would you?
Okay, that was quite a big hit onto FBI, and unfortunately, it hits right as everybody is squaring up for the stare down around the Rift Herald pit. Now, Energy, yeah, they've done a pretty good job coming out slightly
Rift
ahead
Herald
on
really
neutral
matter?
objectives so far, but it's about the only thing that they can really claim has gone their way.
Only way they win is if Rakan sneaks behind, gets a flank ward, and Azir
keep slipping further and further
goes
behind because
unnoticed,
FlyQuest is
shuffles them
tightening
in.
their grip on this game, and it looks like Quad and Inspired are just going to go ahead, start up the Herald. They don't
Because
even
do they
care about this
outscale?
board in the pit. They don't even need to sweep out to check it. It looks like Energy's going no contest.
And I can see why, because if you think
How does
about
Ash
they would
play this
actually
game, by the
try
way?
and contest, sure, they'd walk up one of these corridors, but
How does Ash
who
play?
would do it that doesn't just die? Because
So let's say
the
she's
Ezreal
lead,
is
Vi just
extremely
presses
fed
ult.
off to the races. I drew
And then
that line
Orianna
horribly.
ball combos. How
Even
does
the
she ever play?
Sion- the
She
Sion
can only hit
tank,
Kasante. Let's say she hits
just armor,
Kasante, and he
so
just
very
presses R.
easy
What
for a-
happens? Okay, we're going to YouTube. Bro, what's going on, man? I'm going to get ads on
CW
YouTube, though,
from the
because I
Orianna
don't
to
have...
out. Just the people that would need, like the
Not
Sion
logged
actually
in.
really needs gold for this comp to function at all. Otherwise, they're going to get poked out extremely easily.
Yeah, and it's not like we're talking about armor of, oh, he's just got a Sunfire cape. You know, it's shoes and a chain vest. The rest of it is starter item junk that you can buy when you spawn into the game.
At 15 minutes.
He's not feeling super tanky on this pick right now.
He may as well be a support Sion at this point.
Yeah, it's not feeling great there for Big Dokes up in the top lane as the Herald is summoned in
Just say
mid.
you're
There's
broke,
still
don't
plenty
pull
of
that card
HP
on me.
left in
Yo,
the
this
tier one
quality's pretty
Masu
good.
is going to drive this thing straight into it, spawn a couple of little extra grub babies. Not enough damage from the charge to force this thing down immediately. Forces the Scion to flash out or face certain doom.
And that's
Okay, what I
another
think
thing
happened
we've kind
was
of been talking about
Scion
with
ulted
Energy
in,
not necessarily
and had a
being on
flash
the same
away.
Page. If as soon as that arrow hits, Dokla should already be coming in if they want to go for that play, right? But then
Oh, Karma
as
did
Chad
go
already
first out of my
pointed out,
kills. I think that's so
FlyQuest
smart.
are so far ahead, especially Masu in this bot lane can do so much poke
Nah, this
damage,
game's
and he
over.
Pusio can just kite back out while
This draft
dealing
is actually
damage
so bad.
to you. It's going to be really hard to get in on them.
I mean, look at the itemization difference, right? It's you got tier 2 boots on.
All right,
both,
I have
but
that
Trinity
open.
Force and
Would
a
you?
3/4 stacked Manamune, which will be Muramana here in a minute or two, right? Versus static Shiv Ash. One of these is going to do a lot more damage over the course of a team fight than the other is. And if you're Energy, it's hard to even figure out an angle where you can make up for that gap.
Especially because the angle there was
Are we
land
really
the
setting up
Ash
this
arrow
dragon? There's
perfectly
no
onto
way
the
Energy
carry,
contest ever.
But you don't even get a
They're just gonna
summer spell
slowly
because
lose this game.
Busio already has Mikhail's. So good luck getting the right engage. It's basically who he has to land some 3 or 4 man.
And then what? There's
with
no
the
Wombo.
Wukong
Wukong
coming in.
Wombo.
But if the vision gets set up properly by FlyQuest, they're not going to let that happen. Let's see how this dragon plays out, because the way when you are a team that gets poked out like this, the way you generate fights is around objectives. But with no lanes being pushed in, it then gets even harder. So
is an
FlyQuest
ass
are in a
beating.
very
I
strong
don't know if
winning
it's a trash
position here in
draft,
Energy.
'cause
They
what
have
else
to
could they
get
draft?
a
They're
little
just
bit
bad.
frisky.
Can I just say I'm having a lot of fun, like drawing minion waves out and
It's
like
great.
talking about lane
Who did
swaps,
Energy lose to
I don't know
last
if
week?
anyone
This
else
is your kinda
having
series,
fun, but
Emily.
I'm having a great time, guys.
We're there. I'm happy for your happy. I'm not happy for a lane swap.
I know they
I'm
lost.
happy that my friend is happy. We can have some
TL, that was an
wholesome
ass.
Thank you,
sharing here,
Flowers.
but
I
we
think
have
you're going to be
some-
happy. There's going to be a fight.
This
will be a
does
fight.
make me happy. We got
They're actually
some
gonna fight this. This
PvP
is so stupid.
coming up
They-
next
it's
here on the
an
menu
unwinnable
as
fight.
Whippo has
Just
found
fight it.
the
I respect
angle
it though,
if
because
Energy tries to
if they
commit to
don't
this
win
straight
now,
from
they
mid,
don't
picks
win
it up,
later.
and Energy
Tarzan
knows
taught
they
me
don't wanna
this.
walk up into this. They know how
Tarzan
far
taught me
behind
this.
are.
They have
know
to fight for
that
this
if they
because
take
it
a
doesn't
fight,
get
it
better.
has got to be
Like, it
decidedly
just
in
doesn't
their
get better
favor.
ever, so they have to
Spot
fight.
taking the chance, going
Okay?
after the tier 1 here in
Nice
the mid lane
little free
instead as
Mikhails.
Lucio tries to get away. The
Rakan, does
engage
he have
of
flash up? He
Invasion.
does.
Oh,
Ooh, good knockup.
who he
Scion,
must have
buffer
died
set,
instead
easy.
as Whippo
Quad
continues
solo
trying to
kill
get fighting
Palafox
right
mid
on
lane.
back.
It's done.
Contract on the front
Not
line
even
is going to
close.
be killed off first. Masu goes on a killing spree, and the cavalry has arrived. Energy are dropping like flies, and FlyQuest got the flies.
I picked FlyQuest. I don't give a shit.
shit. Inspired takes out FBI, and he goes straight back in for the objective.
This is an
Quad
ass.
still ready to
This
keep
is
this
so
one
bad.
going.
This is like an
and
FF
who
game.
He's ready to go to hell home. He's trying to get away to the safety of the lane.
my
the
God, he just
safety
told me
of
to go
the
to hell?
minions, but there's no safety.
Flowers
left, man.
Unchained?
Busio Whippo sped up. He is going all in. Alcove Gaming will not save you. Run, little Rakan, run. Just think about Zaya. Think about home. Try to think about something happy because the fight ain't that. 9-2, 7,000.
But I'm gonna NRG. I don't think they've been good since we started watching.
Been waiting for, Flowers, but this
All right,
is
let's
the
see.
fight
Okay, it
that
wasn't a solo
started
kill. I didn't
it.
see
The
Vi here.
two-man in the mid
Okay, but he just gets
lane,
art on.
bursting the turret
See,
and
he's trolling.
immediately killing
You're,
Palafox. You
dude,
cannot
Palafox, I'm not gonna
flash
lie,
the
is
Vi
getting his
or
ass
Vi
completely
Oriannas.
kicked
They
the
get the
entire
kill,
game.
while the
What do you
rest of
do?
the
The
team
TP,
was winning and
obviously
holding on
Vi
in the
walks up
3v4.
there.
Yeah,
He was
and the
losing
big thing
1v1
here is,
anyway.
again,
I get it,
all this
Quad's
play
actually
is
pretty
happening
good,
mid, and they're
but
getting that kill onto Palafox. When Contracts goes in, again, Masu untouched. He just escapes out here. Even when Huhi goes in, he takes
Got his
way
flash
too
and
much
cleanse.
damage. They're able to burn down Contracts first.
To be fair, it's an
Quad and
unwinnable
Inspired
fight, but
are
they
now
have to try
coming
and fight
off
because
around the back
it
of
doesn't
this
get better.
fight. They
It never
get
gets better.
Dokla. It's so difficult
it is what
to
it is.
get onto FlyQuest carries, and they're able to just mop up this fight afterwards. I should clear out my random scribble there. Sorry about that.
That guy
Yeah,
on
good for you,
screen right now
FlyQuest.
with
It's
the big
okay, you'll get
smile.
exposed
He played
again.
that fight so well. 3v4 after Kasante.
We're beating NRG!
He tanked all the damage.
We're so good!
He didn't even die by the end of it. So
We're
he's
trash,
got
bro.
1-1-3 on the scoreline. Lowest CS of any of the carries on his team, but he's
Trash.
playing his style
I'm sorry,
of
it's the
game,
truth.
which is
Get
extremely
embarrassed by
successful in game 1 for
C9.
FlyQuest.
You embarrassed
You know,
me.
you're kind of making the case for the point that you argued earlier, Jat, in that, yes, Whippo has had a couple of pants on head moments so far in Summer Split, but they only happen because he earned those pants in the first place, winning his lanes and having good plays to be in that position. So far in this
Honestly,
one, it's
NA
all coming up Whippo,
Crusader might
it's
be
all
right.
coming up FlyQuest, and I feel like if your energy, we're past the point of strategy. It's a religious matter at this point. You're just praying that they mess up.
I just like that
Oh my
analogy
God, is
that you're
Flowers
using
pushing
where he
religion
earned
on the
pants that
LCS
he could then
broadcast?
put on his head and not
Oh my
wear
God.
correctly. But I do think, again, when you're looking at like, okay, are FlyQuest going to be able to adapt to this meta? Well, we've already seen Inspired be super successful on the Vi.
Check
Yeah.
Dokla's
Quad,
gold. I
back
mean, it is
when
what.
he
Oh
was
yeah,
in
no, I'm not going to
LCK,
click
when he
anything
was
because it might bug.
Solka,
Might
and
lag.
also on FlyQuest
But yeah, he's at
challenges,
103
played
CS at
mages.
21
He's
minutes.
primarily a mage player. He's very comfortable in this meta. And
Shit's
Masu
so
and
lame.
Busio are playing something that
Is it
we
not
haven't
lame,
already
by the way?
seen them be successful with, right? So they look completely comfortable, even with most of their success this summer coming from 80 mid AP jungle.
I agree. There is a very small victory here for Energy getting that
There's
one
nothing. We're just
objective
bleeding.
bounty, whereas FlyQuest
Can
doesn't
FlyQuest
trade
just end
back
the
for
game is the
anything
question.
meaningful
Playing
at
for
the
what?
moment.
Baron?
So a little
We
bit
don't have
of
any
guerrilla
Baron
warfare
vision
like
set up. We're
that
playing
from
for
Energy
Dragon
would
in
keep
2
this
minutes.
game
What are we actually doing?
a little bit open, but it's that fine line, Flowers, where Energy is wondering how much they want to come back in this game versus
Start thinking about next
think
game.
about and discuss game 2.
Yeah,
Because
agree.
You have to.
It is not in a good state.
Should be talking about it right now.
Thought economy is what we're
Okay,
talking about.
Whippo with
might have
Whippo.
found himself caught. He wants to go
gonna-
all
not gonna
out.
kill him?
He's got a little bit of Omni-Vamp. He's got his jungler right next to him. And Energy's got no hope of taking down the widest Whippo here in the top lane, here on Kasante. Here to kick
Whatever,
off
it's
the
fine. We do
playoff.
Baron now,
The
and we
dude
end,
won't
correct?
die.
Just Kasante things, no problem. He's almost 2K ahead now of the Scion. They'll easily get mid-turret
Palafox
off
could
of
play
this.
mages.
I did
thought the
think
whole thing
that
was he was
going
bad
to be a
because he
moment
can't
where we're
play
like, oh no, he's gone
80
too
mid.
far in, or he's been caught out on the Kasante. We've seen it before in some of their more recent games. Not this time.
He can't play anything?
Pants still
Yeah.
properly on.
Yeah, guy's right. Maybe he
Buttoned
did
up.
have a
Fell
Linsanity
fast
run.
into the right loop.
So like people hyped him up,
good.
and then he felt it was just like
Having
a
great time
crazy
here in this
overperformance.
first game.
They're not falling off this time.
Nope, those pants are securely fastened. So is this 8,500 gold lead. Not even 23 minutes into the game for FlyQuest.
It's Baron,
I
man.
feel like it's
Oh,
all
here we
just
go,
about how
desperation.
fast they can wrap this one up now.
Oh, now
FBI
what?
lands an arrow to interrupt a recall on Masu, but I mean, plus 200 damage to your champ damage stat at the end of the game. That's about all you're getting from that one.
Very true. Just delays the recall. Still a control word in the pit for FlyQuest, so the risk of a Baron rush by Energy.
Not stand
is
for the
not
Jeremy
there.
Lin
Let's think
slander.
about
Not
this Energy
slandering.
team as a
I'm just
whole, though,
saying.
And after this fight here, where
Weird
Palafox
replay. They didn't show
again
the
thinks
beginning.
he might have something going, but Inspired and Whippo just absolutely demolish the mid and top lane. Whippo's
Oh! Just
You're so
hey,
good,
mods,
Whippo.
Mods, we have subscribers.
You're so good, but let's go, baby.
That is an emo.
We're beating NRG. Turn up, FlyQuest.
Whippo
Turn up,
thinking-
FlyQuest. You guys are goats. Let's
All
go,
sorts of
guys.
ways we could turn that one
Get
into
hype.
content
Let's
right
go.
there. Palafox and Contracts do not want to be turned into content for FlyQuest social media channels, but I don't know if they're going to be able to stop it. Here comes a TP.
Here's Dokla.
The Scion ain't tanky.
Honestly, it's not
Inspired
bad,
to the
actually.
front line.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But a
Oh.
four-man shockwave and
Way
a
late.
follow-up for the Atofo strikes.
Honestly, before they got
FlyQuest
womboed by
might have
Oriana,
lost one,
it's
but
they're
they're
outclassed.
gonna
It is what it
make
is.
Energy
They're gonna scap.
through the day they came to
Craft
fight
made
this
this
mid
unplayable,
lane.
but they're gonna scap.
FlyQuest with a four-man push straight into the heart of the base.
Trying to keep the minions alive here, Quad, with
Yeah.
the questionable teleport. They can't end off of this one because Palafox could clear that wave, but they'll just move back for the
bro.
trade.
So they'll probably just go for Drake. But yeah, wow, what a combination from Quad and Whippo, right?
Yeah.
It ended up looking a little
What a
dicey, although
combination.
another thing to point out
Look
is
at
they
Dokla.
do
He's like slouching his
immediately
chair.
turn
These guys
onto
fucking suck.
Dokla.
My team's so
as
trash.
soon as, right,
You already know,
as
he-
Quad backs
you-
off
you-
immediately, they
I
turn
played
onto
weak side for
Dokla
this,
coming
oh my
in
God.
to the TP.
are we even
Energy
doing? Why am I
members
weak side?
get grouped,
Like,
sets up the
you-
shockwave.
Dokla, say how you feel,
Quad
bro.
coming, and then Whippo.
FBI catching the very end of that shockwave into the third strike from Whippo there for the full knockback. At least the Mountain Drake, and now the setup for Baron.
Maybe they can get a steal. And
Inspired would be the
scale.
only person they might try and pick again, but Steric's Gage completed, Oriana Karma Shields flying in. It takes a bit of a miracle to actually get a kill on him.
There's not.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Oh,
out.
here
I
we
don't
go.
think
Dokla
this is
down.
gonna take an entire miracle to get the kill.
Dokla,
on
oh,
Dokla,
flash the
though.
wall.
Side
Flashing for
flashing
fun.
back over the wall.
Fire's just
Will
going to
stay
1v9
alive
here.
for
Let's see.
now. Vault breaker ready from Inspired. A little bit more damage here onto the big man
my
in top
God.
lane. Might get
Whippo!
double
Oh
Whippo
my
over the
God.
wall again with a massive engage. FBI
Hey, okay,
the
they
first
get
to
one.
die. Whippo gets traded back this time, and Palafox
No,
has
gold
the
when you're
shutdown.
behind.
1 for 1, but Energy's got some seriously injured health bars, and FlyQuest has taken over the jungle.
Yeah,
I mean, quad
it's
flash.
Still a positive play. I think it could have gone better for FlyQuest. Ideally, they'd want to take Baron off of this. Instead, I think they're just going to go for that Drake that they didn't end up taking earlier.
Flash, maybe it's worth.
But you know, if Whippo manages to live there, that's like a Baron and push to end.
Well, instead,
Three
you're just gonna
dragons,
get your
we
soul
can scale,
point
guys.
26 minutes into the game, about 9,000 gold ahead. Why not
Yeah.
add another little bonus here on the FlyQuest performance in game number 1? And guys, this is kind of what I think everyone was predicting for this series thus far in this
Really?
first game, with FlyQuest just dominating.
Is the gap
Yeah,
between the
lane
top 3
swaps,
teams really that much?
Map control. Whippo being Whippo. I feel like we've like checked off all the FlyQuest boxes,
Because
right?
FlyQuest looked
Masu
terrible
continuing
against
to
C9.
improve throughout
Terrible.
the year. I think
And
Rookie
they-
of the Year
they
votes
look like
are in for
Exodia
most, but we
again.
don't know who's actually won that award yet. I think Masu's
NRG.
definitely the front runner.
Which actually,
for it.
NRG
I voted
only
for
made it to the
Masu. I will
playoffs
spoil
because
my own vote.
Are you
Yeah,
allowed
yeah,
to
I
do
did-
that? They always tell me I can't.
Well,
Too
if
late.
I can't, I will
Whoever
get talking
lost.
to for it later, but I voted for Masu.
Wow.
they like stumbled
It's
into the
been done.
playoffs.
And this game would just strengthen your voting record, Flowers, because yes, part of this was the fact that they just had free time on the advantageous side of the lane swap, and
Yep.
because
These
they had
times
the
made
extended lane
Licorice
swap, they
look
could
like a
also
Masters
get the
player.
first
Wait,
turret.
really?
But turning a 400 gold lead
I know
into a
they 3-0'd, but the
3,800
G-Stripes like
gold lead
actually
isn't
beat the
just
fuck out
because
of top.
lane swap. It's
Because
because they've been
low-key
playing this
loved
game
the kid.
out so
He wasn't
incredibly
playing that
The
well
Mikhail's
in this
rush
series.
is for safety.
When we
I don't think
watched him.
Masu's
It was kinda getting
had
ran.
to use
He
cleanse
actually
all game, but he just has it.
Flipped the switch during
I
playoffs.
actually can't
Extra
remember him
insurance.
using it now, but
The only time he got hit,
may have had.
the only time he got hit by the arrow was the mid lane where the Mikhail's was used on him instead.
Big
That's
brother.
the wrong base, dude.
Let's go, baby.
This is the wrong
Big
base.
brother, baby.
It's
Hey,
not
let me
yours.
wrap this
That's
one
not-
up. Let me
Okay,
wrap
execute
this
at
up.
least.
You guys don't want to FF? Fine.
Biggest prize you can win in
Let's
a moment
go.
like that.
Momentum.
Yeah.
Quad is coming after him like it's a survival horror game, and who he knows the only way out is to reset the console. As Energy, they're just trying to at least step up here a little bit, maybe
getting
try
fined.
to step forward and challenge at the Baron, but the problem is, man, who he is when he
Contracts
remains
wants
engages,
in.
and he is dead. Contracts will not be
He
allowed
could've ulted
anywhere
there.
near the pit. He's got 40% HP, and Whippo is just a brick wall to try to get through. Baron
Gotta watch their
secured.
voice comps.
28 minutes in, nice and clean for FlyQuest.
That's so tough because as we saw from the picture-in-picture, Palafox was trying to get something, anything, right? And then potentially TP in, maybe if they got an advantageous spot.
I'm flanking, guys.
He's
He
not
he
even
pulled his
able
Azazel.
to get
I'm flanking,
that
guys.
bot
I'm
tier
flanking.
2
Oh, that's not
off
good.
of cross-mapping. It's a really, really tough situation for NRG.
And that was pretty nice teamwork by FlyQuest. In terms of junglers that you don't want to flip Baron against. Contracts is at the top.
Gotta
of the
watch
list.
it
I think
again.
he's
Maybe we
still
do.
either tied or one back of all-time LCS record for Baron steals, as Inspired is actually looking to end this game. Okay, backing up.
All right,
But just the fact that Whippo
Assuming he has to go deal with
front,
Cassante.
Busio was shielding him and poking the small corridor, and then even Masu came around the top. There was literally no way in for Energy to steal that Baron. It's one of the safest Baron takes you'll ever see.
Yeah, and as we see, mid wave getting pushed in, top wave getting pushed in.
I respect the
Bot now pushing up a little bit
casters
more,
here.
and we're gonna see
This game is
Quad
absolutely
TPing
over.
in for this
There's
bot
really
side
nothing to
push
talk about.
against all of Energy.
Slight criticism. I haven't loved Quad's last 2 TPs, Flowers.
How dare you?
A damning accusation coming out from
I mean, they're
chat
used
for
to
the
it from
mid-hitter
watching
of
LCS.
FlyQuest.
Oh, here we go.
First
This is
game,
it.
might change everything as
The final stand, I respect it. You know what? I respect. They're okay. Maybe they'll kill one. Contracts popped off the back line. Honestly, if they weren't down so much gold,
Palafox running as the true shot barrage goes wide, and FBI and Huhi.
I respect that, actually. A lot of people would just, like, lose. They actually tried to fight back. I respect that.
Shot charges half a health bar per transaction. FlyQuest are not done pushing. The mid lane inhibitor's about to die to the minions. There
like
it goes. The next wave is ready.
That gives
here
me
in
hope for
bottom
game 2.
lane. Tier 2, blink and you'll miss it. That thing is gone. Quad has to make the long journey on foot all the way
50
back
seconds
to
to drag
fight,
the score,
but it
17
looks
to
like
4.
FlyQuest is going to take their chance and reset.
They are making sure that the comeback is not possible here.
I don't know.
That
Ezreal
was
has
the,
no flash.
Max safety play because Bwipo had a wave of Baron minions in mid lane, free inhibitor, free pressure on the turret. They probably would have won the 4v5, but he teleports anyway, just in case Contracts engaged was going to be bigger. And then the reason
I
they
don't know.
recalled here rather than push for another inhib
Scion
is
R
that
at him.
timer you see in the top right, where Mountain Soul is going to be up in 24 seconds because they're going to get that too.
They're giving it.
And I was gonna say they have complete control over the spot side of the map.
Yeah, that timer lines up almost perfectly with their
Wait, they're
Baron
actually
buff.
giving this.
They're going to have that buff all the way until the dragon spawns, so it's impossible for Energy to try to get back any ground, try to get back any control over the rift before it happens. Here goes your red buff too, just to add insult to injury.
Fuck out of the game. Yo,
And
Flight,
Energy,
we in this.
they'll at least grab a tier 1 up here in the top lane.
Hey.
Palafox will pick that up, but it's a drop in the ocean at this point of the game.
Yeah, and the more impressive
Okay.
thing, as we see if Bwipo and Inspired
Okay.
might want to go for
Obviously, he's gonna
Palafox
press
again.
W, though.
That was a Cassante moment right there.
Okay.
I mean,
So we can
Gonna
get his
walk away
flash.
from the
Okay.
Scion, go all out
Okay.
on him now. Inspired is finishing Gromp. He is more concerned about Gromp than he is about Palafox and Dokla.
He's
I mean,
Monster
it's
soloed the
it's yours.
dragon.
Can
He's
see us a
truly
minute.
become SOFM. I think the most impressive thing, as we see, people probably aren't going to die off this play, is again the setup from FlyQuest on. Like you pointed out, Jat, right? They're pushing out mid. They set it up so they are in a situation with these Baron buff minion advantages where when Contracts inevitably comes in, like I tried to draw the arrow to
Like,
predict his
the whole thing about this
entry.
is should
I
this
actually
be a
don't know how
30-minute game?
successful I was in that.
This
But,
sequence-
Plus?
yeah, like
30-plus minute
they
game?
set up everything so that it makes
That's the whole
energy
issue. Like,
choices
obviously it
so
shouldn't be.
tough,
Obviously,
even if
better
they
team would
see
wrap
a good
this up.
angle.
and FlyQuest is absolutely playing with their food this game, I would say.
I don't think they are. I think they just don't know what to do.
Filling the Gromp,
He's
and
just
that
getting
whole
Gromp.
slow chase that
Look at that
Inspired
Ezreal
just
shield.
did, where
What are
he
we doing?
just
We surrender.
is almost torturing Energy, making them walk back to base, because he was never going to actually fight them, but he was making sure they had to do what he wanted.
Man, if FlyQuest is playing with their food, they're making
They have to
Energy
go.
look
Oh.
chewy right now. These guys are just
And that's how they
not
lose.
standing the test of time as FlyQuest are done toying around. They are done with game 1, and they are looking to end it here. Palafox
oh my God.
finally finds a shuffle, but it's far too late for that. Quad goes on a rampage. Energy gets aced. The
Christ.
only cost is just Whippo there in the top lane, and it's a trade he's happy to make.
Jesus.
It was one-sided straight out of the gate.
Yeah,
22 to
dude.
5. 14,000 gold lead.
Should get
Dragon
Dokla
Soul,
team. I don't know. But they can't. They have the lane swaps. They can't lane bot.
FlyQuest
It's
takes
Karma
game
Ezreal.
one.
And don't
So-
let the fact that this game took almost
Draft
34
better?
minutes
I don't know.
make you think the game was close.
It was
Because
not.
FlyQuest was, to your point,
All right, what
Flowers
time did I
ahead
say
from
to watch the
basically
VOD, by the way?
minute 5.
Yeah, and FlyQuest are so good. Again, we talked a lot about Bwipo. We talked about their map movements. We talked about how inspired looked
Remember,
this game.
it was the first
FlyQuest
team fight.
carries in quad and Masu. I think only quad died the one time.
Yep.
Masu went deathless. They both looked really good in this composition.
I have to sign in to
Again,
confirm I'm not a bot.
understanding who they
I don't
need
remember
to
my
get the
password.
gold on
I
and
can't watch
trusting their young
the
carries to
stream.
get them there.
Good game one from FlyQuest. Now a reminder to all y'all LCS fans out there, next week we will be live on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Playoffs means we got more games some weeks, and next week's one of them. That's a bonus day on Friday, then the regularly scheduled programming.
You're on
returning
YouTube? No, I am on
Saturday
YouTube.
And Sunday. Now it's time to head back over to the LCS Lounge with Azale and Kobe to break that one down.
And Raz.
Ew, that means I gotta watch the VOD on Twitch.
Disrespected,
Yeah.
guys. Pipe down, Raz. Okay, I want to take you all back to a more uncertain
gonna be
time. 'Cause
scuffed
let's be
for
honest, we knew
just-
FlyQuest was going to win that game for quite a while.
Gonna be up in
So
24
let's
seconds
go
because they're
back
gonna
to the
get that
very
chip.
beginning of the game when
Okay, let's watch this.
Palafox was trying to get something, anything, right?
Dude,
And
can
then
Twitch do a
potentially
better
TP
job with
and
their
maybe
VOD?
if they
Why
got
don't we
that
actually
then
have, like,
but
YouTube?
he's
Guys,
not
he
even
pulled his
able
Azazel.
to get-
Why don't we have a rewind feature? Twitch. Like, seriously. Is the technology not there? Anyway, am I another timestamp for this? Like, even this takes forever. $12:35 in the game? I can't use YouTube. I do not know my account information, moron. I think it was here. Yeah, it was right here. All right, bro, what are we doing, by the way? If you look at them, like, what do we at? Okay, so there's like, whatever. This is a hard fight, I think, anyway. Okay, we have a TP ward right here. Dude, I need to see the comms for this. Palafox is like, okay, guys, I have TP on top lane. Kasante's bot here. All right, I'm top, guys. He starts channeling TP. Like, obviously, there's going to be a fight. I was thinking he could TP to this ward right here. Okay, he's still holding it. It's very clear they're fighting. Okay, he's still holding TP. Like, this is a fight. You see this ward right here? Okay, at some point you got to TP. Okay, now Kasante's TPing. Maybe you can go here. I think he has to TP here. Does he? Bro, I think he TP's where I'm saying. Why would we TP here? Maybe it's because we don't see Kasante, but he's TPing right in front of our face. And then his entire team's like getting like zoned by theirs. They have vision of this bush, but Vice channeling Q. Ezreal's right here. Again, they don't know Bwipo's gonna run that way, so he can run forward. Bucio's like one-man zoning contracts. So I gotta hear the comms. Like this obviously it looks bad. Like this looks really bad. This is terrible. I don't know. Okay, the bush is warded. They see him in there. They hit that ult. He goes. He wants the flash charm first. Before he doesn't want to use W here. He wants to get the charm. But the CC isn't long enough, so he gets to flash out. It's just barely not long enough, by the way. I think if he gets that, the charm into the knockup, maybe he dies. So then he has to like force that play. I mean, is it even winning? It's just lost. I think it's just fucked. No, Wait, they're watching the same VOD. Let's see what they have to say.
So if you're trying to send, the Ashe arrow, the Recon ulti all onto Vi, and you're moving from that area, well, guess what? Azir is going to be left alone. And it kind of reminds me of that Telestration segment you had at the beginning of the day, because by the time he's actually there to join the fight is essentially already over, and all of the tools from Energy has been used. So, I would have expected them to maybe go into Karma or something that's a little bit more closer and achievable. But even if you do I feel like Palafox just needs to be there from the jump.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things that I think has been a consistent issue for them, unfortunately. And again, it is kind of biting them because FlyQuest is a team that you cannot afford to make these mistakes against. They are going to be a really tough opponent. And now let's break down this week's Pagoda moment featuring FlyQuest Busio. This was sick. Catching this live, I was pretty sure what I saw. I went back and watched it again. Look at this. Self McHale's on the Ashe.
I mean, he's just spamming it.
He comes out of the Wukong Cyclone.
He's just spamming it, though.
Perfectly timed. If you press that a split second too early,
no.
you waste
That's
your
not. He's
McHale,
just
you're
spamming
stunned.
it.
If you press it a
No,
split
he
second
got
too late,
knocked
you are
up,
stunned.
and when he
You
was
cannot
airborne,
use
he
your
was
McHale.
spamming it.
So this was.
Dude, okay, let's get the F off Twitch. Before I lose my mind. Let's go to lolesports.com.
Really displaying some nice moves here. And it did feel like it was impactful for the fight. They bought a lot of time while Vi and
I think it's a
I'm trying to remember. It was actually a quad that ended up picking off Palafox on the side. Reposition, they take the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the last probably real chance that Energy had to get anything going in that game. It didn't work out. But remember, the Kia fan vote is back. Now through August 18th, you can cast your vote for the Kia Awards, including All-Pro,
It is
Rookie of the
switching.
Year,
Fine,
and
until it starts
MVP
lagging.
at
Dude, I gotta fix this.
KiaLCSAwards.com.
All right, anyway, what I was saying, okay, can I this can't be in the background, so I'm going to have to crop this more. Dude, if I crop it all the way out, this is my camera. Bottom right. Red. It's fine for now. It's fine for now.
Helpful to me because it proved to myself that I could compete with these guys.
Here comes the you're gonna flash forward, the slow in as well. Connor's in the mix, gonna find some damage. Blabber gonna hold to stay alive.
Oh, I see. Dude!
They boosted my my stocks for a few years and gave me more opportunities to prove myself later.
Been really nice to see
What
Kia
about
being so
time?
supportive of
Turn off slowly.
esports as a whole.
Kia shows a lot of love for just all of LCS.
Okay, I turned it off.
Just all of LCS. Seeing all the rookies come into the LCS this year has been really exciting.
I kind of just enjoy playing against new players, playing against new talent, and seeing them improve. It's exciting. I can't wait to see who is chosen as the Kia Rookie of the Year.
Okay, that instantly. Okay, I thought I was going to lag.
Oh, look at this.
All right, hold on. Let me fix this, actually.
No, he's got to try again.
You good, dude? They're watching. Hey, man, chill.
Also, on the top left of my monitor, it says 360. You see that?
Yep. Wow. Pulled it off at the end.
Wow.
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad. Dude, why'd you put your new rig in the basement?
Didn't you hear? Bill's a gagillionaire now.
Basically, my new connection is so strong I can game anywhere. Check it out. We've got Gamer Rocker, Gamer Floaty, Gamer Couch,
Whoa.
It's got wheels.
Gamer Bench, Gamer Throne, and Gamer Mower.
What's that?
It's hard to game while walking downstairs.
I get it.
That's smart.
Live like a gagillionaire with low latency everywhere. AT&T Fiber with All-Fi.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, they want to fight, looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just
Again, Ori has no flash.
Yeah,
so
Ori's
that's our
good target. Yeah. Okay.
You ready?
On right side, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's my right here?
Yeah, you can't far.
What's foot?
Okay, look, Ori.
Okay.
Flash.
Orina ult guys. Orina ult.
Kite out, guys. Kite out.
Yeah.
Kite out, guys. Kite out. Bad fight.
Are you okay?
Bad fight. Really bad.
Whippo, we need you here now if you wanna fight.
Wait, that was the comms. Back out, guys. Really bad fight. Really bad fight as he's TPing in. Wait, does he start channeling TP?
He's dead.
Rakan no ult already.
Nice job, guys. Care for yourselves, guys. Care for
Does he
yourselves.
start channeling TP before or after he's saying back out, bad fight?
Going on Karma.
I pushed the Rakan away.
Come.
The Rakan's ult is down, okay? This is fine. I block.
Azir died, we are
Let's
coming.
fight together. Yes, we win here.
Go back.
Rakan
I'm
no
on.
flash. Rakan no flash. Sand no flash.
Nice job, guys.
Go slow, he has no flash.
IQ 3 them all.
Shield and 2 Whippa.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Kill him.
Nice, well played,
Shield
guys.
and 2.
Oh,
Watch me.
look bot. Oriana, can you start
Coming.
walking?
We are start walking.
Going Azir.
Yeah. We are coming. We are fast.
Nuke is proud of me again.
Go Nash.
Well played. Yeah, that's free Nash. I'll base TP.
Yeah.
Just making sure your HP is fine.
He put the engage it as well.
Yeah, I'm watching. I have the kills. Did Ash arrow there?
No, she didn't arrow.
We
Will
push
fight,
this
guys.
line
We
in.
don't do Nash. We can't do Nash.
it's
Okay?
energy.
Oh,
Don't go too deep. Don't go too deep.
I'm marking
Don't go too
Rakan.
deep.
I'm marking Rakan.
Just hit front.
Rakan's marked.
Big shockwave. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Rakan is ulting now.
Nice score.
I want to go on thingy here.
Lakan.
Okay, nice.
Has ulti.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We look to end here, okay?
It is what it is, bro. NRG wins this. It is what it is. NRG can come back. No, I can't have sponsors on the LCS co-stream. I gotta move that background thing. Also, my chair is armrest. Also, guys, this challenge starts in a little bit, like 12 hours. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but guys, like I said, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying. I was at an airport for 48 hours. Dom, what are you on about? Dom. Dom, I'm just doing my job, bro. I'm just shooting for fun. What do you want, bro? You and your Saudi bag? What? I did this because I'm having fun. Nice little challenge. I don't know what Dom's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
Welcome back for game number 2 here.
Didn't we want to see most of pro
FlyQuest
play? Anything
and
that's not played.
Energy looking to battle.
Talked about it
back. See if
before.
they can
Dude, there's
make
so
this
many
a bit of a
champions that can
closer
be-
series. We're gonna be heading on into the draft.
There's so
here.
many
Abigail
champs that can be
joined,
played
of
that just
course,
aren't.
by Kobe and Raz. What do you want to see from Energy for game number 2?
You and Boofy
Well,
is
going into
rooming
the
together?
series,
No,
I didn't want to
he's
see a swap
like down the
from
hall,
Energy
I
'cause
think,
thought
where that
FlyQuest would just be better.
Elias
Even though,
guy,
yes,
whatever his name
FlyQuest
is.
got the lead from the swap eventually. I was surprised by how good Energy
I don't know who my
swap
neighbor's
in the
gonna
first
be, one of
5
the two.
minutes was. So
I don't know
maybe
any
they
of
feel
them.
confident running it back again.
Running
Maybe
back?
taking
You
that
talking
note
about me?
from you, Kobe. If they were watching, if they were viewing it.
Do all the good stuff and then not the bad stuff.
Yeah, how about our notes are kill the enemies more often. Kill them more often, and that'll be a lot
They
better.
banned
gameplay.
Senna, they banned
I mean,
mid.
honestly, let's
Yone's
get into
banned.
maybe just play some more standard lanes with some winning lanes early. I really do feel like Energy are at
I
their
have no
best
idea
when they
who
have standard
Energy
lanes for
is
contracts
to win,
to
I'm
go
gonna be
gank
honest.
heavily. He
just
has
look so
been
terrible.
very good at forcing a lot of those ganks. He
Maybe
constantly, as you
Dokla
can
wants
see
Rumble,
here,
but
does
then he's
Dottie
like,
Diver
oh
advance
shit, we've
too.
lost
He is
7 straight Rumble
notorious for
games.
being a very, very
Does it matter
annoying
'cause they're just
idler,
gonna lane
so
swap?
FlyQuest keeping with that, and even though some of the games they have lost with the Yone mid, they're still also, banning that away from Halifax.
Yeah.
And
It's like,
Ivern,
yeah,
who
those are
contracts
also
is
the
forced to
times
do
where you
something.
think that Energy were able to really take wins off the best teams was with double melee split pushing solo laners for both Dokla and Palafox.
It's interesting that they ban out the Masu Ezreal. So, maybe looking to go for something a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more dive oriented, try to take out one of these safe AD carries.
Palafox even good in
Poke
solo
obviously
queue?
has become really, really popular.
I
We're seeing a lot
say
of,
no.
Ezreal plus Corki. And
I had him on
Ezreal
my
plus
team
Jace
recently,
and
actually.
Ezreal plus
Played Smolder
whatever
top.
else.
He got clobbered.
I would have expected
I think
because
that was
I really
Cody
did
Sutton
like
Gaming
the duo
with
of
amazing
Rakan and Wukong in game 1. Alongside the Ashe, so they really had a lot of
Lilia?
different
Contracts
engagements. Now
Lilia?
they're
I think
going
Lilia's
for
broke.
Lilia
We
on
never see
D1.
Lilia
A
lose,
lot
by
of
the way.
times with Lilia compositions, you do see a
Even
little
if
bit
she
more
falls
focus on
so far
composition.
behind.
Corki Ezreal, of course, they did ban the Ezreal. I'm interested where they're going to go from here on out.
MF's broken.
But I'm expecting one of the many AD mids that Palafox has been known for, like the Jaces that he's played in the past.
MF is very diveable if you do want to play something that's more aggressive. Though.
Yeah, I was actually going to hope for energy to be able to get like a Misfortune Rel combination to play with the Lilia. Like that to me sounds like a type of.
See the Slaughter game yesterday? At least VOD. No, I didn't get to watch any of the VODs, any of the games yesterday. I was literally flying the whole time.
Steal here by FlyQuest. They grabbed that plus.
Yeah, there's no way Palafox locks in Orianna here and loses both sides of this matchup, right?
Zell, I feel like I've been lied to, because the coaches in your interview said that it's business as usual after the patch, but we're seeing a lot more AP mids. Last game was Azir Orianna. Right now we're seeing the Azir, and of course
the coaches lied to us, Raz.
They lied to us.
Go Nami. What does that mean? There's no way.
It's never happened before.
We're just gonna coin
right
flip
before a game
Kasante.
with the other coach there listening.
That's crazy.
I'm taking a note. Never trust coaches again.
Yeah. Well, we got the Croc up in the top lane, Corky. So energy
Insta
is kind
lock
of looking
Corky.
like the last patch draft. Obviously, MF was picking up popularity last patch as well, and Azir was still being played, but it was lower prio than a lot of those.
All right,
AD
just
mids.
lose, bro. Just lose.
We
I
do
don't
have
give a
double
shit.
physical plus the
Get it over
AP
fast.
jungler, so very much previous patch and kind of standard for the course here for energy. Energy, of course, do
Get it over with.
Lane. And now the question is just what role does FlyQuest
Oh,
match?
hell yeah.
The Volibear top.
We're not picking that
Oh,
one.
volley.
Info special. I think it could get locked in.
Oh,
Could be jungle or top.
Hell no.
I think this is volley.
Okay, let's
for sure.
go. I
Not
like
gonna
it.
be volley
Something
jungle.
new.
Volley, man,
What kind of
baby.
volley are you looking for? Is it going to be a row of volley?
So I want it to be a Whippo Volley Bear top. I don't think that he will actually go the Quick Blades
Roa, quick
build.
blades, the
Yeah.
cooks.
That is really fun, but I
think it's best
don't
build,
think
is it
that
not?
is that suited for pro play. It's much more.
But is it suited for Blippo?
True.
Whippo play.
It's
not
much
best
more,
build?
Solo QS. But
Wait, if you
it
don't
is
go Rod Quick
still
Blades, what do
a
you build on
flex,
volley?
And it is definitely playable into jungle. It's just that it is literally Volibear's worst matchup to play Lilia. Lilia versus Volibear. So that's why I'm like, it is a 0.00001% chance that it's a jungle Volibear, because Lilia is actually your worst nightmare as a jungle matchup. She power clears. She goes Leandry, she
Tank.
burns you down, you're a health
But
tank.
then you
so-
go
Yeah,
simple
exactly.
bullshit,
I'm
no
like,
matter
it
what,
is,
then, right?
It is definitely a, hey, I'm going to play into the Renekton that way, and it is kind of that Whippo special
Riz
that
Master?
we've come
Oh
to
my
expect.
God.
You know, he loves
You
playing
see a Riz
more
Master?
fringe counter picks in the top lane.
I mean, this is something he's been known about forever. Like, he's been known for his Volibear, he's been known for his Rengar in his past. He was talking on pros this week about his Victor top from back in the day.
Unfortunately for him, the jungler can also come top. So
I think Volibear's good. I think he's a
Into
good champ.
the
So,
Lilia,
I don't know if it's like the most
So
1v9.
still might
I think
be
he can
Volibear will
match
having to deal
a
with
lot
annoying
of match.
Lilia.
Like, I don't think he ever
You can
loses
just say
hard.
top is
Unless you're,
jungle
it's
dick.
a player issue.
It certainly is. Meanwhile, towards the bottom side,
Inspired
of the map
Viego?
there,
Okay,
I
he's
like
trying to
the
lose.
respect that people give Masu. You know, banning out the
Maybe
plus
Inspired Viego
the
wasn't bad when he was on
big spear, since
EG.
they saw
That's the only
before
time I've
they
ever
did
seen him
already,
do anything on this champ.
From the side of, or actually the other side, reverse here, as far as that respect goes.
I mean, respect given on both sides, though. Ezreal and Senna obviously banned out towards Monster, too.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering from NRG side. They were the ones that banned Senna. I was wondering, okay, what's their
All right,
4-5 actually
Jhin?
going to look like with the range disadvantage?
Damn, Energy locking in fast, by the way. Energy wants to go home or what?
But with both MF and Azir, it's just going to be a tough 4-5. So Jhin and Leona, a little bit more aggressive. They can get to the backline a little easier.
I like Leona a
Vayne.
lot against MF as well, because you basically can't use your MF ult until Leona uses her ult. It's
true.
really, really annoying actually playing that matchup.
Go Vayne support.
You
I've seen
always
it.
have to wait
I've actually
out,
seen it.
Because anytime you try to find that bullet time, you can just get interrupted by the Leona ult very, very easily. The Viego plus Volley, really strong early duo as far as those skirmishes.
All right, then
on top side as
Alistar
well.
fine against
It's
Leona.
gonna be pretty exciting stuff. Kobe's got an interview to do, so he is heading on over
Leona's
for that.
Leona's
He
not
is
bad
done.
against MF
I
because
think
she
I
ever
just heard
stands
his
in ult. You
microphone
can-
break, so
he's
maybe he's
breaking
not doing his interview after all.
No.
But Alistar coming through as that final pick.
Like, I really
FlyQuest
don't
needed
think
some
Energy
primary
Draft is
engage.
that
Now
terrible.
They have it. They have a lot of upfront damage to try to get those resets here for the Viego.
I think
Which
the
comp
comp
do you
is
prefer between
pretty
NRGs
easy
and
to play.
FlyQuest?
I think it's energy, but let's find out what the casters think. Take it away.
Look at that. I'm a genius.
Thank you very much, guys. Now, draft or not, I think it's going to be hard for fans to bet on energy after game one,
True.
where it seemed like FlyQuest just had their numbers start to finish.
Morgana's
So
a
let me
terrible
ask you
fucking
guys,
champion.
we heard
I don't want to
them
see
on
Morgana
the-
ever.
the
That
new
champ actually
lounge,
sucks.
The new era lounge, call the Volibear pick a fringe pick. Now, my opinion on that is that the difference between the words fringe and cringe are but a single letter. I don't know how well this is going to work, because to me, Volibear seems very solo queue oriented. I'm curious how this is going to work out here on the pro stage.
I'm curious as to how it's going to work out on the pro stage too.
Well, no, you can't say that. I was expecting.
But I will say no. So I think the interesting thing is whenever Whippo does lock in these picks, he does seem really confident in them. Like he definitely will have an idea.
He seems
of
confident
how
that he
wants
loses,
to
and
play
it's
this.
well, this.
And we'll see how it plays out. It's hard to bet on Energy, but I do think their composition is drafted a lot to get onto the MF, right? So at least they have that going into this game.
Whatever.
The other interesting thing that they didn't point out
Energy
on,
sucks.
In the lounge
Dokla
that I
got
thought
this, though.
was really crucial is NRG is kind of known as one of our best Senna teams, but they themselves have banned Senna in both of these drafts.
Well, what that says to me is yesterday when we did get to
Are
see
you hating Whippo? I'm not hating Whippo. I'm hating FlyQuest in general. The disgusting shit they did last week. That's why.
Things like lethality are no longer in the game. We'll talk about it here a little bit more later on. But for
Okay,
now,
so
we've got
far
Kobe
we're not
standing by
lane
for an
swapping.
Interview with Coach ThinkCard.
Thank you,
Good
Flowers.
interview.
We've got the coach here. First question, right off the bat, has to be playing against Whippo. Do you expect
You FlyQuest. I see you in the chat. You. Why'd you guys lose to
Honestly,
C9?
We've
Huh?
FlyQuest!
FlyQuest? Don't run! Answer me!
Volibear versus Renekton, so
Why'd you guys play like trash?
So we weren't that surprised when
My bad, it's totally fine, bro. Just be better.
If you've seen it already
Be
before,
better.
does he usually go
I know
for
you're some
Flicker Blade
intern
or is it more
who
tanky?
they probably play minimum wage. You're like, yo, guys, go tweet and go post in Twitch chats to get some clout. I get it, bro. But be a man. Tell them to focus the up, get their shit together.
We're gonna have an exciting one here. What's the main
And be
thing that
better.
you told the team after game number 1?
Not for me, but for
Well,
League of
we've
Legends
been
as a
here before.
whole.
We have a lot of experienced players. Obviously, not the best showing. We tried something, and then we made a very early macro mistake, which put us pretty far behind. So kind of shrug it off. I think FlyQuest, if there's something that we can
we're
take
not
away
lane
is
swapping.
They haven't really
Playing
had
out the
a clean
2v2.
series yet on stage this entire
Nice
split.
cancel by
They
Alistar.
won.
I think MF should win this
So
to press
we're
the
still
attack.
expecting them to make mistakes. Play
Oh, they
our
have
game, be
cleanse instead of
confident.
barrier. This actually feels bad for AD
All right,
carry.
good luck. Let's get back to the cast.
Going cleanse in the situations actually
Series is what
sucks
he's
because you lose the
expecting, and I'm
2v2.
sure that's what the Energy Faithful are hoping for as well after game number 1 was so one-sided.
Because they have barrier gap.
Hootie with a nice max range Zenith.
This is good though. This is nice damage
But now
from
FBI's
Alistar.
got to be a little bit careful because Busio's doing.
But you have to go cleanse against that comp, so it feels really
Had to
bad.
burn that flash early, though. I love the reaction by Busio, seeing that E might have actually been a kill angle or at least forced Masu's summoner spells, and Busio would rather keep the flash and cleanse on his carry than on himself.
Yeah, and as we said, this
No pots.
This, bot
This
lane
just
is
came up. You don't want to
kind
use
of
it yet.
set up for
This feels
success.
bad.
Like they do really want to be able to get on this MF, and they have the tools for it. And when we have seen FBI and Huhi succeed, it is through making these super aggressive early bot lane 2v2
You get a recall here.
trades.
How much gold does he have?
But this Volibear versus Renekton setup, I
Up
think
to the Azir rune. Azir can take any of these runes. I've seen Hella Blades. I've seen Grass.
Because he said it's
everything.
really coin flippy. He will
I'm
end
not
up
gonna lie,
most
Quatch
likely
is better,
going that
but
Flicker
fun.
Blade build, which you and I, were kind of are like, okay, is he just gonna go tankier? Because that is the more popular build on the top lane Volibear.
No,
We've seen
he's
a lot of
not.
top lane-
Go the
when
Brock,
I
bro.
Looked at
No,
the
you
top
want.
lane Volibears across the world. It has been played a decent amount, and the Flicker Blade is actually built most of the time, even in pro. I think Whippo's, at least for 4 levels, are fine. You can see he's already
See what he's
recalling.
building.
He didn't get
I just go
ganked
Ruby
despite
Crystal, so
his
you won't be
jungler
able to
actually
tell.
moving towards the bottom quadrant of the map. So in terms of the very early coin flips, no one decided to absolutely
See the
throw
builds.
down and
Fuck the
just
chat
force them
messages.
all
Nobody
in.
cares
So
about chat.
That would probably be...
Look, there's FlyQuest typing for clout again. Wait, FlyQuest, you typed that message in LCS chat? Then you came and typed that same message in my chat. Wait, you typed that same... Wait, you literally just went from co-streamer to co-streamer typing the same message.
And
Are you even a real
Flowers,
person?
You and I were chatting because you asked me what my prediction was before the series.
I
and
told
said,
you, bro. They're just doing it for
And
interaction.
you were saying, you know, that one, and I'm looking unlikely, and I'm saying, I don't know, Flowers, it does only take one.
Okay, so he did go Ruby Crystal, so we don't know what he's building yet.
But, like, just saying, in terms of
basic math.
ThinkCard is thinking like me in terms of FlyQuest not necessarily playing a completely clean
Go, Volley, check the
series,
build. Can I
even
do it on
in
this?
best of
No, because I'm not on
threes.
Twitch.
So we'll really wonder how
See if he had
clean
Jack of
Whippo
Trades.
specifically can play on a less common top lane pick. A lot of buttons that can go in with this pick, not as many buttons that
Both
go
bot
out,
laners
so
went
he
Cole.
really does need to play clean for this to work.
That felt like a John Madden thing.
Yeah.
You got to keep track of your buttons, right? Which buttons are going in, which
Hey,
buttons
you
are going
forward,
out.
Not a bad trade.
Like Corky,
Hey,
he's got
right
it.
there, he's
We're
going
trying
in.
to fight.
He's going in.
A little bit
The
CS.
Q is a go in button, not a great go out button.
Not to go out. Yeah, he didn't get out. He's now walking away slowly.
This bot
All the
lane
way.
CS is
And are in
brutal.
any
They're going to be
direction.
pestered for this
No,
wave as
so
well.
is
Maybe
that
that
a
won't be.
lie? Does he have just as many go out as go in buttons?
Well, W doesn't go either direction because he just swipes at something.
MF's
Q
really
goes
good right now.
in. E can kind of go out because you can shield
Right.
yourself while you're running away.
It is more go in than go out on Q because it's doubled when you're moving towards the target and
Right.
half as much when you're going away.
It's not as one-sided as your initial
Feels
statement may
terrible.
have suggested, but the
He has
overall
no
sentiment
vision
is
and his
still
waves
correct. He
frozen.
goes in
Lilia
with
has
more
to on
buttons.
top here.
Well, same buttons, but the buttons are
More
better.
extremely, he heads inward.
Yep.
Okay.
Love it.
Wow.
Bo's actually
Today we
baiting this
learned
pretty well.
about Volley Bear.
We've talked about pants and buttons.
The two go together.
This is a good counter.
True.
Oh shit, he's almost
Said
sick.
one facilitates
I think
the
he,
operation
Doka
of
gets
the
6
other.
here as well.
Joko wants 6.
Here we go.
Got it.
Showtime.
Junglers arrive.
Whippo's got
Showtime.
his 6
That
as
hits.
well.
That hits. The slow hits.
Bowling.
Who wants to fight? What the fuck?
Energy.
Wait,
Hitting the first.
wait, Bubba wanted to fight that, by the way. That wasn't even close.
Lucio is down to 100 HP here from the
I think he could have ulted away.
2 energy strikes first.
And I love the fact that Contract
Dokla
was
diff,
up
bitch.
there. Whippo and Inspired took the 2v2 anyway, and Whippo, he had 2 go-out buttons to use, Flash and Ult, and he didn't even use them to go out. He just accepted his fate, ulted in the same spot, and died.
Yeah, and the big thing for me is on the bot side as well. They
Hey,
are
it's
getting
huge.
pushed, and now they'll be able to
His
reset.
ult's on
and
cooldown.
Contracts
And no
will be
TP
able to
misses
mop
that
up
wave.
these first 3 grubs.
Big Dokes
on
gets the
top side
kill.
off
Goes
that
Merc
kill as
Prince
well.
first. I think it's good against that comp.
Grubs. Jungler's favorite
Inspired,
snack.
dude, I'm telling you,
1,000
Inspired
gold lead
Viego
for
is
energy,
not
3
what it
grubs
was when he was on
uncontested
EG.
just 30 seconds after
I
they
swear to God,
spawn.
it's dude.
This
He
is a
does.
great
I think
start for
Viego in
energy.
general in pro
It
play
feels
does
like when
nothing.
the lanes don't swap,
You check
energy
damage,
has a
even in
better
solo
time
queue. You
in the
check
early
damage dealt. It's
Yeah,
literally
and I mean,
0
I
damage.
think we kind of saw that from last game, right? Is like it's not even necessarily the initial swap, but it's when you swap back and how you're paying attention to XP and level and your wave state. And in this
Oh, I didn't know
situation,
ads played,
this
guys.
gives,
All my
again,
shit's fucked up. Sorry.
Opportunities for Contracts to visit his lanes early if he wants. Lilia has tools where she can help out in ganks, just like we saw on this top side for the Renekton,
Apologies.
which puts him in a better position against this Volley Bear. And every single one of their lanes, even mid lane, where I have to point out that he actually did an early roam around 3 minutes to help set that lane
All right, it looks
up
like he's gonna
for
go
Battle
tank.
Fox really
Aw.
early,
I wonder
are
if him
winning
dying
on
right
energy
there
side.
made him
I am
switch
a
his
little bit
build.
surprised to see the full Merc Treads rush from Dokla first, especially since I know Volley Bear does mix damage to the passive and whatnot, but it is an AD jungler, and I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know the Renekton
I think
Volley
Mercs
Bear
are fine.
matchup super
I don't know if
deep.
you should have rushed him though.
Yeah, I would have expected some more raw combat power.
I will say, if they're trying to chain CC with Volibear Q into the Viego, the Merc Treads are going to make that a much
freeze.
tighter timing. So I can understand
actually
that. There's a lot
race
of
here?
damage that does come out from Volibear in the actual matchup.
Ooh,
so,
uh-oh.
Keeping
Big
the
Dokes in
moves
his head a
to
little
advantage
bit.
on Volibear is another
Okay,
very crucial thing
okay.
to
Dokla
be able
played a little
to space
confidence.
him in the lane. Let's just see if Dokla can actually build off of this first blood advantage. This wave is actually pushing slightly against Whippo, so he does need to shove it, and that's when Dokla goes in.
no way.
Yeah, the empowered ruthless
Ew, that E was
busting the
trash.
shield from the Sky Splitter.
Whippo's
as
ult
Whippo
just came up.
Now finally
Ow!
flash away.
Wait, he's going back in?
Doesn't have the moves
Oh,
to
shit.
catch up immediately, and
The
now
W should be back
Whippo
up.
is ready to respond. He's not fast
That was a
enough.
bad
so
E,
there's
wasn't
move
it?
speed.
I mean, I thought that was going to give Dokla the kill, actually. When he first got the flash out from Whippo, I thought he'd be able to chase after and finish, but not quite enough damage with the flash through. I think it's mainly
might
because
get
Whippo
this
went
canceled.
defensive early with the early chain
No, that was a bad-
so the
that was a
damage
bad
wasn't
E.
quite
Why would he
there
E away?
For Dokla, it still will mean, though, that Whippo loses this wave, most likely 2 plates here to Dokla if he greens
It's
just
not
a little
bad.
bit.
He has to walk
and this
back.
lane is flipping on the side of energy.
I don't like that E.
Yeah.
Done,
Pretty much
man.
everybody
Top
plays
lane
Renekton, too.
energy
All
popping
pros
off
play
here nice
Renekton,
and
so
early.
that's-
FlyQuest will at least get themselves the first Drake uncontested on the other side of the map in the meantime.
It's weird that that
And
happened.
as we see Inspired invading, I was wondering if they were going to set up something
that is
with
weird.
this bot lane pushing in, but it looks like Inspired's looking mid instead, especially with Busio coming up.
just
Bot lane
knocking those
stabilized.
blast drones around a little bit. Inspire does have chicken control. Lucio still seeing maybe, hey, there's an angle here.
Gonna helicopter it.
Fox, he does have his summoner spells, but he's very low on
I'm not sure how they
mana
play
from the
this.
Quirky.
Quirky
Nice
flashes
shuffle,
for
knock him
sure.
further away from that turret. There
This
could
might
be a
work.
dive angle, but
Blue has nothing. I
Bwipo's
think he's
about to
dead.
crash this
Oh, he's
way.
trolling.
Contract's
Dead.
about to crash into Bwipo. He's going to take a nap, and he's about to take a dirt nap right after. Plenty of damage between these two. I don't see a world where Bwipo gets away from it. He cannot drain tank that as Palafox flashes away. Bucio.
Oh my God, big Bucio.
Cow just tramples him.
I hear he has no flash. He does die. That's
Grabbed
not
a kill
worth
on
it.
that one, but
Oh
now
my
he
God.
can't get away because
Synergy
Contracts
blink
is
lit.
here on the escape.
Should I become
and
a
look off.
believer?
And the big difference here is Contracts, right? He is living in this top lane, and after getting that kill on the top side, is able to rotate down and
Should I
make
become a believer?
this mid a 1-for-1.
I'm not gonna
which is,
lie, like
again,
it's
really
all looking
crucial
good for
NRG,
NRG,
and
except
also,
that
I
Quad
think
God.
just shows how much more comfortable they are playing in standard lanes, especially if Contracts has something where he can affect his lanes.
Yeah, talking about Contracts affecting the lanes. This whole split, we've been calling Inspired the
He misses
CEO
his wave
of
as well.
Clear.
They get hit the
Contracts,
tower.
by contrast,
MF's alone
is
bot lane, she can't hit the tower. This is
day
actually
trader
so good
in a
for
crypto
NRG.
market, right? He just wants to go into the lanes. He's got a couple of coins that he thinks might be able to pop off.
Can see damage
and
on
he's gonna
Wolfsfight
invest
Sports.
in those.
What's that?
He's
Inspired
gonna look to get
31K.
a
It's
return on those,
the Inspired
and he's
Classic,
getting
bro.
returns in the first couple of plays here in this game.
He absolutely is. So after Contracts got that kill in the top lane, this is the mid lane play.
This is fine. I mean, that's worth it.
FlyQuest have to burn this much. Flash
This is worth it for
Ignite,
NRG.
Alistair, his entire person as well, just to get the kill onto the Corki is very worth for NRG.
Yeah, and
Wait,
I mean,
so
they
now
were
what's
already
okay? He's going
sending their
Frozen
bot lane top
Iceborne
side,
Gauntlet.
right? So who he was in position, Jin was actually kind of in a position where FBI could have come down. And here we see, I love the day
blood kills
trader
one?
crypto bro Contracts Photoshop.
Do you want to break down the stats here, though? It means Inspired doesn't gank that much.
Inspired
Keeping a
does-
distance,
this is what it
letting
kinda looks
everybody
like.
else do
Inspired
the work.
does nothing.
Contracts has to ensue a lot
Doesn't
of risk
die.
himself, so that's why he dies the most in 14 minutes on average, but it pays off with tied for the most first blood kills as junglers.
Okay.
It's weird, though, because at this point, like, he's up at the moment. Like, his stocks are popping this game.
And I want to make sure that we are praising NRG for this early game appropriately, because last time around,
I mean, they didn't lane
FlyQuest
swap.
had
It was a
big
standard
lead
game.
early on, and it was like, man, this feels suffocating for NRG.
bot lane that
This
can
time
hold
around,
2v2, it's a
3,000
standard
gold
League of
lead
Legends
just
match.
12 minutes into the game. They got the second pot of grubs as well. NRG's early game is feeling fantastic, and now we're just going to need to see them play as a team when it comes to
I think
these
they
larger
scale
fights and
fine.
move forward into the
Red
mid-game
Timber's volley
to
just
keep
about
this
even.
one.
Which has
Quirky,
been
I
their
hate.
through
Lilia's
a
though
lot
is
of the regular
disgusting.
season is being on the
Lilia
same
against
page
triple melee
in
champ.
team fights. So FlyQuest is definitely now trying to find their windows, but they will not have strong places to
That's
play.
for
So you can
dragons.
see Inspired. He's jobless right now, actually walking through wards, no jungle camps up, just kind of waiting in a bush and just hoping that he gets some type of corporate handout here to bail him out of the issue he's in.
This delved into a critique of CEOs that I did not expect.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, if this game
All
goes poorly,
every time I think of Inspired's name, I just remember last week against C9. That's all. I literally just like engraved in my brain.
As we see, we're
it's just, like,
curious to see
pissing
what
me off.
Bwipo was going to build first. The answer is actually Frozen Fist. So,
It is.
Jet, we guessed
Yeah.
it.
I know.
We guessed it correctly.
We guessed it. I imagine when he's been ahead in scrims, he's gone elsewhere. They going for Palafox, though.
Get this bomb off the team. Maybe Leona can save. Wait, stall. Inspired's gonna flash. Okay, nothing, but I think he dies for this. He's not gonna take the soul. The soul stuns. Okay, he should die here. Lilia still has. No, he doesn't have ult. He just slept.
Watch out!
It's big. Boosie has no flash.
Again, making so many moves here for this NRG team in game
Reckon TP,
number
it's
2.
down.
FBI's gonna try to get away as Quad sends his soldiers
barrier.
forward, and Bwipo is ready to chase down
bad.
FBI.
It's not- if
Who
Contracts
gets away
doesn't die,
with
it's not
the tier
bad.
1 as Masu and Quad are working together with Bwipo to take down
it's
that
fucking
fed
terrible.
jungler. FlyQuest ain't stopping.
Okay, but
yet.
does Renekton get that
Bwipo
top
eats one
turret?
more turret shot,
There's
and
6 grubs.
now
Does he live?
barely the
wants
escape
it.
for who
He's
he
got
barely misses him.
And they get top turret. I think it's
Big fight
actually
there,
worth it.
But the entire time, Big Dokes was taking big turrets in top lane.
I think it's
That's
worth.
the thing. This is a 4v5, so the overall goal is still 3,000
Yeah, I
in favor
think
of
it's
NRG,
even.
But that is exactly the type of play that FlyQuest need to be looking for.
Yeah, and it's because they've ended up bringing Bwipo
Oh my
into
God,
that fight,
that was
right?
so
like
close.
His TP ended up saving that fight as
How
we
that
see
started?
here.
Holy shit.
the setup going in. This is the initial catch on
I cannot believe he
Battlestar,
lasted so long here.
where they think they're completely safe. He comes in, is able to stun up both Busio and Quad on the backside, and then Jin starts firing.
Yeah, at this point,
Pretty good
when the
Lilio
big sleep was
bought
landed
so much
by
time. I wonder if
Contracts,
they
I
could
really
turn on a
did
quad
think it
here.
was going to be in the favor
Like
of
on Leona.
Energy, but Whippo makes a substantial impact upon arrival with Masu
Yeah, I mean,
and
Rec didn't
Quad
have to
that
be.
makes Energy kind of full turn and run.
Yeah, and
I think Lilia's
Dokla's
so
TP
good.
was-
We'll dice here.
Whippo in a 1v4. No, he's not. He's just already dead.
Did the
Dokla's
classic.
taking a killing spree on
Bro,
that
I'm
one.
telling
Hey,
you, when
guys,
he does
Energy
these
is working together as
for
a team.
fun
They are
picks
setting up
and they
plays
don't go
following
well,
one
he
another
just sends
into
it.
those plays. I am
From what
liking
I've
this.
watched,
Across the
like
map
the
as well, now
Nautilus
FlyQuest
pick,
trying to get turrets on the
like
backside,
when it,
but
like
Energy's
I think the games are
hunting.
salvageable, but when he doesn't do well, he just says, "F it." I'm almost positive.
Everybody go home.
They're just going to take the tier 2 actually in top lane.
Yeah, they'll take tier 2 in top, or tier. FlyQuest will take.
Oh yeah,
tier
4
1
for
in
pick.
top.
I mean, I think it is when Casante's open.
NRG will take tier 2 in bot.
This
and they
game-
hold mid.
This
they
game
got
is scrappy.
a whole map
man.
wide
Okay,
open.
so Energy have now claimed 2 tier 2 turrets from their opponents. They have knocked down the tier 2s. in
Go
both
ahead,
side lanes.
go
Tier
behind.
1
Yeah, that's what I'm
still standing
saying.
for
If he's
both
ahead,
teams to mid.
he'll play.
And I
But
want to bring this up again from game 1. When Whippo is ahead, the team is likely to win. When Whippo is behind, the team is likely to lose. But it's also because he does so much for this team when he is ahead. And now that he's
Is what it is,
behind,
bro.
he will have to kind of go for these desperation plays. So
This could be a long game.
FlyQuest,
They're down 2 dragons. They have no soul win con.
Is what correlates strongest to victory or defeat.
Why do you think
for this
Cassandra was a
team.
better
So
pick? Because
really
it's just
big credit
easier to
in the
play.
early game here with
I think it's a
Dokla and
better
Contracts consistently
champion
targeting
overall.
Whippo and keeping him down.
And now the big
like
thing
they
for
just know what the
NRG,
champ does.
We see whether FlyQuest.
Like you
will
could tell me,
on Dokla.
Whippo has scrimmed Volley Bear, sure, but has he scrimmed it as much as Cassante? There's no way. This is so good.
Ain't gonna be able to tank that one up. FBI picks up another kill. 1, 1, and 3 here on the Jin. That is
Oh my
his
God,
first
it's actually
personal
nice.
kill of the game. 7-4 overall for Energy. Over 4,000 gold
Oh.
ahead. Where was this team in game number 1? We
Sleeps
are
up.
seeing
We don't
signs
ult
of
that
life
just for cleanser
Energy
flash. Is that not
that
worth
I
it?
feel like we haven't seen since last summer.
Well, and it's kind of interesting, right? Because
don't ult
they keep fighting, but I keep trying to talk about how we've seen Energy get these leads before, but in their series this summer, a lot of it has been in game 1, and then it's their games 2 that ends up being really, really tough for them. Here,
I ult
the
that.
big thing for me is
Cleanse, maybe a flash.
they have all of the tools
Gotta be
to
worth
get
it.
onto FlyQuest's carries, right? We talked
Ulting for
about
fun.
how this composition works.
Focus up,
We've
Dokes.
seen them being able to pick people off already.
Now the fight with FBI
Flash is still down.
in the middle of
Should've ulted
everybody on
mid.
FlyQuest. He doesn't get away from those. Quad picks up the kill there.
They're gonna lose
So
this mid
FlyQuest
tower
getting
as
a little
well.
bit
It's actually
back.
really bad.
Well, Whippo is forced away in the bottom lane.
Oh.
Deadly flourish, sidestep by Huhi, so no additional lockdown. No further follow-up from FlyQuest. The lead shrinks back down to about that 3,500 gold point that it's been for quite a while.
It puts the game in a little bit of a spooky spot, also because FlyQuest have
Dragon.
the first 2 Drakes.
Yes,
So if
that's what I'm
Energy
saying.
doesn't
There
have a
is
way
no
of snowballing
easy
this
path
game
to
open,
victory because
the
they
game
don't
can
have any
neutralize
dragons.
a lot because
They have
it'll
6
take so
scrubs.
long
Nice,
for
they took the
Energy to
turrets.
actually threaten a soul. That play in particular is a bit worrying because
These two played this exact
Powerfox was
matchup in
clearly
solo
on
queue
top
last
side,
week.
Whippo was
Oh,
clearly on
makes
bot
sense.
side, and there was a large window where FlyQuest actually got to have a 4v3 in the mid lane, which based on the map state, you wouldn't expect to be possible. So I'm actually a little bit curious how FlyQuest got that numbers advantage for the mid fight.
Yeah, and it's these small
Look at this
things
mid
that
turret.
I think Energy has cost Energy. In addition
Oh.
to their team fighting,
That being
just
said-
FlyQuest being able to recognize when they can make plays, even
actually
at
big
a
in this
deficit.
turret.
They are they're
Also gonna
about to
flash
lose this
this.
mid turret off of the Herald push, which I do like from Energy. But they do still have
I think we tried
all
to
3
work that,
outer
but failed.
turrets down. They have room to play with on the map if they can go in and get vision control.
FlyQuest.
It's gonna be a long one, bro. It's actually going to be a long game. I kind of.
We're in game number 1, and I think it kind
I think
of
FlyQuest
goes
is
back
gonna
to what
fight
Big
for this
Card was
next
talking
dragon,
about
and
when
if
we
they
heard
win-
Toby interviewing him at the start of the game. They aren't a squad that
if they get
has
this
these
dragon,
clean
I
games
think
where they
FlyQuest
just
is
put
probably gonna
people
win.
in the dirt, go home and get ready for the next series. Like FlyQuest has a lot of variance in what we see from them on the Rift here in summer 2024. Let's
And it's
see.
not an easy fight.
Bottom
There's
lane,
lots
though,
of
my
windows.
Big concern for Energy, even in this game where the team as a whole is looking a lot better. is Palafox. Because back when this energy squad popped off last year, when they won Summer, when they beat G2, a lot of it was because Palafox and Contracts were working together so well. Palafox was finding angles and plays and just really being this big X
Games on Friday?
team. And I feel like in both spring and summer of this year, we have not seen that same level of performance from him, and I feel like if Energy wants to try to recapture some of that magic, Palafox has to be the rabbit they're pulling out of the hat.
And it's been a very peculiar
I'm going to be
decline for
honest,
him. He had
based
a
off this
bad
series,
game
that
one
ain't happening.
even, and in this game, he is
Oh, there's a
still
losers
the
bracket.
only
I forgot about
member
that.
who is behind his opponent. Might get the Alistair ult out here.
Oh, there's a losers bracket.
So
that's right.
I'm
That's
thinking
right.
of
I'm about to
the
say, I
ways
thought this
that
was
FlyQuest
you lose,
could
you go
get
home.
Back in this game, now that the gold deficit has grown to 4,000, a lot of it would be if Quad can build on this. He doesn't quite have his Zonias completed yet, but his arm guard hasn't been used. So
fuck it, bro.
he
Send him
has
home
the
if they lose.
ability to set up some really big plays with the Azir into a Masu bullet time. Because they kind of need that type of wombo combo where they're landing their AoE abilities on multiple people to overcome
That was
this
an
gold
cheeky.
deficit in a fight.
Well, you can
All
see
right,
how FlyQuest are
I'm
kinda
hoping
setting
that
up for that, right?
FlyQuest
In
fights
bot
this
lane,
dragon.
he's gonna soak up,
They could
a
just
few
give it.
waves
I hope they
here,
fight.
And I think
both
FlyQuest
are good for
have
FlyQuest.
been pretty good in these situations of keeping their carries in it, and then it'll come down to team fight setup and whether NRG again can
Jhin
get
has
their
Last Whisper.
coordination on board to win these fights, especially since they should have map control here.
And they do have item control right now for Energy. You can see those second items coming online in a couple of different spots.
Lilia
The
has
Syrinx
Seekers.
Gauge fully completed for the Renekton, for Dokla in top lane at a 3-0-1 score. Still Whippo trying to put those components together for his first, or his second big tank item,
Just gonna give it. Oh my
as
God.
the Arm Guard also available and unused. 4 contracts on the
Maybe it'll
Lilia,
coast you next week.
and
Flying home.
Energy
Friday,
will have
Saturday,
total
yes.
control over the bottom lane. We're talking
Sunday,
about
I
stopping
don't think
that
so.
Drake stack for FlyQuest, and they'll stop it right here.
Yeah, I believe that FlyQuest is deciding to fight later. They did have this bot lane pushed, which they might still try and play around
This is
with
gonna be a long
Azir
one.
sneaking here. So they could be setting up a bit of a trap for Palafox. But makes a lot of sense that they would not contest that Drake, because if they lose that fight, it would go right into an Energy Baron, and then the gold would become unsustainable. And this trap has been set by Whippo.
Oh my
Whippo going in.
The
Palafox
TP
tries to leave.
should actually get
Sky
there in
Splitter
time.
doesn't accomplish
Actually, this
a
should be
whole
good
lot
for
here,
them.
summon up the Sun Disc. Dokla
Oh, he didn't get the
contracts
W
again.
off.
They shuffle
Okay,
the
easy
clock
sleep,
right
easy
on back,
sleep.
but he'll continue to slice
Their
forward.
team's not even close. They're both dead
Whippo
here.
will stand and fight. He has
Can they
no
go
other
Baron
choice.
after, though?
Quad
I think
is
it's too
showing
far
a
away.
guy to contracts right here. Palafox grabbing the first kill.
I didn't know
and
that their
Energy's about
bot
to
lane was
make
so
it
close.
two. Easily done. The
Nice.
trap was
They
set,
flashed? Got no
but
flashes. Fuck.
Energy were the ones who ultimately bamboozle their opponents.
Yeah, and they recognize that they can
A little
just
bait.
TP in.
It's actually
make
5
it
head, because
more
Palafox been playing like that
advantageous
all
fight
game
for
like a dipshit.
themselves. And FlyQuest
And they haven't been able to
response
kill
is
him
going
fast
to
enough.
get
So like, okay,
some-
this
a
time
few
we'll kill him.
jungle camps here, try to get some vision control down. Maybe
There's
see
no way
if
this
someone
works.
pushes up in lane before resetting. But good recognition of NRG as to where they can respond, right? Because as soon
Dude,
as that trap came
still
in,
has flash.
Dokla is still
He
in
doesn't die
a
here. No
really
way.
good spot. He's 3-0-3 right now, up 2.3K.
Did he get a W off?
Over Whippo as
Ooh,
nice ult.
Ruhi.
Got
Nope,
buffered.
Not getting away from that one. Looked like for a second maybe there was some hope. But if we're
They're
talking
gonna
about
try and
hope, FlyQuest might have just found their angle to try to make
just gonna
something
flip
real
it.
crazy happen. They are going to YOLO.
No, it's
Baron.
fine. Lilia has, oh, she has no ult, though.
So
Renekton
as
doesn't have
long
ult.
as Energy fights this slow, they can get in there, but that Baron's going down actually pretty fast.
That is actually melting. Jhin, pull up. Jhin has to ult. Jhin, ult. Jhin, get your ult up. Are we just giving?
Contracts trying to make their approach.
Get in there,
The Baron
Contracts.
is going to be burned low, down to 2,000 HP, and Contracts isn't
Okay,
anywhere
they
nearby.
play for the fight.
Baron falls.
Play for the fight, play for the fight, play for the fight, play for the fight.
Lucio's the first one sacrificed as Whippo has to flash back over the Baron
What are we
pit wall to
doing?
escape. So it's a trade. They lose their support, but they get the Baron. Remember, they killed the enemy support at the very
Okay,
start.
they're both dead here.
Attacks are gonna get interrupted. Contracts
This is
ready
the
to go in
slow.
here with the hourglass.
Ooh, that Jhin W.
Locked up.
I think he
An
can still fight.
extra kill
Play with
for
confidence,
Whippo,
play with
but
confidence.
Energy here on the very back end of things.
Show the right fight, okay? Just play with confidence, get the kill.
And flashback away.
Not bad. It's actually
That's
awesome.
the Palafox I was waiting to see a little bit
I mean-
more of.
Yeah, and obviously FlyQuest recognize after the pick on Huhi.
I'm trying to think. You know, I don't think it's
Baron.
bad.
They actually protect it pretty cleanly. And
Problem
they
is,
almost
Azir has
got away with it.
has
And
Baron,
then
so be able to
NRG
hold
are
once
able
he
to
dies.
stop it with the Lilia, and I mean, I don't hate that call.
I love it.
I really
I don't-
liked it. It almost
They can
worked
stall
out
the
for
game
them,
because they have
right?
two
And
dragons.
That is what makes FlyQuest a dangerous team still in a lot of these situations.
I think this could be a very interesting series because of the
Don't know.
signs of life we're seeing from Energy. So yes, they got picked off. Yes, FlyQuest made that rush Baron call. And I think in week 3 of the regular season, that's the backbreaker for Energy. Maybe they int when they're trying to get the Baron buffs off of FlyQuest.
This
instead of the
Lilia
game's
pick
close.
is
So
so
look at this
strong.
response here.
Whoa! Little bit too much dip on our chip, guys! What are we doing?
Quad with the engage here for the shuffle, but there's no follow-up. Bullet time
Got
finally
one.
arrives over the wall, and Contracts gets traded back jungler for jungler as FBI has to try to escape, and Quad doesn't have
Okay,
enough
let's
mana
calm
to
down, guys. Bit off a little bit more
continue
than
the
that
fight.
we can chew, huh?
Jungler's there on the flank, but FlyQuest has already backed away. 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, so the action really not slowing down here. Bwipo and Boostio are constantly looking for picks. No flash on Palafox.
You can get the Valkyrie away in time.
I
Volibear's
hate-
animation when he catches up to you after that run, he has to throw his arms in the air and then slam down, so you can easily Valkyrie away from that one.
You in EU, I'm in Riyadh.
At the very end of the animation. But now, here's one more look at how the Baron fight went down.
And Inspired actually didn't even have Smite. That's how much
Really?
they wanted
Get
to
in here.
just flip it.
It's not even
Cannot let
close. Zero
contracts
still has
in.
ult,
It
too.
means
It's not even
Boostio
close.
has to invest everything to peel. Otherwise,
Riyadh.
maybe
I don't know how to
they would have
pronounce
had
it.
more people
Riyadh.
escape. And I really do like that Energy continued this chase. They pick up 2 kills. One from Contracts and Dokwa zoning out Bwipo. But then Palafox, despite not having a very good game to this point, sees the window and goes in for the execute.
How's the weather? It's
Yeah,
hot.
And I did like,
So
again,
hot.
how FlyQuest were able to protect the Baron from Contracts, and then NRG recognizing that they will win this fight, right, on the backside of it.
I
The
think-
big thing now, though, is NRG
His ult's
closing
up.
out games.
Yeah. Inspired getting caught. Has
I think
to
they can
use
play a little
Heartbreaker
bit
back over the wall.
stupid.
And when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the story of the game.
I'm at a
pretty
hotel.
numerically.
I got this big
Three
ass
out of 5
room.
of the roles are
It's
very
got,
close,
like,
right? Not even 500 gold separating mid,
3
bot,
beds,
and
a
support,
full
but
kitchen,
over
4
2,000
bathrooms.
gold leads in both the top and jungle roles. It's Dokla and Contracts that are really shining here for Energy in game 2.
And I think it backs up what Thinkard said at the beginning of the day, right? They are used to seeing this Volibear from scrims. They knew exactly how they wanted to
have
deal
water?
with it. Contracts is on
Yeah, I
one
got
of
this
the
still water.
best junglers right
Disgusting.
now, right?
Yeah.
Where he is able to affect lanes. Lilia also just brings so much to this team composition that we've already seen from their fights and how they want to lock people down and pick them off. And recognizing that is classic NRG. That's what I like to see from
It's only
this
second dragon.
team,
It doesn't
is
matter.
Contracts playing around his lanes, getting one of his laners ahead, especially when they used to play almost exclusively towards their solo lanes in Palafox.
This dragon
and
doesn't
Dokla.
matter.
And now they are
Surely
in
this game
good
doesn't last
control
till
of the
Soul,
game,
right?
So it's, can you close this out cleanly?
And that, to me, makes this game
I'm not
at
screaming
this
at the
point,
cleaning lady this
such
time.
a must-win for
didn't
Energy.
ever yell at her.
Because so much has gone well for them already. But at the end of the day, this is a 5,000 gold lead. They're 2 Drakes away from Soul. All the inhibitor turrets are up. There's still work to be done. If they are to not convert this lead, I think that's the clean sweep.
Wait,
so
what is
I think
Bwipo turning this
series-defining
dagger into?
sequence here for Energy if they even want a chance of pulling off an upset.
All right, let me ask you
Well,
guys
you know-
about this. Since you're both analysts and
Oh,
I'm just a Scorpion guy, I'm still seeing so many
say
people build Lord Dom's regards.
Blades, yeah,
after
but
the
don't you go-
changes
don't you have to go
after
Rod, or do
the
you still get the
removal
Jack of
like,
Trades
the Giant
bullshit?
Slayer passive and everything? When it's really the reality of difference in stats now is that it has 10 more damage and Mortal Reminder has 40% heal cut for the exact same stats otherwise. You're up against Volibear, Viego, and Bloodthirster Rust Misfortune,
He's right.
as well as Alistar. I just feel like there's definitely maximizations that could be made to guarantee that you have the best possible chance of closing this game out.
He's right.
But where's Mortal Reminder?
I think he's right.
Where's that?
People autopilot buy LDR because it's
I
been the
mean,
best for so long.
I think the
But-
answer, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 damage. That's why they're built
for sure worth building Mortal
A
over
lot
here over
of it could
1080.
be
100%.
habit. It's
He's
about,
right, you know.
Some of it's about target selection.
I do it in solo
Weirdly
all the time
enough,
now.
And
I
this
forget.
is going to be a really dirty stat, but like as item 3 on Jhin, I do see Lord Doms as higher win rate, which kind of breaks my brain because I would imagine just looking at it, the heal cut is going to be better, but
Well, that's my assumption, right?
in that case, I don't hate it as much. But I still think
Fuck
we
the
should be
stat.
seeing a lot more Mortal Reminder based on what you
Has
said.
10% extra spin? No, it doesn't.
Generally, we should be seeing
10%
more
AD.
Mortal Reminder.
I'm just
Or
making sure
10
I'm
more
not totally
AD,
out in
just
left
10
field here.
flat
I've seen
more
a couple
AD. That is
conversations
it.
about this on Twitter, but you never know how much quality those conversations have these days. So I had to do a sanity check here with you guys real fast, but We do have to also check in on something else. The Baron about to spawn here.
Hey,
in
so this
5
is why I was saying the
seconds.
dragon's gonna be so
Control
long.
of the
The
Rift currently
game's gonna be
belongs
so long
to
after the first
Energy,
two dragons.
and FlyQuest have to try.
Somebody gets picked now. It's
stake
Baron.
some sort of a
Renekton has
claim
nothing to push to the
back
side
out
lane.
neutral territory.
Yeah, and Energy
Gotta
have
be
a really
careful.
good setup. They've pushed in.
If Viego
both of their
does get a
side
reset,
waves.
if Inspired
FlyQuest
finds
pushing
his
in
hands,
through
turns
mid,
on his monitor.
But Energy should be able to push back.
I think Loud can be played in pro? Yeah, I do.
Dokla immediately finds Whippo
Hey,
and just
big
unleashes a
1v3.
can
What are
of
we-
whoop ass on him. And
Nope.
now,
Dokla?
who's in trouble? Dokla locked up in the middle of Thor. He can't find his kill.
Wait.
Big Dokes with a big
Wait.
blunder here in
Wait,
the
wait,
enemy
wait.
jungle.
And that's a long death timer. Let's
Wait, he
see what
actually
they
doesn't do that a
actually
lot,
burn
but what
for
the
it.
is he doing?
Your ultimate. So, and
We got
the
Viego.
Viego
We got
ultimate
2
is
flashes.
burned, but I
Maybe
think
it's
that's
not bad.
because he
They
had
don't
a
get
free
Baron.
reset after the kill, so it's still going to be up.
He had a huge bounty though.
FlyQuest is
What are
gonna
we
try and
doing?
Use his 5v4 to move in on Baron Pit.
Yeah, most importantly, we still have Alistar, MF, ults up for
They
a
might start
potential
Baron.
fight as
a
they
big
push
pick.
in mid.
And Masu just hit level 16. Quad
What?
having to use the stasis to make sure that
Okay,
he
he has
doesn't end up in
nothing.
any trouble here as the Sun Disc is summoned.
Okay,
Whippo
Quad
turns
has
in to
nothing,
rejoin
by
the
the
rest
way.
of the squad.
No Hourglass,
The
no
Sun
flash, no
Disc
ult. Can we
makes
kill?
enough space for FlyQuest to again fall back. They're heading up towards the Baron Pit, but they don't want to start this. Dokla's going to be alive in 5 seconds, and
All
he
right,
has
too
TP.
That's too slow there, actually. If FlyQuest doesn't immediately move and start it, Dokla's going to be able to revive. So it's still going to be a bounty over to Whippo, but the control of the map is
Interesting
now gone.
TP.
Dokla is right back in it. He cannot be out of the action.
Oh,
This
they're
is
starting
a
Baron.
fast-paced game, and Energy's going to keep that pace pushed. They are going straight for the Baron, but they aren't.
This
DPSing
is,
it
they're
very
playing
quickly,
a
just
little
trying to
shaky
lure
here. Oh
FlyQuest
shit.
over.
I was just
They
gonna
wanna
ward
try
that.
to
No, he
force
faced
the
it.
fight
He gets his ult for
instead.
free.
Busio leading the
Okay,
charge for
are they just gonna try to
FlyQuest.
one charge so Viego can get soul? Oh my god, it's actually so bad. Oh my god, he gets stunned. He still has his ult's back up. No flash. Okay, big Lily asleep here. Quad has no nothing. Quad has nothing. Oh my god, he's out.
Into the back line of FlyQuest, but he ain't
Okay,
found the
Alistar does
best read
die.
just yet. Gonna grab the first
You're
kill.
buying so much time bot side, but Blue's over chasing. He should go on Dokla here for sure. Yeah, he trolled.
But it ain't gonna matter. Energy. They found
Hit
two,
one.
and they need
Hit
to
two.
get more. Quad wants to get out as
He's
the
dead.
Emperor tries to flash.
That's
it away,
Baron.
but Palafox won't let him. Energy is cleaning up this fight with a bullet time on the wall.
Okay, nice.
But
Let's
now
go.
nothing
Woo!
Kill for mid-peeler Palafox.
That wasn't pretty,
yeah,
but it was
It was
effective,
disgusting,
because
but
they
NRG
killed
gets the
4,
Baron.
they only lost
Come
1,
on.
and they're going
Come
to
on.
get the Baron here.
I thought it was a little dicey, mainly because for a while there,
They didn't make it
were
in time
not
for
able
Dragon
to
as
get
well.
Onto Quad or Masu, right? But also Quad and Masu were not necessarily able to get.
This is a
in.
weird
As we
fight.
see
Okay,
this,
I love
again,
picking Leona,
Busio
but I think they
goes
could have
in,
got out.
Huhi back. Huhi
If they
goes
wanted to, they
down
could have just
pretty
left.
Quickly, but Inspired is able to take over.
Like, Buppo, they
Leona,
don't kill
and, I mean,
volley
Buppo's
here. They
really
go for the.
taking care of Inspired
He is
and
way
Buppo.
too far. What is he
really
doing?
thought after the original
Whoa,
pick
that
that
was
this
good.
was
I
gonna
want to see
be
the
an energy
comms.
game
That
pro,
he trolled.
But Whippo goes continually deep. I think if he had pulled back to the rest of his team, maybe there's a chance.
Yeah,
And
he
then the finish
trolled.
by
What the
just ends up being incredibly effective.
Whippo
He chases
is-
the chase, he kills Quad.
He's
and
a
then
bit of an animal, huh?
Can't quite get Palafox while he's close enough to the bullet time.
This
to
guy
get
just
the
goes
max amount of
forward.
damage and ends up just giving away another death. And you can see how much this means.
Let's go.
How hyped
Are you
up
turned
Energy
up?
is right now.
I feel like you can see like a relief just rising off of Croissant's shoulders in the background
this is
as
big.
he's yelling. And Jet, you said it wasn't
He's gonna,
pretty.
they're going to either
It
go
was
Renekton or
not.
Cassante next game,
But
for sure.
it does look like it is going to be effective, and NRG should be able to close this out.
9,000 gold lead. Drake's still tied 2-2. Not really a factor on those. That third Mountain Drake has spawned now, so Energy can secure that.
Where
on their way
is-
out. They are taking everything from FlyQuest.
Wait, we didn't see this replay.
As you can see, Masu caught out in the bad
What the
spot. Palafox just delete him. Whippo was trying to provide some level of protection, but that ain't gonna work.
As much as this does seem like an
Yeah, we're
energy
going back.
victory, I am
FlyQuest is
not
just going to
counting it
go.
until the Nexus falls because
Okay.
they
Cassante,
if we just
Renekton now
think
for
about this
sure.
last sequence, the last 2 or 3 minutes. Dokla gets caught split pushing while trying to set up a wave. There's then 50 seconds where Energy have to hold out before Baron happens. Then, when it is a 5v5, they just straight up start it as 5. Because
Why
the
is
split
Quick Blades?
pushing
I mean,
and
Rod
the
Mage's Quick
conventional
Blades
ways
is
of
meta. I
trying
think
to
it's
end the
instantly
game
best build.
weren't
He's
effective
going to go
for them, so
Nashor's
they
now. I don't
kind
think he
of had
gets
to
it. I
hard
don't think it
force,
matters.
and they
I think they're too far ahead.
fought FlyQuest, which is something that Energy hasn't really been doing throughout most of the split, which is encouraging that they can win the outfight. But it also just means that
Watch him pick
I still
Urgot, and I
think
think
it
they're
can
gonna
happen. If
just go
Quad
like
or
meta shit
Busio
into this
find
game.
a very clean engage here, I can see
Which,
them
I mean, they picked
bursting
meta except for
down
top.
Palafox or FBI, and that would be enough to change the actual momentum in this game. 85% of the time, 90% of the time even, Energy wins this, but FlyQuest, they're still going to fight to the end.
Energy pushing
Yeah, they
in
got
the
a lot of
top
damage.
lane now. They have already crushed the inhibitor back in mid. They want to continue to use these last 30 seconds.
Quad
of
has
Baron
flash
for some
back
sort of
up.
efficacy.
They
They're
know
gonna have the
that
next wave
Jin,
about to arrive.
Porky have no
40%
sums.
HP remaining on the tier 3 turret.
There
Very
is
top.
a world
Whippo just trying to
where the
bar
God
any sort
Quad
of an angle
shuffles
off
the out of them.
Doka is trying to approach from that same angle. Cannon minions doing a lot of
Energy
work.
has to be
here
careful.
On the tier 3 turret. That one's going to collapse. Probably just one more shot.
Ooh, nice stun. Oh my god.
There we go.
Curtain call opens up.
Busio
Quad
zones.
stuck in a stasis, having a flash.
That's a good
away now.
MFR,
Full
actually. It's a really good
fire
MFR.
track. Busio on the front
Oh, no.
line. Bought a lot of time. And Inspired takes down who?
Ooh!
Nice coming out from FBI to make it a 1-for-1.
We hit those.
As both supports fall. Inspired has to go back into the fountain and heal up a little bit more. Energy's 4-man squad is
Now
not
it should
done
be
yet.
done
Their
because
Baron has expired though.
Azir has no flash.
Looks like they're going to call it on that one.
I think overall an effective push still for Energy. It looked a little tight when he did go down to the bullet time, but you could just see the raw gold lead.
That was a world. That's a
pushing
good Leon ult.
back Inspired and Whippo at the end of that fight. So 2 inhibitors down, another reset, then set up for the 3rd inhibitor. This whole time, I think FlyQuest is just going to try and get vision in this area and then just hope that someone isn't grouped when they check. I think that's their last window back.
I mean, that'd be the noobiest shit ever.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, I really do want to see Energy close it out, right? Because
Yes.
they've been so shaky in a lot of these situations in the past. I think even at the inhib, it wasn't as dicey as it looked, even with Huhi going down, because they did have range.
Yes,
And
guys, my
additionally,
ads are
Quad
up because I didn't
prior
play them
to
before a
that was
game
doing
because
a
I
really good job
forgot.
of
I'm
marking
busy.
Whippo,
Sorry.
where Whippo might be able to come around on a flank. As we see contracts going in.
Just buffers this.
Yeah, contracts
Thought he
also
hit
with that
Inspired.
verdant barrier
Well, dies.
makes it a lot
Does he
easier for
die?
him to make these approaches on the Lilia to get in there and set up these fights. Now once more the Zhonya's being used
Yes,
to
flash.
stay safe against the bullet time. Yes, he's low, but they don't really care that much. He has
Mox
four
heals
mods.
up.
The Leona is going to rapidly regenerate.
Action.
Energy knows they can all
Big
pressure this
Goat
bottom lane.
has
They have
GA.
free pressure in the other 2 lanes with the super minions they've already earned. Neither one of those is going to be respawning super soon here. So now with their 5v4, they're going for the last lane, the last angle.
All right, it's over.
Deadly
Also has
Flourish
no ult.
locks
He
up
can't ult.
Busio, forcing out the unbreakable will before any sort of a fight even starts. That means as soon as Busio goes in, he's dead in the next fight.
Inspired
FlyQuest
Vigo's so
scrambling
dog,
to
he just
heal
doesn't
up,
do
going
anything.
for their
I
last
bet.
defense here at the goal line. As
I don't
Energy
think it's a
keeps the
champion
pressure on.
problem.
Another nice
I've
Deadly
been
Flourish
watching
from
Inspired last
FBI.
couple weeks. He just
No way for
doesn't
the rest of
do
the team to
anything
follow up there
ever.
on Masu. Remember, the Misfortune still does have
Like
that
any
cleanse
champ.
if they try to
Even when
overcommit.
he played Lilia, he
First Nexus
didn't.
turret.
He was playing
Taking
so
a little bit
passive.
of damage, and the minions are about to arrive to facilitate a little bit more. Got it down below half now. Doka is on full fury,
Turret.
full dominance
Bounce.
mode. Here on the Croc. Busio wanted to make a play, but he ain't gonna find it. Masu with a quick cleanse in case he would have got
That's a
caught
good
by that
hourglass.
solar flare. Doka wanted to go in and lock up Quad, but the Zhonya's gonna keep him alive.
What a
Now
nice
the second
flank,
Nexus turret dies. Whippo going after Palafox.
And
He ain't
they're
gonna
all
find
dead.
the angle to
They're
kill
all
him
dead.
yet.
Well
The
played.
front line
Okay.
of FlyQuest is down. Quad is down. Everybody on
And
FlyQuest is
Dokla
going
down.
home.
NRG takes game
Energy just
2.
woke up for playoffs. Masu's firing back. He takes out 2, but it ain't gonna matter.
That's good.
Energy.
He typed
tie
something in
up
the game.
series.
He
And I
typed
think
something.
this is the
Palafox
best game
typed something. It was either
Palafox has
GG
played
well
in
played or
quite
get
some
shit
time,
on,
mainly
fuck
because of
kids.
his execution in
Get
team
shit on, you
fights.
loser
Even
mother.
that last one, he
I go
dodged the
option
flank
number 2.
engagement,
Shug
but
logs.
Inspired to secure the victory.
There
And
was
the
some
big thing
chatting
for me
going
from
on.
Energy is their early gameplay, right? Because we talked about
Y'all
how
suck.
initially looked good in the
GG,
swap, and then
easy.
FlyQuest totally outplayed them. They out-macroed them completely in game 1. In this game, we saw them really understand about where they wanted to apply pressure.
All right, so
Contracts got
FlyQuest is
involved
for sure
early,
going back
lived
to
in the
standard top lane.
for a little
FlyQuest is
bit.
also going to force a
Bot
lane
2v2
swap unless they
went
get
super
a good
well,
lane
and they were
matchup
able
bot lane.
to play around
FlyQuest
and
does
more
better with lane
importantly,
swaps.
Close it out, even with a few whoopsies here and there.
Yeah, if I'm Energy, I don't want no lane swaps anymore ever again. I'm me, and
Yep.
I don't want no lane swaps
True.
anymore
Yep.
ever again. But hey, single day tickets are officially on sale for the LCS Championship at the YouTube Theater in Los Angeles. You can head on over to Ryan.
I'll be there. I'll be there, guys. I'll be at LCS Finals, guys. Who's going to come to LCS Finals just for me? Raise your hand. Yep. Oh,
Thank
look,
you, Flowers.
Razus.
And
Hey, look.
welcome back to the LCS Lounge. We're here for the Mystery Science Theater.
LCS movie theater.
LCS movie theater. There you go. We're gonna be going over some of these
God.
clips, energy,
Bigger
tied
TV than
the
my movie
series
room
back
has.
up, and a lot of it started up here in the top lane.
The bear. This
with the
bear right here.
The bear was.
Oh, no,
All right, so he's for sure ults away
It
here. Let's see what happens.
Early and it started off him, man.
So remember in Champ Select when I was like, Lilia is Volibear's
Okay, they
worst
see the
matchup,
2v2.
and junglers
Volley-
can go top.
They should know. Okay, he just ults
Contracts
away.
went up a lot. Coming through the lane. Oh,
He
man,
could have
the
lived with
fatty
ult flash.
The white flag already.
Yeah, we need a white flag. But the bowling ball down the middle of the lane comes in, and it definitely got worse. They were hunting bear a lot in this game. The other big storyline, though,
My diamond
was
top
that
laner lives there.
Fox did play way better than he has been playing. I mean,
Yeah.
even this one where Busio
Yeah.
full sent it for the tower dive. Guess who's
Contracts
coming
again.
to collect? Who's coming to collect? on
Terrible
that?
trade.
The Lilia. Who's letting that goat in? Nice prancing goats up here. And then you see Contracts licking his lips.
Yeah.
As he gets these kills, and then he also gets all the jungle camp.
I wonder what the comms sound like.
Those
Every time you
my
hear
stream?
contract,
What are those
it's
emotes?
that was the worst.
He's cosplaying Lilia?
Yeah, basically.
I
You
mean,
guys see that, or
the
I'm-
thing is, like, even when they were getting good kills on
seeing shit?
Palafox, it was costing them so much, right? It was always FBI coming in, it's always contracts coming in. It was energy that was responding very quickly to these plays, and that's what you really
See
love
what?
to
Oh my
see
God.
is that they were committing to the same plays.
Jet lag
They're
as fuck.
backing each other up. You know, they're making things happen. And not just kind of rolling over. Like, they were the ones asserting their will on this game.
It's Lilia diff, baby. Lilia diff. Contracts had one of these god games here, and
And if you could
energy-
pause. For me, the pausing is really important because, like, while we're seeing FlyQuest pick up these much-needed kills,
he literally paused.
Yeah, thank you. Top side, Renekton is picking
Is
up
that
a
a real
whole
screen?
lot of gold.
Yeah.
Like,
That
full wave
quality's
top
kinda
side,
crazy.
denying it from volley when he comes back. The turret as well. Like, Renekton is fed.
And then there was no smite.
Is that
by the
actually
way,
a real?
here.
I don't
Look at how
think
low
that's
this
a
is
real
getting, and look at the
screen.
rocket
I think
over
they
the
just,
wall
like,
right
Photoshopped
there.
in. There's
That
no way.
rocket was in the air.
I
it
was
down to
clenching. I was clenching.
20-something health. And then it just felt like they just
I
got
don't know
lazy
about
with
the
recalls.
projector.
Like,
I
they're
think
all
the
stopping to
quality's too
recall
good.
right along here. Everyone from Energy is still chasing after them, still piling in.
Plus the
And
ratio?
As a result,
Are we
they end
sure
up
it's a
having
projector?
Summoners
Look at
and
the Palafaker
Palafox.
2v1 in the back.
Get over here.
Where's Masu? Dead.
Go.
Oh, look at the
Palafox
outline of the
getting in
dude's
there,
head
getting
behind it.
aggressive.
Not
You
real.
know, he came up big for them in that moment. This was one where if they just walk out though, got all those Baron buffs out, I feel like the game starts to stabilize a lot more for them. They had good scaling, they had their opportunities, but I think unfortunately they fell short a little bit at those kind of key moments where they could have made a comeback.
It's an LED
You know,
wall.
another big
It
one
could
obviously
be.
was that later
It could
fight
be one of
over
those.
Red Baron where Contract was able to turn around.
Those
you
big
know, they got the
TVs?
initial first pick onto.
What are they
Kumi,
called?
And it
Like
looked
200
okay, this
grand?
could actually be a FlyQuest 1 fight, but then Contract got in the back line.
I
got
talked
him
about him
multi-man
before.
Sleep. Whippo was kind of over chasing, trying to solo out a carry, and meanwhile
The
Palafox
Samsung
dives
wall,
into the back
exactly.
line and kills off multiple
Exactly.
people
We're
again.
just staring the whole time at Inspired. We stared at Inspired for like a minute there.
Stare at him! But no, like, another thing as
We
well.
have the stare emote.
What's Cagel doing back there?
Yeah, so they're made up with like
Who's
panels,
that? Where
but
is
it's
he?
kind of flawless.
Why is Cagel in the shot? Oh God!
Oh, there it is! We see the rats on that one, but yes, another thing as well. It wasn't in the reel, but there was also a play where Azir was supporting a Volibear that's already behind bot side of the map, right?
Yeah.
And then they end up falling behind. To me, Volibear is already dead to rights. He's out of the game at that stage. I would just
Ooh,
start
they got lots of fruit.
really trying to get resources across the
got
other
some
side of the map
almonds?
and start
Chips?
putting it
Oh,
into Masu, who's actually
feeding
putting
our
in
players
a heaps amount of
scraps.
damage
Let's
by
go.
the end of that game. But they had already made too many mistakes up until that point.
I love
to try and get
Aquafina.
Whippo back in.
And even
Love water.
later on in the game, it did feel like Whippo. This is something that I think he has had as an issue for him throughout this
Tasty.
split, is that he very frequently kind of makes the game about himself, where he plays like he's in a position of power even when he is not. And I think it allows him to really dominate games when he is playing from ahead, because he really knows those limits. But it feels like when he falls behind, he still plays in that same way, right? He's still playing Volibear to solo dive the backline and solo out the AD. But you're behind and you're a tank volley. You're not really able to do that. In those situations, sometimes I think you just need to stand on your carries and just be stunning them up. Right?
Sorry.
Stunning people up, peel for the Azir, peel for
Chat's funny.
Masu, and shift your play style.
Playing any
to
lead
be
today? Yeah, I got
supportive.
to
You're
play
behind.
10 normal
All right,
games
This is our
on the new
opportunity.
account
Does
to
anyone want to invest
unlock
in
it before
energy
challenge.
at this point in the match?
Wait a minute, why are you
what's the
asking
price?
us? Ask yourself that.
Yeah.
I can't invest if I want to also. I'm asking the question to the group.
Okay.
He's talking about.
I'm not gonna invest.
You're not
In fact,
investing?
I'm
Explaining why the
gonna
volley
hold
pick
because
didn't work?
other people are investing, and I will be
Who?
make. the fans out
I'm
there.
not,
maybe
I'm
Discord.
not investing in an energy win. I'm investing in energy being more competitive than I thought they were going to be.
I don't think so. I picked them
FlyQuest
to
has
lose
selected
3-1.
Blue
I was
side
praying
for
for 'em.
game number 3.
Dude,
So they are
FlyQuest
going
has
to- are
these
you
games
thinking
that are
they
just
could win the series now?
dumbasses.
I'm investing, okay? I'm investing.
I think they had Twitch
I'm
chat
going to
open.
invest
Is that the
in
intern?
Kobe's investing.
I'm dropping
Is that
my
the
full
intern?
net worth on energy.
Okay, we'll see if Kobe's going broke or if energy are going to take it. Game number 3 is coming up after this short break.
Who possesses funding money?
Contracts. 60 seconds to guess a champ.
Is it a jungler?
No.
Is it a top laner?
No.
Mid laner?
No.
AD carry?
No.
Support?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a hook champ?
Kind of.
Kind of hook?
Is it Pike?
No.
Oh, that's actually a good guess. You did really good there.
You think so? Is it AD?
No.
It's an AP champ.
Yeah.
You're asking all the wrong questions. Oh, man.
Oh god, yo, help me.
When I say the champ?
You can guess.
Yeah. Give me like does it start with an R?
Yes.
Starts with an R.
Hook champ starts with an R? What is that?
This is a Range?
How did you know? 10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Just say it.
Just say it. Oh.
Yes,
Hey,
Renata.
that's what teammates are for.
Ups up. Let me get back up for water. Hey, I play this song for an intro all the time. This is Rift Rivals. Rift Rivals 2018.
Oh, they're looking at me?
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna Valk to the left, okay?
Viego's here.
If you can stun his ear, it's
If Viego flashes in, watch.
Yeah, look at Diego.
yeah, look at Viego.
I can stun
good,
him after. Good.
Yeah.
I can't cancel.
It's fine, kite out. Kill Ali.
Yeah,
And then
you
we can
guys
get
got
up, we
him.
can get up.
Okay, try fighting.
Should no push.
Lilia no ult already. Leona has flash.
Yeah, going more. I have 3 seconds on spells.
Has flash.
I don't care. Go.
Nice.
You're tanking.
Keep
Okay,
going.
careful.
Renekton is not
Yeah,
TP.
drop
He
aggro.
hates to TP. He hates to TP. Yes, you can.
I don't care.
I can kill. Oh.
It's fine. I'll have her. I should just take it. I don't know why I did that.
It's okay. It's fine.
I'm trolling.
I'm coming. Looks good. We're
Come
first.
here,
We're
come
first.
here. Knows.
Are you playing mid?
Okay.
I will keep flash R. Yeah. We're gonna come in on this, guys.
Yeah.
A bot.
I'm running as
Yeah,
well.
he has a. I'm going volley, okay?
Yeah. I'm looking on Azir.
They're just getting slowed back out.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll base.
Yeah,
You
can
guys
they?
got it.
No, they're not. Nash.
Yeah. Play for fight. It doesn't matter if they go Nash.
Yeah.
Kill Ulcer. Yeah.
Okay.
No flash. No flash.
Yeah. I'll top you here. I'll top you.
No ulti on him. He's he'll flash.
No flash.
Do we not want to keep me?
Maybe.
Yeah. Slow chase, push up.
Okay.
Look at me. I can keep the fight going.
Yeah.
I can keep the fight going. Yeah, looks good.
Energy comps are pretty smooth.
What's my W?
Yeah.
That's last. They have no tower.
Will he die in a chip?
He's gonna buy time.
Okay, I'm going.
We're going, guys.
It's gonna be a turn, okay? Yeah,
Fly's
turn.
above us.
Yeah, they're really like
turn,
low
turn,
key.
turn,
Like they're
turn.
really
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah. Root on him out.
Okay, I go
Looking
one shot.
Viego.
Watch out, Viego, guys.
Yeah.
It feels like they're not talking. They're just playing.
I'll look at. Actually, I'll help you with this.
Yeah, you guys can just hit front. So
Yeah,
I stun too. I stun too.
Volley flash.
Just watch me.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
help here.
Yeah.
I can
Looking,
ult flash.
yeah. Looking.
They have no flash on Azir. Azir. Just try to get Azir.
That flash?
You guys can do Nash.
Viego's up here.
That, I mean, their comps are.
You guys can
Damn.
do
Oh.
I've root.
Nice.
Oh, not bad. Playing the 10 games, yeah, after LCS. It is 1 a.m. here, 12:50. I'm probably up for the next 20 hours. I have to leave at 7 p.m. Go film stuff. So yeah. Sleep on the flight? Dude, talk about my flights. Dude, don't piss me off.
Ladies
Don't
and gentlemen,
remind me of the
welcome back
flights.
to the
So let's focus on the game. We'll talk about it later. I'm gonna get thinking about it.
We are in the middle of what is now turned into a true battle between FlyQuest and Energy after Energy
Play
bounced
ads?
back
I
to
will.
tie
I
our
forgot.
series up
Sorry.
in game number 2.
Energy also saved us from across all 3 major regions having 3-0 playoff, the 18-0 playoff run from every single playoff series that was played. We, LCS,
Non-rational gaming.
are now the outlier thanks to NRG, who are banning Senna once again. This time on red side makes a little bit more sense. And then we see those standard Yone and Ivern bans coming out from FlyQuest.
Yeah, so basically that means LEC was 2 sweeps, LPL was 2 sweeps.
Yep.
We had 1 sweep.
I don't have a 3-minute ad
which then
button.
makes, because we didn't have all sweeps, LCS the most competitive region in the world.
Period.
Let's go.
No contest.
Hey, I'm adding
That's
it now.
what competition
Again,
means.
this is for your own good, guys.
Glad we figured that out.
So I was talking a little bit about this last game, but it got interrupted by the interview that Kobe had with ThinkCard. But the Senna getting banned out by Energy, I know this is something that's
All right, let's see
probably
what happens.
surprising for a lot of
Top
people
lane
because
for
FBI
sure
and
goes-
Huhi were such big players of the Senna combos in bottom lane. But remember that Senna underwent a
Hassan
lot
Cabernet.
of changes recently.
Zion.
And her builds are even wackier than before now. Like previously she could build lethality or whatever. Azale was talking about how that's pretty dead the other day. Stuff like Black Cleaver combined with Echoes of Helia.
So good on her now, yeah.
Chat, what it reminds me of is yesterday when you talked about putting orange juice in your coffee.
Yeah.
It's just 2 things that should never be together, like Echoes of Helia and Black Cleaver on the same champion. But Senna is so wacky now, it works.
I mean, I saw
Okay, I
both
think
of
Senna was
those
getting
things for
banned
the
a lot
first time
before.
yesterday.
What is he talking about orange
Very
juice and
interesting.
coffee
If you
for?
try
Brother,
orange juice
I
and
am-
coffee, make sure it's a shot of espresso. Because if you try and mix
not
it
gonna
with
try
cold
it.
brew, the orange juice gets too diluted. And
What are we
doesn't taste
talking
very
about?
Good. In terms of Senna, I do think it is quite good because you basically only get 1 item on Senna before the game is more or less decided.
Okay.
And explicitly in the patch notes, they did say they wanted to make Senna better with Black Cleaver. And they did. It's the highest win rate first item.
Yep.
But I would also say that in terms of the overall fit
Played against
on
Senna
your
a couple
team
times.
comp, you will need to put more of an onus on your top lane and mid lane to do the
They're
majority
going
of the damage.
Ash.
Because the Black Cleaver Senna is more about healing
Not
and
sure that's the
tread
best.
than it
Okay,
was
we
about
went through
traditional
Renekton.
damage,
Okay,
which might
Bippo
be
is
why
for
they
sure
wanna have
going
FBI on
Cassante.
something else.
100% he's
I
going
still
Cassante.
kind of hate
100%.
it because I think he's like the best Senna in the league. It just feels off to have them banning it every game.
So I don't necessarily hate it on red side for NRG if you don't
Right.
want to give it up to
Wait, Aurora's
FlyQuest,
disabled?
right?
Why?
Because we have seen them play Senna before, and it is a really strong build. I'm sorry for the fan that has that sign because Aurora, although we don't have a thing up like LCK does, is global banned.
Yeah, she's
and
perma-banned right now,
unavailable.
unfortunately.
We see
Bug.
Renekton
Oh, wow.
Ziggs coming out.
Okay,
for
they go
NRG,
Ziggs. That means they
and
want
then
AD
Ashe
mid
as
slash
the trial
jungle.
pick for FlyQuest's first lock-in.
Okay, the Ashe locked.
Okay,
There for
Azir again.
FlyQuest.
They go
Renekton again for
Cassante here.
Dokla.
If they
All
don't
right,
go
guys, what do you think the
Cassante
chances
here,
are
I
that
think
Whippo
NRG
slams a
bans
volley
it.
bear into this one?
Where's
runs it
Whippo
back?
onto a goofy champ?
What do you think are the chances that he wants to, but the coach
There's a bug that happens. They can't put her in game.
wanna
She's
see
in the
it
game.
so
Oh.
I want to see him just double down.
I mean,
Oh my God,
we
we're gonna go
heard from
inspired
ThinkCard that it's
Maokai.
very
They actually
coin
wanna lose,
flippy.
by the way.
Obviously, last game, the volley bear coin came up tails. Maybe this time around, they want to land heads. If it comes up tails once, I mean, it's got to be heads on the next one, right? That's how
I can just
probability works.
imagine. I can
Ooh,
imagine the
Bard!
alternate universe where they're just like,
Damn!
If I only had Volibear on blue side, it would have been completely different.
Well, we have the Azir picked up once again
Okay,
for
Lucio
quad here in
Bard?
mid lane. Again, this was kind of the
Are we playing
one
for fun?
light shining in the
By
darkness
the way?
for FlyQuest last game. It was Quad who would still have those small gold advantages. Quad kind of looking for angles on this.
So they're gonna
Azir.
want a lane
So
swap,
perfectly
surely,
fine seeing
right?
this get
What
locked
do
in
we do?
again.
Wait, does
But the
FlyQuest
Bard
want?
locked in
Wait,
for
maybe
Lucio
FlyQuest
here,
wants a
taking
lower
the
bracket run.
support alongside the Ashe here before the second half of the bans get to come in.
Okay, are they gonna
And
ban
Bard had been
Cassante for
something that has been banned away
Whippo
from
on
Lucio
something else?
earlier in
I
the
would ban it.
series. So getting it in early is really putting a lot of stock in FlyQuest's ability to perform in this bottom lane.
I said
One of
something
the
else
big
for a second.
reasons they were able to snowball game 1 so heavily was with their Ezreal Karma. They just got a huge advantage and carried it throughout the map. So if they can do that once again here with Ashe Bard, it would be their main path to victory.
Okay, there's the Cassante ban.
Cassante being
Look,
removed.
they know what they're
not gonna
doing.
Let that go over
Hey,
to
NRG knows what they're doing, bro.
Bwipo,
Okay, here we go. They banned
and
Cassante. They're gonna
we'll see if
force
they
Bwipo
remove
on a
another
4-fun
top lane
pick.
champ if Doka
They
is just
probably,
like, I don't wanna
honestly,
face
I
off
banned
against this,
Sion
we
too.
wanna get a really good
They can
reaction
play
to
something.
start.
He's gonna run it down on. I banned
The
Sion.
thing I'm most curious about actually is looking
Oh, he does
at
play Ornn though.
contracts and what he's going to end up playing, because I do think, again, getting him involved in NRG's lanes early
Urgot's
has
fine.
been
Let
the
him play
key to
Urgot.
success for this team. It was the key to success last team. I know people are going to rag a lot on the Volibear pick in isolation, but the fact that NRG recognized that they needed
What
to
they're doing.
target that and targeted it
I would
heavily
ban
and it
Sion.
worked.
Sion slash
I
Ornn.
want
I
to
don't
see
give
a
a shit.
similar early game from contracts coming out.
Couple of champs that I wouldn't be surprised to see here. Sion for Bwipo. Nidalee for contracts.
They banned
Oh,
Olaf.
because
Not
they
a
already have
bad
good
ban.
setup with
I
Leona
wonder
and
if he
Renekton
wasn't
to
trying to
apply
get cheeky with
CC.
Little. It's actually a disgusting pick this game.
Well, and Ornn
That's a good
would be the
ban.
third one. I have a suspicion that Bwipo's going to get put on a tank.
Well, the ban on Corki from FlyQuest informs me that FlyQuest thinks that Ziggs could still be going bottom. They could still try to pick something different here for the mid lane. Corki Azir just has this unnatural power to
I like
manifest itself in best
Nobody
of 5
plays
series
Sion,
in
or
League of
nobody plays.
Legends
Oh, people do play
historically, but
Olaf.
The vibe.
People scrimming a
banned
lot
out
too.
by
You
FlyQuest
signed
for
played a
their
couple weeks
final
ago.
one. They do wanna
It's actually
keep
really good against
contracts
this
off one of
comp.
those big playmakers. Let's see what Energy wants to lock in here with the Corki band
Olaf,
away. If you
excuse
do
me.
want Palafox on a mid lane AD carry against the Azir, Tristana is still one of those ones who was just completely rampant throughout summer split regular season, but instead it'll be the Zeri locked in.
And
Theory
theoretically,
mid?
we still don't know where these
Probably.
picks are going.
Right.
Between the Zeri and the Ziggs. It is interesting that they're not picking jungle here.
Mine does that
and
too,
instead
Scry. The new Twitch app's
saving,
trash.
A potential counter pick or flex for their final pick.
He's gonna go Sion, I
I think
believe.
it's pretty rare to see jungle
Sion?
fall that far.
Go it.
especially
You're
on
trolling.
Red Side
Go it.
draft.
Go it.
So I don't
Go
know
it. Go it.
what
Go
they're
it.
cooking.
Do it.
Maybe
Do it,
is
bro.
an Italy.
Do it.
Maybe something else.
Bwipo fucking Darius, baby!
This is
Bro,
not Sion.
I want to
This
see
is
it do well. It's a unique pick, but bro, Bwipo is
not
trying
his
these like
first
4 fun
Darius game
picks. If
of
he
the
fall
split.
behind, he's gonna send it.
Already played it. I'm trying to remember the matchup that he actually played it.
Oh my god, they do not give a shit, by the way. I respect it though. Picking 4 fun, I respect
to
it.
succeed. He
I
played
like it.
against Sniper earlier on this year. It was Sniper's Cassante, so a different matchup here, but it's one of those Bwipo specials.
See what routes he goes.
And now we see the Sejuani coming out for Inspired as well. Again, I know
I'm not
we've
sure it's
talked
the
about
best,
Inspired as a folklore
Darius
jungle.
game
He is
at
very
all,
good at recognizing
right?
when
Only
he
2
can
melee champs,
affect his
but
lanes. The Sedge,
I
he will
respect it.
have some
What do you think his
setup.
team's like?
I'm
I don't.
most
There's no
curious to see
world where
how
they're
this
like.
top lane matchup goes, and there
Planning
we go.
this.
There is the R5
Contracto.
Contracts Nidalee that I know you were so excited about, Flowers.
A lot
Your
of
face says it all.
The only thing I like more than Nidalee is lane swaps.
But it has to be Zeri mid.
Let's my personal.
All right, let's
taste
see what we're gonna do with the
aside,
lanes here. Because what if we lane swap away from Darius? How is he ever useful?
That if you must pick Nidalee, if
Ever.
you are compelled to choose this champion, picking her with point and click
Also, let's
hard
see
CC
if he
like
goes
Renekton
Ghost
and
or
Leona is a
TP.
must, and
Yes.
Energy
He could
pick
go
those
Ghost
pieces
TP.
Personally, I think
I feel like
Energy's
Flash is
team
too needed in pro
composition
play though, so I think
is
he has to go.
fine, but it is
He might
going
just
to
go
be
Flash
snowballed.
TP,
It's
actually.
another one of those things where if the Nidalee Renekton can get a good
I
2v2
don't
on
actually know how he's
Bwipo's
gonna play,
Darius,
what routes he
it's
takes
going
here.
to make the rest of FlyQuest team comp incredibly fragile, because then it's just the Sejuani trying to fly in, the Bard can't play frontline, and they can also really nuke the Ashe
Those
with
TP is
the
viable?
Ziggs
I'm not
and
sure it is
Zeri
in
builds throughout
LCS
the
or
game.
pro
So I
play with
understand
lane
where
swaps.
Energy's going.
Because if you get Dovier's
Yeah,
dead.
and the thing I'm
Well, you're
super
probably gonna die
curious
anyway, but
about with this
let's see
draft
it.
is how they're going to rotate Ziggs around to get.
Yeah, I
all
don't think
those
Darius
birds
can function
down,
without
right?
Ghost
Because
Flash either.
again,
There's a
like, when we talk
high-low
about
Darius
Ziggs
player that just
composition,
goes
it's
Flash
specifically
TP.
like, oh, it's we've seen it played in their bot lane as well, actually, but also mid for APA. It's like, what makes TL so good at this? It's actually
There's actually
how they
somebody that does
recognize
play it.
when the Ziggs
He also
can
goes
go
Grasp sometimes.
to different lane assignments to chew through turrets very quickly, and how they play the map. So that's another thing that I am very curious to see how NRG will approach this.
All right.
Let's see it.
First one went to FlyQuest.
What runes does he
Second
have?
one went to Energy.
Flash
Who's
Ghost?
moving to match point here?
All right,
It's
he
time
has
for
Flash
game
Ghost.
Number
So
3
he's
in our
just
second
playing for
series
lane.
of playoffs. Honestly,
Playing
I'm
for-
so happy that we broke that
Playing
clean
for
sweep
himself.
thing. I think it's so much
If
more
he
fun when the
dies,
series
if
are
they
more
lane swap and he
competitive.
gets Nova and
I
dies,
think
the game's
there's
over.
gotta be
Like
some
it
Energy
is.
fans out there
I don't know.
right now
I
who
think
are
they forced
feeling
lane swap.
that dangerous, faint glimmer of hope. But
Well, I'll
as
say
we're
that tier
waiting for the
3.
minions to
I don't have
spawn,
alerts on.
let's go ahead
Sorry.
and toss things over to Raz,
I don't know what
who's
sub
standing
goal's
by
at.
with Coach Nuke Duck.
What's up, guys? Got Nuke Duck with me. First question is going to be about the draft. Interesting one from your side. We got the Darius versus Renekton. Another
Ask
one.
about the Darius
Were you
pick.
surprised by Energy's composition going?
He's like,
for
I don't know
Ziggs
why the fuck we
and,
picked it.
Nidalee?
I mean, I thought about there. Not really surprised. No. Yeah, not really.
Can you talk to the Darius pick a little bit, though? He seems to be getting pelted at the moment.
Yeah. It's just Bippo's comfort pick, and we can like support the carry top this game. So yeah, it's just Bippo's just great on Darius. That's why. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. And the last question is just going to be any adaptations or things that you told the team coming in from the last game to this one.
Yeah, just something about like early game, how we used our champions that we could do better, but it was like not relevant to this game. So yeah.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for your time. I'm going to be sending straight to the casters.
Potatoes.
I appreciate you.
Okay.
At first, it's a little annoying that he never gives you anything.
We learned no information.
But it's like talking. It's like trying to argue with the brick wall.
It's like, dude, it's like when the
that's incredible. Why
NFL
would pick
did
Darius?
like
He's good at this.
halftime interviews
And then he just-
or
'cause
pregame
there
interviews.
was
The coaches never
interesting
say
stuff
anything.
happening with the deep ward at level 1 and Busio and
Like
Mossy,
they're focused
so
on
he's just
coaching.
transfixed
Okay,
by the
so they
game.
did
Yeah, I
not
was
lane
gonna say,
swap.
I think
Okay.
that is the part that it's really fun.
Or maybe
to get
they tried to
coaches'
predict the lane
interviews,
swap.
down
The lane swap. It's
in,
all a mind
like,
game.
Right as you come out, because there is a television there, so they are watching their team potentially mess up or be really good at a level 1. And so their eyes are just glued to the screen as we see Palafox getting mid-cryo off of.
This is the most aggressive Palafox has played all day.
Like, lanes are kind of even, except for mid.
He's
is in
walking up
favor
here.
of
I wouldn't do that.
Energy and bot.
He's down. I still
once
trade.
again,
I would
Masu
not
and
trade like this,
Busio,
me
as
personally.
you'd expect, get the push in this bot lane.
Yep, they're slow stacking this wave, and it's really important to see if Inspire can do
He's gonna miss
anything
that
early on
cannon.
Sejuani, because he's definitely not been the CEO
he missed
of full
XP as
clear
well.
here. It is
Annoying
small,
Sejuani.
little variant in his jungle path. Instead of walking between his turrets, he walks around. He'll still be able to full clear, but it does give Contracts full information that Sejuani started bot side, is moving top side, and he would now be able to gank bot or even make his way to mid.
Palafox
Mana.
control
Yep,
over
it's
the
good.
mid lane. Energy fans like to see this. Again, I feel like Palafox kind of found his momentum again in the second half of the last game. We saw him get a little bit hypey, take plays he was confident on, securing the additional kill after the Baron play during the chase in top lane, also being able to find a couple of good kills afterwards.
Proxying.
We'll see if that turns into some real momentum for him as Bwipo is proxy farming.
Holy
the
shit.
enemy
Bwipo is
top
not
lane.
around
Busio's
this
gonna
game.
Try to get away from Contracts
We
here.
are
The
playing for
obnoxious Nidalee
top
auto
carry.
attack harass with the red buff is just really annoying for anybody to deal with, as mid lane kind of gets right back into a stalemate, and our junglers are just going to split the map here, each taking a different crap.
Yeah, and as we see Bwipo having enough control over that top side that he can end up dirty farming, and he'll be able to walk back to lane completely freely.
All right. Rekton does get the
he did
pull.
not take
Darius does not have
teleport
TP.
in this game. He took Ghost Flash.
But I really do want to see.
He is
Emily,
down
you
a
and I talked
shit
about
ton of
this
CS, though.
Zone being a Bwipo seems to die here more than any other player in the world.
The Bwipo trapezoid of destruction.
Yes, it's but it's because he gets such a strong wave crash.
He has no
he
wards
wants
here.
to do something with it. He wants to
Go
get
ward
vision.
instantly.
He wants to
All
put
right, he's
pressure on the
warding.
other
Is he
team.
lazy
but
warded?
he dies
No,
there
he's
a
going for the
lot.
actual ward.
And he might be.
Okay, they
he's
see that he
thinking about going
warded
again.
try,
Let's
so he could
just check this,
actually
'cause Emily called
jump
this out a couple
over.
days ago that that's the spot Bwipo dies.
But
And he would have to go
also
Raptors
one
and
of the
around.
most
Does that scuttle?
notoriously effective 1v2 champions in
True.
the game. Remember that once
I think
Darius
Rekton's
either
gonna leash
gets
too
an
hard to
execution
win.
with his
Okay, he's
ulti
doing
or
it.
just gets 5 bleed stacks on any one target, he gets the passive attack
See,
damage
he
buff.
get out on vision.
That starts
Here we
out
go.
at 30
If he
at
dies
level
here, the
1
game's
and scales
fucking
up
lost.
to 230.
Not gonna
Bwipo
lie.
is not going to know that Contracts is here.
He has item advantage.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, his dash is down.
He
There's no
misses
play.
the apprehend.
But Joku used all his
he gets it
cooldowns.
anyway.
They're just going to wait. They
There's
know
no way.
that
He
Bwipo
just
will
uses
not back
There's
up.
no
That
way.
is
He
not
has
the
no
Bwipo
E.
way. Decimate
This
connects.
is dumb.
Just
I think
pop the
Energy's
ghost,
trolling, actually.
Block it off. Contracts doesn't have any buffs. There's no way to catch up. Okay.
They got his ghost.
Whole lot of build up for a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, I
don't
mean, they
know why
do burn
Dokla
his
uses
ghost,
E like that.
So that's something if Contracts wants to revisit. But now Inspired is here, and Whippo is still going to be able to push this in, and it will give Inspired and Quad a little bit of time to see what Contracts is up to.
And we've been talking about this all series.
Oh my god.
This is updated.
Yeah, how
now.
many times?
This is what you did with the thing.
I'm gonna do this for as long as it's relevant,
Like
because
me,
no
bro.
one's gonna
Get me a
tell me
leader. I'm
that
losing.
they didn't die
I
by
will
Whippo
lose
in
us this
two.
game, by the way.
And if they win by Whippo in this game, with all the like, he's already affecting the game so much. Like, think about how much time Contracts just wasted on Nidalee that he could have used to farm camps, get level 6,
he had enough
pressure
gold.
grubs, take dragon. So he's already had a big effect on this
Maybe
game.
by a pot, so he might have did have enough gold. I don't know. He might have wanted the extra. He might have went double longsword, so he had enough gold for a pot. If he went longsword Ruby, he wouldn't have enough gold for a pot. I don't know.
All right, fair play on that one.
Yeah, but think about it. If Contracts hadn't, okay, I'm not going to fight it.
Okay.
All right. What I'll say is that it did allow for Inspired and Quad to peek up, right? See what Contracts is up to, keep track of him, and that did give them first rotation. On
Got
these
grubs on Darius as well.
Energy,
Versus
again,
Dragon.
we're just gonna
I like
see the
Dragon
the
much better.
classic grub to Drake trade down here.
We've been seeing a lot of this throughout the whole split. We're seeing it again a lot here today. So Energy will go ahead and secure themselves that first Drake. But the grubs feel so nice if you can have the lane control, especially early on, to grab some extra plays out of them early, infuse the team with that extra early gold to start the snowball just a little bit faster. 7 minutes on the clock, and Inspired is in the enemy jungle looking to take the second spawn red buff, but Sejuani is not a speed clearer, and Contracts is on his way up. The ward is placed into the brush, the spear flies out, but it misses, as Inspired is already on his way back out. He knows he cannot finish this before the Nidalee shows up, and he does not win that fight.
And Dokla is already level 7, so he would be able to feint back and defend that red buff, but this is Whippo crashing a wave and trying to use this timer for his advantage.
You never want to fight Darius in a 2v2. This champion.
That's no ghost,
can
though.
Absolutely annihilate.
Oh.
Beautiful Ash arrow from all the way down in bot lane, and the follow-up
flash
is
for
ready
the
to
wave.
go.
I think
Palafox
that's
with a
worth
lightning
it.
crash, trying to get away,
I think that's pretty smart.
but not a chance. It's first blood for Quad, but all the credit over
I
to
think
Masu.
he misses most of that wave. I think his game's completely done if he misses that wave.
So
I think it's actually kind of smart to flash there.
The big story, though, is definitely Masu, Busio.
How much gold did he get from that
impacting
flash?
The rest of the map. Not only
Also,
did they
wait,
fire
what did
the
Nidalee
arrow,
flash?
They fired the Bard up there, too, and he helped secure the kill.
I think Nidalee flashed for the red buff.
Busio was already rotating into position for that. It did look like Quad would have headed up as well if it become like a really big skirmish. I wasn't sure if they were aiming the arrow for Palafox or for further at the red buff, because the most important part is it looked like Fly was in a position where they were ready and they knew when they wanted to collapse in on it with that arrow. So good from them. I mean, we talk about how annoying Ash is, and that is exactly why.
Gold leads everywhere for FlyQuest right now, except in the jungle role, which you would expect for a Nidalee and how fast.
I'm not
she
hungry.
moved
Just the
through
food
jungle.
places
He
close
is
at
trying to
3 a.m.
establish a little bit of
apparently.
vision here in the red quadrant of FlyQuest. Busio just needs to get him out of here. Maintain control over their own side of the map, as Masu's job farming up the minions isn't really being interrupted by a whole lot of anything. I will
Pizza
be
rolls?
interested,
Bro, I mentioned
just again
pizza
on the
rolls.
same point that you said
My
earlier,
manager
Emily,
and like
how
the
well
escort
will
guy
Energy be able
here,
to use the Ziggs to
the
secure turrets, rotate him around
business
the
guy
map,
here, whatever,
and
who's
just
working
really
with me,
put the pressure
never
on
even
his
heard of
objectives.
pizza rolls. I had to
And
Google
I
it.
mean, that is why it's kind of interesting that it was FlyQuest that ended up with the grub take on topside when all was said and done, because A, of how Contracts was kind of setting up in there and trying to get onto the Darius, but then B, not that the early Drake is anything to sneeze at, but that grub pushing power on turrets
I mean, like
with
the
Ziggs
player
is
escort,
so
escort
nice
players
to have.
places.
Very, very powerful, as Inspired will secure the next Scuttle Crab here for FlyQuest. Critically, they are going to secure
Dude,
this one just shy
what
of
is
a
wrong with
minute
Twitch? You can't
before
say
the
anything.
second
These are
pot of
children.
grubs
Grow up.
spawns. They've already got the first 3. If they can hit the full 6, they'll feel so good about denying all of those from the side of Energy. As, all right, not a whole lot else really going on here. You can see Masu and Quad both just hanging out, but nobody's nearby.
I think we're definitely going to see something happening up with those grubs, though, because Palafox
I mean, I
already
think
swapped
this is
bottom.
fine.
So
Ziggs is
they're already
disgusting
moving
later.
the
The
Ziggs towards
only
mid
problem
lane
is
to try and
Ash
have
ult.
more people up there for the fight.
All right, here we go.
And
Sejuani, I think, makes it. Ash have ult?
Yeah, he's going to lose his bone plating.
Ash does have ult. This could be bad. Yona has to get here in time. Ooh, that stun was goated! Oh my god, can they kill him before? Hold, that stun was crazy! It's a 3-man. Excuse me, Darius gets a 3-man Q if that stun doesn't go off. It's actually a really nice flash.
Busio's down here in the bottom lane, trying to make sure they can maybe get something else here on Palafox. Bard himself doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but you don't need a whole lot when you got aim like that on the ulti. He'll set it up for Quad to knock it down.
All right, they return.
And that just shows the priorities of the two supports. They both had free time because their carries had moved to mid lane. One chooses top, one chooses bottom. Getting the kill onto Bwipo and the
Palafox is a dipshit. Calm down. Don't insult players,
is
bro.
very valuable. It'll just be a question of how much that costs them, since Quad is really off
I will
to the
say
races.
that I think he's definitely the
Quad's
weak
off to the
link.
races, but Dokla is in a really good spot in this top lane as well. And yeah, they are able to deny the full grub take. So even though they weren't able to get those early grubs off of the top side moves that they made themselves earlier, they are able to deny FlyQuest and should be in an
rolls at
alright
Tommy Market,
position
number 7.
to
I'll look
potentially
into it,
contest
Sultan.
for Drake if they want to.
This is the closest first 12 minutes of any game so far. Both of the
If
previous
Energy
games,
fights
remember
for
that
this
after the
dragon,
lane swap was done around 10
Darius
minutes in game
has
number one, FlyQuest was
no
up over 2,000
sums.
gold. In
Rekna
game
has
number two,
TP.
Energy
I
was
don't
up over
think they can.
3,000 before turret plates fell. Now just 12 minutes in, we've got not even 500 separating the two teams. So the early game has been the most even so far in the series in game number 3.
Absolutely love it in the first round of the LCS playoffs here. Closest
Minor,
series
there's a
this
loser's
weekend
bracket,
in the world as
fortunately.
well. In terms of major region League of Legends, only series not ending in a sweep across LEC, LPL, and LCS.
Really?
But this Drake
Damn.
setup is very important, as it is actually looking like Energy is first to have the setup.
Friday?
But
Yeah, they're
We'll be
shoved
there.
in mid.
I think I can
They
co-stream
should have
Friday,
first
Saturday,
setup,
not
and
Sunday.
they
I'm flying
can
home.
bring Dokla down where Bwipo cannot match that
trapped,
TP.
yeah.
Dokla down? Did she just say
Energy
Dokla
should
down?
be able to secure
Oh my God.
this if they want to expend the TP. Even Dokla just going back to base, I think would allow Energy to just start the Drake, but that's not where they are right now. They want to prevent plates from falling in the mid lane. What I want to see from Energy, actually,
that's
is
second
just
dragon.
Dokla can feint back, like he can just recall after this wave crashes, or just go into fog, and then they start the Drake, because now they're actually going to pull off a play on Dokla.
Yeah.
Ew.
Nope,
He
he's getting
he
back.
should be able to back off. So
That's
they'll
terrible.
get,
He
they'll
gets
get
bot
plates and a turret, and NRG will get the Drake off.
Dokla knows not to
And they
walk
ult
into the
wave
Bwipo
anyway.
trapezoid.
What was that?
Because Bwipo has backup, so you cannot destroy him inside the trapezoid.
Yeah,
which is normally
they
the
lose
intended
so
play
much
pattern
bot lane,
against
right?
Bwipo.
Is that the new rule of the Bwipo trapezoid?
He's like a boss in a video game that has a specific
It's even.
mechanic that you have to use to defeat him, and the mechanic is the trapezoid.
He hasn't died in the trapezoid yet this game,
he's
so
been
he's
fine.
evolving.
It's even.
What-
Look at plates.
Exactly. He's evolving, and they're also still figuring out the mechanics of the boss
True,
fight.
true.
You gotta learn. It's like Dark Souls.
It does show how
The best of
different
5.
you actually have to play the early game when your top laner doesn't take teleport.
Yeah.
Because this, I think in a normal game state, the top laners would have just been playing this little game of chicken about who can
Oh, now
teleport
they're
as they
TPing
fight Drake.
here.
In this case,
Sejuani
it's just a
cancels
full
it.
trade.
Oh my God.
And it leads to this too.
Okay. Energy wanted to
Oof,
make a
now they're like
four-man dive
goofy.
on
It's
the
like, wait,
bottom
what do we
lane
do?
play, but look
Oh
at
my
Dokla.
God.
The teleport cooldown was used,
They
but it
lost
was
so much gold there.
interrupted. He couldn't make his way down
That is your
here.
TP
So
top
it's
actually
only
work.
a 3v2 advantage as opposed to a 4v2. Energy's got to call off the play.
Yeah, and Quad's able to push this all the way up. Dokla is going to respond to that wave and topside, but the TP stop
Will Nidalee
here
be
was
useful?
absolutely crucial, because
I don't think
otherwise
Nidalee's gonna be
they
useful
definitely
later.
would have gone for that bot side dive.
And you can see based on
I'm
the
not
cooldowns, it
sure
looks like it was
we punished
inspired with the Glacier
Darius
Prison,
enough.
stopping that one to make sure that the Renekton could not make his way down to the fight. FlyQuest now enjoying a 1,500 gold lead.
Oh,
Here's your
here we
replay
go.
of it. Yep, he slides forward, wanted to try to catch him with just the Arctic Assault, I think, but as soon as he doesn't close that gap,
That
he
wasn't even
knows the
close.
ulti needs to be committed. Happy to spend that one. A much shorter cooldown than a Renekton TP.
Yeah, and it's really important, right? Because it
Darius
stops the
needs to
dive. Bwipo should be able to push this wave up.
Once he gets merged,
on the bot
I think
side,
he might
as we
take
see
over. I don't think he's behind
Quad
at all.
catching the wave in mid.
So I also want to point out something here because we criticized the itemization a little bit in the previous game with the Lord Doms versus Mortal Reminder conversation. This time around, I really like Inspired's first itemization because most often you see Zeke's Convergence, the rush for the Sejuani in many game states.
Inspired
But when you're up against the Ziggs, who's always going to open every fight with a Mega Inferno Bomb to just do massive AoE, he's going for Locket instead to fortify the entire team.
We'll have to leave this turret. There's have to give this. I might be able to rift mid after.
Has definitely shifted.
I mean, nobody's
his
top
playstyle
lane.
from
What are we
we've
actually
seen
doing?
in summer so far in this series?
I think
This
we're
is 3
completely
for 3
griefing
games
this
they've
macro.
played.
I don't think this is worth
Mage
it.
Mid, it's 3 for
Even
3
if we
frames,
kill
they've
here,
actually
it's not
knocked
worth
down
it. It's
farm
gonna be a hard
jungler.
kill.
And it's again the Whippo show. He's cleared the wave.
A little bit of spectator bug. This is not easy. I think they just lose the game here. This game is just done. If he gets one auto off of the space this, oh my, okay.
But it's only 2 of them, 1 for each.
That is
side.
terrible
The
still,
1-for-1
though.
trade
Energy
to the
is
bottom lane. Let's see
trolling.
where turret falls. Energy picking that one up for themselves. But back in the mid lane, it's time for a Rift Herald.
They lose top turret, they lose mid turret, that's
game.
game.
Last very long. The
Okay,
charge
let's
complete.
They don't
The
actually lose
babies are
top
running
turret,
around
they're
like
still
crazy.
alive.
They're gonna shove this one
They
into the
need
tier
to
2
punish
all
Darius
the
with
way
no
in their
sums.
second
Also,
charge.
Darius
Takes out
did
half
go
HP on that one.
tab?
And that was a really good response from FlyQuest, right?
Wait,
they
no
know
way.
that Whippo is down there. He's going to get dove. Whippo is actually able to thin out and take away the wave, get a 1-for-1 trade.
Wait.
See the arrow.
Oh my God.
Nice shot. There is no
Okay,
way
I
that
don't think it
Italy
matters
gets out of
what
that
Bootsy
one.
goes.
Junglers can't take cleanse, but FlyQuest now have to figure out their way.
They're gonna try
out of this one. They'll summon up the Sun Disc. Gives them a spot to fall
There's
back
no
to.
damage.
They do have to respect the range of the Ziggs, though. FBI can still inflict a lot on these on this FlyQuest trio. Mega Inferno Bomb hits 3, but not a whole lot.
What an incredible sequence there for FlyQuest, because not only did they take all 5 members of Energy's time, Whippo's slow pushing that ball, getting the mid-wave in. So we're going to watch this dive one more time, and it's pretty much, at this point, a Darius diff. He gets full stacks on the Leona. He'd cleared the wave. And I would also say the sequence before this was all very Whippo favored. The fact that gave away the Drake to give him gold so he'd get his first item so he could hold that in. And now the cross map, after Whippo holds off that dive, leads to yet more advantages.
I just
But
don't
this is
think there's
all
anything
about the
that
Darius
Energy can,
changing the way this game is
there's
being
no
played.
go button on
Well,
their
and
team.
as we see in the
who-
picture, he just got
who
top
forces?
tier 1 off that as well.
Leona ult?
Right? So I think it really starts in that initial stopped dive
They have nothing
where
to do.
Inspired
There's-
is able to
like,
disrupt
whoever starts the
Dokla's
fight.
TP. They aren't able to get the earlier dive. By the time they do get the dive off, FlyQuest have already used Herald for mid prio, I believe. And then additionally,
there's nothing.
they just have much better control elsewhere on the top side of
Burnett
the map.
didn't
And
flash
this
W?
is, again, we
Who's he
mentioned it in
flash
the previous
Wing
game,
on,
but
though?
this is what makes FlyQuest
Darius?
so dangerous, is their ability
I
to
don't see the world.
recognize windows when their opponents make plays.
And one thing that I'm thinking about a little bit here.
Well,
you bring
FlyQuest
it
has
up,
Bard,
Jack,
Ash,
playing without a
Azir,
teleport, how it's different
and
compared to
like
your normal
literally all of them can
expectation
force.
in Pro League. I think it's one of the main reasons why we don't see more juggernauts like Darius or Garen, even when they're strong in solo queue, because you really want to take the double movement summoner spell, since the intended weakness, the design weakness of the class is their mobility.
Yeah.
And so I really love what we're seeing from FlyQuest here. You're saying, okay, we're going to make up for the lack
Really
of
interested
macro
in
there by
dragging.
the other 4 players being so coordinated. They work together with the arrows and the Sejuani blast cones to find those plays.
There's
And you can
nothing
even
here.
see
What are
it,
we
like,
doing?
he is in the Dragon Zone now because they're going to
trap.
eventually
There's no-
want to defend
that's
this,
locked
but there's a
in.
fight on the
Bartle.
top
There's
side, and
no
he can't make it there.
damage. We are
Inspired, though, is fine to be the one here on the
There-
front lines for FlyQuest.
there
He
is nothing.
completely
What are we
unafraid
doing,
of the
by the way?
engage energy.
This game's over.
Why are we trying to engage on Sejuani?
I don't know, Flowers. That's what I'm asking. This shit's done.
Busio and Masu lining
Ugh.
up the ults like they
I think it's a terrible draft. They have nobody to force. They literally can't do anything this game.
Trying to protect Busio. Dokla's going to take one with him, but it's still a 3-for-1 for FlyQuest.
Wow, what an impressive sequence there from Fly. Less impressive for the topic we were discussing because Whippo walked up the whole map.
I mean, Baron's not up, but
this
there-
does
that's
show
double
that
TP.
I'd say the bot lane has been playing such
can
an
only
important
kite
role here.
backward.
The Ash Arrow, the Bard ultimate, setting up such incredible plays throughout this game. They don't have any kills to their name yet, but they've been the instigator of so many good plays.
Yeah, and look at where the gold is going, right? It's not only on this
How does
Darius,
it feel about being
but
wrong about FlyQuest? I
Quad
picked
is now
FlyQuest to win, you
5-0 and
idiot.
1 on this Azir.
I
They've
think
been
we're gonna
doing
win
such a good
3-1.
job of getting gold onto him. And Masu and Busio in this game, they're doing exactly what is expected of them, right? Like they push and bot. They have a lot of utility to add to their team. As we see the
Hell
team
no, I
fight
didn't say
come in
NRG.
depth.
I said I want
Watching
NRG to
this
win.
one more time. They're just trying to make sure this wave doesn't get crashed. They're trying to keep Palafox down in the game, and then
Dude, they don't even get them to
beautiful
one.
timing
They
from
literally take
Bardolph
1/3
into
HP.
the timing on the Ash Arrow. Like this is not easy to pull off. Perfect headshot to secure a kill from Masu running up the river.
That's pretty easy.
That was beautiful.
So Dokla also teleporting in, so he'll no longer have that teleport advantage for future fights. You can see in the lower left there, the Drake with it taken.
Take top tier to him.
I think he's an animal, actually. I said it before. I think he's literally an animal.
He might have been a part of the fight, but he's loving it.
This guy's
He's
an
enjoying
animal.
the spectator experience of top lane.
Whenever we hear producers in our heads being like, comms are coming in, I expect it to be like, oh, they're calling for the team fight, or like the coordination between Masu and Busio. No, it's just inspired in Bwippo giggling.
The most important comms. Morale comms.
I do love it. I want to also call attention to Quad and the fact that we're on
Didn't we
patch
last pick
13.16
Nidalee as well?
Because for people that didn't know, he was a mage player over in the LCK and in challenges, but this season he played 80 carries almost every game, 20 of 21 times, and in this series so far, nada. All mage picks. So we'll see if this continues, because
Fucking do it
FlyQuest
all,
is
baby.
very much adapting to the patch, and I think based on what we're seeing in this series, are very committed to this style now.
Yeah. They look super, super
Was there the last
comfortable,
pick
and
to save this draft?
as they
I mean,
set
I'm
up
not
this
sure. Zeri has to not
bot
get shit on,
push,
but I kind of think he
the
can't.
big
like,
thing for me is,
even like
again,
Maokai,
just
even though
lane
it's so
assignments and
ass,
also
it's
inspired
anything that does
understanding
something.
where
Literally's
he needs
literally
to
doing
be.
nothing. It's not providing anything.
It's
No
something
CC,
you not necessarily
traps,
forget
like,
that he
no
knows
like,
really
what is she
well,
actually
right?
doing?
But it's something we haven't seen as much from when he's been doing the insane full
Makes it
clear
triple
and then
AP.
team
Just gotta
fighting.
put Zeri behind,
and
stack him R.
Coming
Which
out
is
on the
literally
Vi,
what they're
coming out
doing,
on
by the way.
Sejuani,
Like,
I've really
all their
liked what I've
items.
seen from
Bard,
him in
Mercs,
these games.
Mikhails.
As we see Bwippo just
Azir,
taking down that tier
Banshees.
2 top
Sejuani,
side
Locket
uncontested.
Mercs.
And the big winners on FlyQuest are the two solo laners. When you look at the individual gold differences on the scoreboard at the bottom, it's a couple hundred in jungle, in 80 carry,
Didn't
and support,
invade
but about
anything.
2,000
Even
in
jungle,
both
so,
top
like,
lane
what are we
and
doing?
mid lane. When we are comparing item completion breakpoints, Palafox has only just now completed his second item with the Runaan's Hurricane. Quad has both sticks for his hat. All he needs is the
Oh, the cut
combination
dragon.
money. Azir is going to be on a massive 3-item power spike, and I just do not see a world where FlyQuest will be afraid to fight at that point.
That's a big item advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hat. I think once the 2 sticks go into the hat, it's even bigger.
Yeah.
That's the biggest spike.
Hat is bigger than 2 sticks.
They got
Yeah.
both
This has
hours.
been-
This game's over.
there's been a lot of
Getting
things
right
that
around
had
that.
some
We're all
weird
top side doing
elementary
what?
school lessons today.
We've all learned a lot together, and now Contracts is going to learn what does
Oh,
Darius
playing
do.
for ego. He has flash.
And I
He
guess if
shouldn't
he's in the
die.
middle
Actually,
of 3
he's
people,
dead.
he might not do a whole
Has he
lot.
died
Looks
before?
like he might die here.
Well, he
Yes,
might bait his
sir.
team.
Contract shows him what Nidalee does,
we into-
but the counterattack from
That
FlyQuest is there, and who he
almost
gets
looked
locked
like
up and
bait.
beat down. Bard ulti misses.
He almost,
that
I think,
time.
baited his team
Just
into fucking a
1-for-1
loss.
trade. Whipple
I don't know
thought
why
he
he went
had a
tabs.
little
That
bit
doesn't
more
really make
power
sense.
than he actually did. I think the Sterix gauge might have gave him some false confidence on that one. He dropped.
Oh, so
Energy's
it's the
gonna be happy
Sterax
for any sort of an
tenacity.
even trade at this
Ah, I
point in
thought
the
that'd be
game.
enough.
5,000
Ah.
Even with that, though, FlyQuest have mid-prio, right? And they had set up bot, which they ended up having to kind of abandon to come to this fight.
Low-ish.
But they still end up getting mid-tier 2 off of that, even though it was an energy
I
kill.
wonder if he
onto
took
Bwippo.
the tenacity shard.
Dokla gets top lane tier 1 back as
Somebody
trade.
check the Twitch app.
It's
Does-
not a
does
trade
Bwippo
that most
have the
people
tenacity
want to make, but
shard?
It's a trade that you get when you don't have anything else to go for. Energy's still down about 4,500 gold. Next Drake spawning in 90 seconds. Baron is up on the map right now.
But my icon, it
as
doesn't
Energy
work. I'm on the
tries to take
esports
this
app.
moment where they have
I'm not
a
playing it
brief,
from Twitch.
respite, I guess I would call it, from the constant pressure of FlyQuest to try to invade the enemy jungle, steal some things away, secure the blue buff for themselves.
Yourself.
But
Thanks,
Energy
guys. Appreciate
wanted
the
to do
help.
something. Yeah, they threw out that Zenith blade
What are
looking
we
for
doing?
Bwippo, but now his apprehend connects.
Sterix is down. He's oh, the Mikhails! Oh my God!
FBI gets guillotined, and
Top gap. Oh my God.
redeems
Wait, the McHale's. Wait, that even makes sense not to go Merchants if he has tenacity sharp, or if he rushes Sterax with tenacity, and he has Bard with first item McHale's. It kind of makes sense.
Whippo experience. You're getting the good with the bad. Game 1, solid.
He doesn't
game
have the
2,
shard.
not. Game 3, a little.
I mean,
bit
I
of
don't think he
both.
needs it.
So
If he has,
I wanna see what
if
happens
they
the
play
rest
for
of
the
series.
fight, it's not
That
the side lane.
example was them trying to dive the Darius, but Whippo knowing the limits better than
I've
Energy,
hit.
and they end up almost baiting themselves into what could be a game-deciding play. That's
GG.
multiple kills over to Darius. That's the Baron over to FlyQuest. They can reset and move for this Drake.
Well, it's not like the turret was in any health state for them to just burn it down
Yeah.
super quickly,
They
right?
troll.
They're diving tier 1 mid.
And they want
as
to
they
zig
approach,
satchel.
as we're about
Look how
to see
Renekton walks.
the
We're
Whippo
trolling.
show,
His
Jokla
dash is
already
down.
has to burn his ultimate, and then
Yeah, it's McHale's gap.
Duckmaster Darius just comes through.
And they actually
But it's
pre-planned that.
really easy
He
for
was like they were
FlyQuest
for
to
sure
just sit
yelling
back, kind of
McHale's,
let
McHale's,
energy
McHale's
crash
because he
onto them.
ulted.
They had no. We just
This
need that
guy's
whole
playing
series
for
of Whippo emotes, I think.
replay factor.
They had no chance of taking down that mid tier 1 as we're already fighting in bot lane.
They are wasting no time. The arrow doesn't hit on that one, but Inspired is still locking Huhi up. There we go. A little bit of tempered fate to guarantee that Leona isn't getting away. Monster
Yeah,
goes
clip
on a killing
farming,
spree.
clip farming.
FlyQuest now with a 5v4 for the next 25 seconds. Let's see what they want to do with it. They've got the Baron. They've got total control over the Rift. Palafox is split pushing top, but
Somehow,
Whippo's going
Johnny
to
was
meet
invading
him.
Italy, red instead of Italy. I mean,
Such an interesting game.
so
here for
mid had
FlyQuest.
no prio.
I know we've done a
Top
lot
had
of
no
discussion
prio.
about Whippo, but I think
Bot-
to me the stars of this series so far have actually been
can't remember.
Masu and Busio. Game 1 with the Ezreal Karma, and this
Milik
game
actually
especially,
can't
this
invade.
Ash
Dude,
Bar
Palafox
has
is
been
getting bits every
absolutely
game.
everywhere, never really being in a dangerous situation, putting energy in so many dangerous situations themselves. And now they're just slow pushing these waves and actually trying to take 2 inhibitors while their Baron is up, not prioritizing the Infernal Drake because they're so far away from Soul anyway. I really like this play to just slingshot their gold advantage as much as possible.
They have
on
no
that Baron.
CC. This game is so
All right, tier 3
Oh,
turrets
they have
already
nobody
down
that can
mid.
go in.
Might as well do the same thing here in bottom.
Desperation
FlyQuest sees no
signal to
reason
clear
not
air.
to.
Dokla double
had to
had a
pop
double
the ulti,
dash.
but now he's in full retreat.
Wait.
Palafox coming around
They have a
for
sub.
flank.
Wait,
It's
wait,
a
wait, wait.
very late
They have like
angle.
a
Huhi
sub
might
alert.
just die
Somebody
again.
just
He's
subbed,
got 20%
and I seen it in the
HP.
top
Dokla singing
right.
the same song.
What the
That pincer attack is just going to lose all the gas before it even really starts. And now Palafox is going to recall
see that?
anyway. FlyQuest gets everything they
Sub
wanted,
alert,
and they
son.
all get out.
Yeah, FlyQuest still gets to take both inhibs there. You could see Palafox potentially looking for that flank angle. Did not come to fruition. Meanwhile, Whippo, who can't TP in, just
He has
immediately
almost flash
walks
shot. This
to
game
mid,
ends on his flash.
takes the inhib. And now they're setting up on top side. I mean, this is really, really good from FlyQuest.
Still 30 seconds on this Baron. They
Okay,
can
his
actually clean
Banshee's
all 3
down.
inhibitors
Now
on
what?
one Baron buff.
Yeah, they've got
But they
a
can't
bit
even
of a
play.
stacked up wave here, crashing into the tier 3
They
turret
have to
top
engage
lane
them, so
now.
they can't even
Inspired
play.
of Whippo off to the side. While the firepower from FlyQuest just takes out the remaining tier 3 turret. That final inhibitor is about to fall. Tempered Fate means
Literally,
the energy
they
can't
lost
fight back
every
in time.
single inhib with
That's
5
double
alive
super
because they
minions,
can't.
every lane on the Rift.
All
FlyQuest
5
are
alive,
in
they just lost
complete control.
their entire base.
What a sick
Nobody
Baron
could go
power
in.
play there from FlyQuest. It only
Nobody could do
shows
anything.
a plus 3,000 gold advantage, which is pretty standard, not even close. And the fact that the inhibitors don't give gold don't really show the true effectiveness of what they just did, but this, I think, all but secures the game. They should walk out. They might not even worry about this Drake as long as they can sync up their next push and just kind of slowly try and take those final 2 turrets while they have
But
6 waves of the
if
supers
for some
spawning.
reason
so you can see
FlyQuest
these waves don't have them,
fucks
but
up
these
here
waves
and
right
gets
now
ace,
that are spawning.
I
They
think-
want to
I
sync
think
the crash
NRG
with those
and his
because 6
AFK
super
farm in
minions
their back.
hitting at
If
the same
God
time
forbid
is pretty
something
indefensible.
happens. Something that could get you 25 to life needs to happen in this game.
Approach this, push up.
Energy to win.
This is the big difference, though, between kind of FlyQuest when they get into these winning positions and other teams. And this is why, even though, yes, a lot of
We
those
might not even
series
have
don't
33k
look
damage this game. I mean,
super
I think she has like
clean,
12k.
It is things like
I'd say
this
12K.
that make me think, oh,
Eight-
okay, they
eight to-
can be
eight-
such
8
a
to 12K.
thoughtful team.
I
And that can
mean,
set
she
them
can poke.
apart.
That's the problem.
All right, right now, all they're thinking about is moving to match point and ending this third game. 8,500 gold up. Just getting these super minions ready to crash, wanting to sync up these waves. You can see mid and bottom are pretty close, not perfectly synced up, but You know, those mid lane minions can catch up a little bit. Just walk a little bit faster.
All right, this is
Top lane's arriving at the same
a
time.
dash
All
out
right,
here. Oh, he
the
dashes
minions
forward.
are crashing,
Okay, he's
and
just-
Energy is going to have to make their final stand. Dokla
Darius
gets away
might
for
pin it
now.
here.
Whippo wanted to chase after him here, but now the Darius might get punished.
One.
Derek's Gage ready to
He
keep
might
him
actually
alive,
pin
and
him.
Whippo goes on a rampage with
Two.
the
Oh,
guillotine
Scare
yet
X.
again. He's looking to chop some croc, but he doesn't quite get it. It's Busio finishing the job.
Look at these
as
guys
the Nexus
desperately in their fountain, by the way.
are not
Like doing
lasting
nothing.
much longer.
They can't even.
It's still
They're just
5
doing
alive
nothing.
for
This is a bad
FlyQuest.
draft.
Right in the enemy base, 15-4. FlyQuest moves to match.
Oh, the
point.
bad draft. The
Dangerous
only win
call,
con was putting
Flowers, but
Whippo
it
way
was a
behind.
dangerous game for
But he has
Whippo
Flash
as
Ghost, so it's kind of hard. They messed up a couple
Pulling out
games.
Darius. All credit, though, to me goes to Quad, Masu, Busio this game. Incredibly solid, very controlled win here for FlyQuest, and really back on track after a pretty dismal game, too.
And if you're asking me what the big difference between FlyQuest this split to last split is, it is seeing that coordination, and
I don't think it's just
especially
Nid,
the
'cause Nid was getting
coordination
perma-push,
with
and so is
Masu and Busio out of the bot lane, and the faith that FlyQuest has in them to contribute to these fights.
Masu is still deathless in wins in this series.
Let's
he
go.
has not died in game 1. He did not die in game number 3. FlyQuest is looking good, and
and
now
it
we're going to
wins.
head back to the LCS lounge to break that one
Show
down.
the charts.
Thank you, Flowers. Welcome back to the LCS Lounge. FlyQuest takes the series lead 2-1. They are now moving to match point here.
How are you feeling about your investment?
You win some, you lose some, Raz.
You're losing a
You gotta
lot.
spend money to make money.
Maybe
okay?
our game, there's just one
Spending a
series
lot
today.
of money.
He said he was going all in, so Kobe's homeless.
right?
He's got one more game.
If you guys have a home for Kobe,
Yes.
he'll have a cat too. I'm just putting it out there. If he has a new home, he has a new cat.
Oh, wait, hold
I'm
on.
coming for that
He
couch,
could be
Raz.
the cat. He could be someone's cat. That's his service he'll have to offer.
That's true.
I believed because nobody else would. This
Wait,
series,
I gotta
though,
make-
this series, we actually did get
I'm
the
getting
upset
Burger
victory
King.
in the previous game. It's just that, you know, right back on schedule here, this game number 3. So let's go over the previous games that we did have.
Yeah, I mean, this series started out
don't have
a pretty
much.
one-sided affair for FlyQuest. You know, they came out, they got a pretty big advantage in the lane swaps, and we're really able to take that first game from there.
Yeah, and the team fights were kind of what we expected coming into
Burger
the
King
series as a
sloppy?
whole. Like,
Bro, I had
that's
McDonald's
the
at the
team fight we just saw
airport
that
in
was really
Dubai.
good we played just before.
Low key,
Uncoordinated nature
NA
from
fast
NRG,
food has
meanwhile,
fallen
FlyQuest
off
has actually just
so
been on
much,
ball.
by the
So
way.
Game 1 was exactly what
Like, it's
we
actually
would've
crazy.
I'm also gonna say
That
Masu and Busio
the
playing
Dubai
really well
fries
this
were
series,
almost
especially
like
in their wins. You know,
real
we see this highlight
potatoes.
here. That was our pagoda modem for the first game. Was that self?
And their McChickens were like actually a meal, not just like flimsy. It's actually
game
wild.
2 that we just came off of, he was everywhere in that as well. Quad in game number 1 really showing up big as well. This is one of the things that we talked about coming in this series is how FlyQuest has kind of shifted from this team that was really all about Inspired and Whippo to a team that's really generally more centered around the carries of Quad and
I gotta fill this out.
And
A
they're
little
really
checklist.
taking advantage of the new patch because Quad coming into the team was an amazing mage player and has so far played Azir, Oriana. He's just been really on top of it. Of course, the team is playing around him, as you could see.
They do
I
have
think
Shake Shack.
Busio did a great job of being able to set him up for success. Busio actually did a great job in a losing game here, finding a pick through mid. Of course, making a 1-for-1 trade, but then also trying to trap bot lane for the same kind of pick as he's hunting for Palafox.
Yeah.
That being said, this was a loss.
Yeah, this series, or this game that we're watching now, this one was the one that was really about the Lilia, about contracts, doing so much work here, ganking a lot for our top side of the map, and then Energy were able to transition that into a fed Palafox for the late game. And in the late game on the Corki, he had some really good plays, and Energy were bouncing back. But game number 3, let's catch him up to speed. The game that we just got out
That's
of.
true.
Because this one was fully, for me, about the
How's
utility of
Boofius?
the bottom lane.
We're staying,
The
I was cheering,
utility of the
but
bottom lane.
somebody's
Because we're
next door to me.
hyping
I don't know
up
who it
Quad
is,
so
though.
much. He got super rich off this, but the Ashe arrows were beautiful from Masu from downtown, setting up the play for him in mid lane. Then they had Busio hitting Bard ultimates, hitting Bard stuns, Ashe arrows coming at the perfect timing. It was like, wow, the bottom lane is just doing so much without even taking the lion's share of the gold. And then they got their Azir turbo fed.
Yeah, it felt like basically every single time Masu pressed his Ashe ult, they got a kill this entire game.
Yeah.
And Busio was everywhere. He was playing the Bard really, really well. I liked how much
Playing
patience he was having
food?
with the
Bro.
Bard ult as well.
Guys.
You know, not just kind of
Told you
firing
guys
them
I
from
flew
long
business
range and
class,
hoping he'd
right?
catch someone. He'd
One of my business
portal in
class
on top of
seats
someone. They'd be
was
slowing them, chasing them
Emirates
down. They'd use the
business
dash,
class
they'd use the flash
middle
to try to
seat.
get away. And then all of a sudden, the Bard ult on their head, they set it back up on them. They get a free kill.
I just said,
and
fuck
really,
this,
has
and I
been
just
so on
slept the whole
point
time.
so far.
Yeah, that last game was just
Yes, a
completely
business
devastating
class
for
middle
NRG,
seat.
because even
Are
though
you
we were
serious?
focusing on what was like the halfway cross map sort of thing, Ashe ulti onto mid lane, they were also, FlyQuest was making a positive play top side as well. So just felt like every lane was in a winning position, and it only
my first
snowballed
flight
from
got
there.
canceled.
So Energy has a lot to review on this game, and it's going to be difficult to kind
I
of.
don't think they have a lot to review. I think they just don't. They have to draft better.
And I felt like after game 2, where Contracts was such a different.
But you have
taker for
only
them,
two
I felt like his
seats
solo laners
of
kinda
business
let him
per
down
row.
in game 3.
Well,
Like,
actually
game
did some
3,
research.
Early on, he was called up towards top
A bit of
lane,
a
playing around this
playing
Renekton,
seating
to try to attack this Darius who has no TP. He did such a good job circumventing every ward, hopped over into the grub
the
pit,
Emirates,
then hopped over
it's
the
a
wall
certain
to dodge
type of
another
jet
ward,
that
then
only that
wrapped
has those
around,
3 seats.
And Dokla
It's
wastes
one of
all
the
his abilities right as he
the
arrives.
worldwide
then they couldn't
worst
get anything except the
flights
ghost.
ever.
He spent like 30, 40
Worst
seconds up there to
planes
do
ever.
that. Then right after, his mid
For
laner
business
dies
class.
and flashes after
That's
he's
not
already
normal.
dead, so you can't really make a play there either. Then Nidalee all of a sudden doesn't really have a solo lane that's strong to play around, doesn't really have a point of power to attack, and I felt like he kind of got let down by his laners.
And that was really the letdown for the whole team, because that is the strategy for this composition. They kind of needed
Qatar's
that to
nice.
work early on. You could see them
Qatar
as the game
Airlines is
continued,
nice.
they kept on forcing on Bwipo and kept on trying to target him, but because they didn't get the early leads, it really turned around on them, and then the Darius started getting
Oh, well, it's
some
been that flight anyway.
humorous
Dude,
triple
I was supposed to
kills
co-stream
and,
yesterday.
not being able to go down.
But I told you, I
looking ahead,
missed
Energy
my
choosing
flight, my
blue side
connecting
for the next game.
flight
You have to believe that now
was
you know,
canceled.
You're on thin ice.
And
knowing
the
that next
rescheduled
game
picking
could really
flight
cost
got
the
there
entire
an
series.
hour late.
I'm
So
imagining
then when I
it feels
ran
like
to
Azir's
my
kind of
flight,
taken over a bit,
I missed it by 10
with
minutes.
How good Quad is on the pick.
I
and
could
how
still see it
relevant has
on the
been globally.
tarmac,
So I'm
whatever it's
interested
called.
That might be the first pick they go for.
It's interesting to me too, because I also
So
thought
then,
Quad
the
looked
lady was
really
like,
good
okay, you
on
need
the
to go
AD
to this
carries when
booth
he
and
played
reschedule.
The Lucian mid,
Or
his
rebook.
Tristana mid, his Corki
So
mid
whatever,
too, so
I did.
say
I went
he's
to
been, like,
rebook.
very versatile for them.
Yeah, he's been very strong.
And then that booth was like, oh wait, you got to go to the United booth. So I went to the United booth. Bro, there was 6 people in line, but it took 2 hours.
Though to be fair, you know, Thinkard said he expected the Bwipo
Then
Volibear, and now
I was staying in the line for 2 hours, and like
stuff that isn't really
one of the guys at the front desk randomly, when I was about my turn, got up for a lunch break, pulled his McDonald's bag. I was like, brother, you can't just get, like, brother,
maybe you just go straight
help,
back to
hey,
it, and we have
help
a
the brother
little
out, you know what I mean?
mid-pick.
He just left and went for his lunch break. We're all like standing in line like, what? So we got to wait for somebody else to take a spot.
We're going to be heading to break. Game 4 is coming up next.
Don't ban Yone. Make this interesting, please.
Busio, 60 seconds to guess the champion.
So I ask yes or no questions?
Yes.
Is it
Country we were staying at? It was in goddamn Germany, man. Oh my god, I'm just never a positive experience when I'm in Germany. Oh, and it was raining, like, dude.
No. So it's a mid laner.
Yes.
Is it AP?
No.
Is it AD?
Yes.
Did you ask if he's a boy and he said yes or no? Yeah. Yes. Is it melee?
Yes.
Is it Zed?
No.
Is it Yone?
No.
Is it Talon?
No.
Is it Yasuo?
No.
Is it...
You suck.
Help.
Does it build attack speed? Mithy plays.
No.
Is it Nafiri?
Yes.
He cheated.
Wait, Nafiri, what?
You spoiled it.
No, it ended up being, because I missed that flight to Riyadh by 10 minutes, it added 30 hours to my trip. Literally. So that's why I wasn't there yesterday. Or that's why I wasn't live yesterday. I would have just gone home if I were you. Yeah, I know. How'd you miss it but not Test? Test was trying to hold it up. But he already checked luggage. So my manager was trying to hold up the flight. But they said final call and the doors closed. And I made it 10 minutes after that.
Flash short. Flash short per wave.
Back flash up.
I speed you, Con.
I didn't get it.
Nice.
That's fine.
Nice.
We got our flash.
Okay, God.
I
can R, no E.
I will pass position. I think I.
He ult me.
I can't catch.
I'm
coming.
Come,
Can you go? Can you go?
Yeah, come.
He just died. I will get killed.
This game was so free.
Guys, good job. Perfect.
Okay, I'm basing now.
I have locked. It's fine.
Stun. Bye. Leona, no flash. Just hit front.
Ziggs is caught mid, okay? Ziggs is mid.
I'm gonna ult their backline. They're clumped.
Nice.
Very nice.
I don't maybe. I don't maybe.
They're fucked, Giga Chad.
Holy, you're a smurf. Ziggs no W.
Go
Can
on
we
TP,
reach?
go on TP, go on TP.
Ziggs no W here.
Yeah, I'm going
Whoa,
guard.
Alan, what the f is this portal, bro?
I'm gonna follow him. We're gonna kill him.
Let's go chase them, guys. I like that, Alan.
Don't die, try, don't die. Close. Take top tier 2 and...
That's fine. Get the fuck out.
I use Mikhail's. I have no Mikhail's.
Look, help him. Renekton flashed. I block.
Oh, he did call my
I will
nails.
look- I will look him. No.
I knew it.
We are chasing him.
So
with
he
Zeri,
wasn't
but-
calling for a
Okay.
pre.
Baron. Baron pass and get
Yeah,
ready to
Baron,
tempo,
Baron.
I guess.
Nice, Bippo.
Yeah, I was like, I thought Bippo was gonna call it, kill me, but coming to Australia? Yeah, never. Never. For enough money? Honestly, if the price is right, Australia is my favorite place in the world. That's what I'm saying. I lifted here. The gym's not bad. I had to do a lot of machine work. The only thing they have is a Smith machine. Today was my chest day, and I used the machine bench. Obviously, I topped out the weight, obviously. But it's not bad for growth. It's not it's not the best for strength.
Welcome back to the LCS. We are heading on into Game 4 between FlyQuest and Energy. FlyQuest has taken a 2-1 series lead. They are sitting on match point. I'm Azil, joined again by Raz and Kobe. To talk
I don't
a
use
little
Smith
bit
Machine.
about
I
the
think it's
draft and
terrible.
If Energy can come back, or if Kobe is becoming homeless
That's
because
my
he bet
question,
everything
Kobe.
he owns on Energy.
I think the world wants to hear from you because your house is on the
All
line.
right,
here.
FlyQuest
He
wins
said-
this.
he said
It's
everything.
3-1, just
Yeah.
as I predicted.
That means like your clothes. Like,
You have a nice looking car.
Yeah.
I said full net worth.
I
That's
think-
everything.
I think FlyQuest wins.
I
I
hope
think
that you
Energy's
guys are
wrestling
willing
shit.
to allow me to stay.
No free
at
weights,
your
then
houses
dumbbells?
after
That's a
this.
no from me.
That's a no.
Great kgs. I'm trying to
You can come visit. You know,
They-
it'd be
they
like you have
dumbbells
to
up
have two,
to-
so.
Perfect.
Oh.
Perfect. I'm going to Azale's. I didn't want
Like
to go to
8
Raz's
pounds.
house anyway.
Well, you know what?
I'm taking suggestions now, though. What do you think is going to be Blippo's pick this time around?
Ooh.
Because we've had his Volley Bear show up, his Darius show up.
I think he's had too much fun. They might, Nuke Duck might put
Cassante.
him on a Renekton or a Cassante, you're right.
First pick
Back to the
Renekton.
Cassante.
Yeah.
Back on Cassante.
I'm trying to think of what would
duty.
be actually a fun pick that's within that kind of
I
same
wanna
realm.
see his
Urgot.
Olaf.
Let's get his Urgot or his Olaf.
Yeah, I want to
You
see
know-
his Olaf. They did ban it last time.
You know what I've been seeing a little bit in solo queue for some
Well,
time?
last
It's
game
never
was
reared its head on stage. Corky top lane.
Ugh,
I've seen
shut up.
Whippo play it. It's fun.
Shut
I've
up.
seen it, so I want to see
Shut
it
up,
now.
Raz. Shut
I don't want to
the
see a
fuck
mid
up.
lane, but I want to see a top lane.
You know what's going to look
Shut
like?
up.
What?
Nate Raz.
He's going to
Ew.
attack the minions for 30 minutes, and then
Yeah.
he's going to show up to a team fight just like a
Yeah.
mid lane Gorgie.
Yeah. I think it was a couple days ago, actually. I was watching Dokla's stream, and he was literally playing against I Will Trade, a.k.a. Whippo. And Whippo was on the Corky.
Was Dokla playing Varus top? Because every single time I ever open his stream, he's playing Varus top.
True.
was playing Yone.
Doak was a little bit of a bastard.
It's close enough.
Well, he ain't playing Yone this game.
Yeah.
You don't
Nope.
get your wish, Raz.
Damn.
All right, well, Yone going to get banned out by FlyQuest, has been banned consistently
don't
throughout
have-
this series. A double ban by Energy towards Masu. He did get
No,
to
just
Ezreal
get
once,
a
it has been
chicken
banned
burger
since
plane.
then, and Senna has been pretty consistently banned by Energy. Emily touched on this earlier,
Chicken
but this was
burger
one of the picks
plane.
that they were always really well known for.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of interesting that they are not willing to play it on blue side, so they have to ban it.
Yeah,
outright.
you say interesting. I say worrisome.
Yeah.
It's always interesting whenever a team's having internal conversations and you're like, we think Senna is really OP. We'll pick it when we can, but what is their prio on it? Unless if they have any kind of information on what FlyQuest plays, they're probably just over prioritizing the ban on first ban.
Scared
because
of
they're
the Blanc covers.
Yeah, we don't want to pick it, and we don't want to see them pick it.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
mean,
just sad.
I just feel like when Energy was kind of at their best, it was them playing this sort of style that helped to enable their really aggressive soul lanes, right? When they were playing melee soul laners, aggressive jungler, they'd play, Senna plus X melee in bot lane. They'd be farming it up. You have the ultimate.
Cinnabon has to be
assist on these
troll.
cross-map
No,
dodge,
Cinna's really
cross-map
strong.
plays.
She was strong
So
last
it is
match.
really weird to
Play,
see
I
them
think.
move that heavily away from it. FlyQuest banning out the Ashe as well as the Azir. So you talked about this before the break, Raz, about that potential for Azir to be grabbed first pick.
FlyQuest Azir
clearly, FlyQuest is worried about Palafox grabbing that as well, so they're going to be banning it out.
That's not happening, fan. That's not happening. Don't even think you want
Ivern
to see
was
it
left
happen.
open, though.
Okay,
Ivern was
Ivern
left
and
open.
Slot.
This
I
has
think
been
it's
a target
actually
ban against contracts.
jungle contracts can play.
For the entire
They're still
split,
very
multiple
useful.
splits because of how much he actually destroyed
But
a lot of
Lilia's
scrims with
open.
it. And this opens up
Hecarim's
energy
open.
to a much
Loki.
more stable style composition.
It's not bad.
We all are talking about, oh yeah, I loved it when they played, all these melee solo laners and they were split pushing and they were trapping people on side lanes.
How about an Ivern and a Braum and 280 carries?
Exactly. How about some nice team fight with some Ivern shields on you and some multiple 80 carries?
The most impressive I've seen NRG recently was when it went up against Dignitas. It was a lost
so they
game.
are
but
going
they had a
right to
huge lead
Lilia. I
based
think
off
this
of
game's over.
Ivern, Braum, double 80 carry.
Yeah, I
They
think
play
the
really
game's
well in
over.
Grub's fight or Ripped Herald fight. I think they are well practiced at being able to pick up a lead in that series. This series is going to be a little difficult. I want to see what FlyQuest ends up going for. Leona's an interesting one with Braum still on the table.
So Corki's up, Zeri's up. These are some really good champions with Ivern. Some double really good DPS.
I mean, just go
these types of
Corki and
things
lose.
for
Oh, fuck.
energy. Let's see what they want to grab early here before the next round of bans come in.
The Bermuda Trapezoid. That's pretty good.
Flower's going to love that
Playing
one.
League today? Yeah, I am. After this is over, I got to play normal
Man,
games.
Well, we'll see what they're going to
Don't look at his Rumble. Okay, unbanned.
All right, we got Rumble, and again, I think Dokla's
Rumble
lost.
doesn't matter. They need setup now, and they need setup badly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably
I
not gonna
think
come from
Dokla's
Palafox, so
lost
you
his
basically
last-
need
Nautilus or Rel.
a Nautilus or Rel, yeah. I mean, sometimes
5
people go Alistar,
Rumble
but I don't
games?
always love it as much. I think Rel is by far the best with this sort of combo because you really can have that long lockdown where you go in, you have the
Guys, gotta
Storm,
play the
then you turn
ads,
them
they're not
off of it,
in-game.
they're getting pulled
Goodbye.
back
Shut up
into
or shut up.
that equalizer as well. But FlyQuest have the ability to throw some bans towards those support engages. Like if I'm FlyQuest, I'm saying ban out the Nautilus, ban out the Rel. Even if you're not that worried about those champions as far as like lane matchups, I just think compositionally, Energy's comp needs it so badly.
Yeah. Even though I was saying Braum earlier, I actually think, okay, they went for the Braum ban. I was going to say that I didn't like Braum here now. Mostly because
They have no engage.
Yeah, they have no engage, and especially
Leona's
if you're in
open.
Misfortune, you do not want to chase into them. So
Don't
either
give Leona
their comp
MF.
requires FlyQuest to really go in, which is fine, but otherwise, you're not being able to lock them down. So now, Nautilus or Rel are wide open, and I think that's great for energy.
Because I struggle to think
Oh,
what
Leona's
pick there could be that Palafox could like save this with if they couldn't get engaged.
The only thing that
think
came
they're
to
gonna go
mind to me
Alistar.
would be Nico, but I feel like they need something else for
That's
mid lane.
so much AP on your
Just
top side,
Alistar.
right? Then it's like
Yeah.
you have magic damage, Rumble, Ivern, and then if you go Nico mid, I feel like your draft is just already garbage.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that would be that big of AoE, setup in CC and brings that utility though.
And also Aurora, I forgot Aurora's not playable this week.
Yep.
So that would have been actually a perfect pick.
We
with
saw
this
that
composition.
from Immortals.
Oh,
I think,
there's the
last week,
Alistar
right?
ban.
They did
Okay, so
the
now
MF
what?
Aurora.
Yeah.
I think it was Immortals. And
think?
that combo obviously pretty strong, but again, disabled.
He's banned everywhere right
yeah,
now though.
It's disabled everywhere, and it is, of course, magic damage even if it wasn't banned, so I don't think it would really fix the issue.
I mean, low-key.
They're going Alistar, so they're more worried about Alistar and Braum, not that concerned, I guess, about the Rel, about the Nautilus, so those are available. We'll see if Energy's going
They
to
actually pick here. I actually don't know what they pick for support.
And Jhin, maybe the
They
option.
go Rel.
Again, FBI already
Literally
put
have
it once
Leona.
this series.
I probably think that just has to be Rel.
Looked pretty strong on it. That was in their Game 2 win.
Yeah. So far, I'm trying to figure out what FlyQuest actually needs going into 4-5. It's actually been a long time since I've seen.
Nobody's playing a
mid
Mumu.
get
When's the last time you guys seen a
deprioritized so
Mumu? They're not going to go
heavily
Nautilus into
into
Rel.
just now
Or into
looking for
Leona.
counters.
That's trolling.
Yeah, just holding it for 5th pick. So, I mean, I think for FlyQuest, it totally makes sense, right? Palafox is going to have to blind his mid.
Trolling.
We'll see
Go
what
Bard,
they do,
I
what
guess.
to go for.
I was gonna-
Bard is
maybe.
like, okay, but Bard doesn't hold them in place, after. So I think Rel makes a lot of sense. I think this is the best option to me. You can make
There's
argument
nothing
for
else.
Nautilus as well. Rel's going to come through kind of as expected. That didn't get banned out. Still a
I
little
think this
bit
game's
surprised
completely
by
over,
the
by the way.
FlyQuest bans because I felt like Rel was kind of the primary one that worked so well with this comp.
Yeah.
Now it's
We're
just
last picking
Palafox's
mid lane
pick,
for
and
Palafox.
Corki maybe?
Yeah, let's see this
yeah,
one.
I feel like you need physical damage, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably just Corki. It's probably nothing too exciting. You know, Jason's banned out, Corki's available. There could be a Zeri as well, angle if he wanted to go towards that. But I think Corki makes a lot
Quad
of sense.
God can go whatever he
gives you
wants
that
here.
hyper carry that Ivern is there to kind of buff up and protect.
Literally anything, actually.
All right,
Go lotion.
Quad, what you got for us?
Go lotion, bro.
Something spicy or something normal here? They're taking their sweet
All
time
they
with
did,
it.
but they have
More range
Lilia,
would be nice,
Mercs.
and he's a
Go
great
lotion.
player. He's a great Quay player, and it might be good to set up for a Gen W, but
Go lotion,
not
bro.
too sure what he's going to go for. Oh,
Smolder.
We're starting to see a lot more Smolder mid.
I actually quite
This
like
good?
Smolder mid. I think
I'd
it's
love
pretty
to see
strong,
this pick,
especially
actually.
because Corki has actually taken quite a few nerfs. You can actually trade aggressively with this champion.
Yeah, it's actually amazing. Now, of course, Zale's going to be heading over to an interview, I'm pretty sure, but we're going to be sending him straight to the casters.
Some of you take daily, I'm just taking
guys.
the
That we sent
workout.
to the casters. One more reminder that you can
Protein
now
as well, but
subscribe to the LCS Twitch channel.
Not
so
gonna
get
bring
those emotes
protein.
ready.
I'm not
and let's
carrying
get to
that
the game.
through security.
Raz, I was about to read your part on the prompter for you.
It popped off yesterday.
And
It was
I
so
like, wait a
amazing to
second,
see.
Raz
I didn't watch
didn't
the
actually
game.
Read
Who
that.
picked 100
We need a
Thieves?
Raz emote.
Your flight terrible.
That was a seamless toss from Raz. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that was. There's no way that there was anything in a prompter for that one. But no, Moz, we really need a Raz. But Emily, you were talking to us right before they tossed it over to us. Smolder, you're hyped for this here in the mid lane.
Well, because okay, they're gonna go
think this
Jhin
game's over.
on,
I think my
on
prediction was
R4,
correct.
Right? They have set up
FlyQuest
for it,
3-1.
and then it's like, okay, what
Wrap it up.
big damage
Energy,
dealer do
that
you
last game
want
looked terrible.
in
I don't
the
like
mid
the
lane?
drafts.
I have
Too hard to
absolutely
play.
loved
Not enough
Smolder
easy
mid.
CC.
Maybe people will say, oh, it's because you saw BDD play it in the series where they beat Gen G. And yeah, maybe that's part of it. But also,
Maybe that is right.
But also, I think
Alvox,
Smolder
sit the
mid
fuck
can
down,
be a
Focus up.
really excellent pick into this Corki in particular. So I really like it coming out of FlyQuest.
I mean, we got to see it in the LCS.
The Inspired's
yesterday.
good.
100 Thieves.
I thought it was
versus
pretty good with
Dignitas.
EG
It wasn't quad
over the
playing,
years.
It was quid play.
like-
only a single letter of difference. And the
Not
man
proactive,
showcased exactly
ever.
how well the Smolder mid
IMO.
could do. Jensen kept scrapping with him and giving him plenty of opportunities to get more Dragon training, and the Smolder just took over.
I will say I don't expect a level 1 lane kill.
All right, here we
to
go.
set
Are we lane
the
swapping?
Smolder
I didn't
ahead.
expect that yesterday.
I
No
didn't
Close Rumble
either.
usually gets lane swapped against. Haven't really
I
been
don't
lane
expect
swapping.
it to happen here
Okay,
for quad. I'll say
okay.
that.
I'm going to agree with that. We've also done a lot of
Dude,
talking in this
LCS we
series
rooting for
about,
here.
if Whipple's
my
ahead, FlyQuest does well. if Whipple's behind,
statistically,
FlyQuest does poorly.
statistic analysis
Our stats
was
guy did a little bit more digging into energy, and we have one on
FlyQuest win.
energy.
We want
Who
NRG
he's
to win
behind.
because FlyQuest fucked our
It's
prediction last
undeniable.
week, and we're still
He's
salty
the
about
only
it.
energy player who has not won a game
Jesus
when he's
Christ.
behind at 14 minutes. So of all the players, and it kind of does speak to this actual series as well, because when Masu Busio pop off, energy doesn't have the go button, but if Huhi has the lead, he does actually have a strong way that he would like to play the game. So it's twofold, I think. It's the fact
we'll
that
see.
if he's behind, he still wants to play the game through him, and it's not working. And if
Boogie
he's ahead, they
Doctrino,
can get that
apparently he's
success.
on the nerf
Well,
patch, but people are
I
still
raise
picking
you
him.
a different line of thinking here.
Okay.
Summer 2024 has been 80 carry meta.
Yes.
Who enables 80 carries? Supports. If your support is behind, your 80 carries can't be set up for
They
success.
are lane swapping.
It's true. Could be both.
Equally viable. Equally possible. Equally potential.
They know.
Here in this
Guys,
game,
you haven't
Masu
shown a
and
bot wave.
Busio.
Equally potential.
Potential is a verb now. We're just gonna roll with it. As,
Nobody will
Quad
ever
and
let
Palafox
Dokla's
both
Rumble
traded very
just be the
low
lane.
in mid
Bad.
as top lane.
What's going on?
Whippo is going to scare Dokla away.
This is
That's about
a
it.
weird swap.
Yeah, I don't know what's
because
happening.
We have the top laner and the 80 carry
Yeah.
in top lane currently. Emily?
I mean, I think another thing about lane swaps, as I'm sure you guys are dying to know, is how you can affect your mid matchup, right? So we want to set this mid matchup well for quad.
I flashed for that.
And even though it
Don't
doesn't
know where
look like
Rel's
you're
at.
going to be able to get a kill or anything onto Palafox, it will allow him to get the wave into a better state as he ends up going bot.
I mean, are we going to dive this top lane?
Yeah, well, Whippo does have teleport, so if a wave crashes and
This is
there's
a bit
no one
confusing.
in position to dive
Yep,
it,
here we go.
then this is just also extra insurance that he is not diveable, but it then also means that they're putting no dive threat on Dokla,
Okay,
so it's
so he
just one
gets
of
that
those
weight. This
choices
is terrible.
that end up being made in lane swaps where it will end up being fairly neutral for now, and now Huhi gets his turn to try and impact mid if Quad gives an opening.
This is not just terrible.
Dokla should at least be able to farm up.
Oh, these are
most
so
of
hard to
minions
tell.
Underneath the tier 1
Oh,
here,
they could
Masu
three-man
can't
gank
really
him.
do
I
a
hate this shit so
whole lot
much.
to him, I wouldn't think. Quad trying to flap his way away from danger. Sidesteps that root collar, so no real impact on the dragon there except for that 20-second cooldown on the escape mechanism early.
I think the top lane's a little bit dangerous. If Dokla ever lands a harpoon, he can really just start running Masu down.
True, actually.
Are we going to see that right now?
Let's beat his ass here.
Harpoon.
Missed.
Yeah, that's...
that harpoon hits me, by the way. I count.
Could have seen a little bit more, maybe. And another timeline, perhaps. Quad lands another snot bubble on Palafox here, just trying to get this wave shoved up. Does drink an extra swig of the potions. I believe that was a cookie because it restored mana as well. And once he kills these last couple of minions, I would expect him
it's
to
going to be a
probably
slow
take his
game.
recall, use that first TP.
Yeah, but he will get the recall off, and I mean, like, the early action around the mid lane coming through from this
Energy's up a little bit.
is
They've
particularly
kind of won.
interesting to
Based
me,
off
'cause
XP,
again,
though, it's hard to
FlyQuest
tell.
really want to get
All the
Silver
gold's on the top
into a
lane.
good
That lane swap was
position
really weird.
in this game. Get
We'll get a
his
lot back here,
stacking
though, because Ivern's
going
going to be
really
way late
early.
to come.
And then are also hoping that NRG, don't respond as well to this lane swap, and they can get advantages in their side lanes as well. And avoid the MF lane.
Yeah, avoid the
And,
MF lane.
and I mean, like, Rumble push. Like, there are laning matchups that you avoid as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, they got this. They see Ivern.
So waiting patiently in the brush. Not anymore. Contracts is still hanging around.
Waiting for Crab.
This Ivern has been kept away from him so
Ivern
far
did
the
go
entire
glacial.
series. Now finally getting a chance to play it here with their backs
Seen that
against the
more.
wall.
I don't really like it.
Energy will be knocked into the lower bracket.
Liquid do lane
to
swaps
face
often. I think
Dignitas
Liquid does
on
lane swaps every
Friday.
single game.
If they lose this game, Friday, yep, it's not just Saturday and Sunday. We got 3 games next weekend. We'll get to see TL on one of Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember which.
Not on Friday,
Cloud9
but
on
other
the
teams
other
are on
one.
Friday.
Right, and the first lower bracket match is on Friday. Again, the loser of this series going up against Dignitas on that one. That will be our first elimination.
I mean, it's
of
probably the
playoffs.
most playable Rumble
Yeah.
game he's
So
gotten.
there it is.
8:23 Friday LCS. What we don't have on the graphic, the Friday after this Friday, also LCS playoffs.
True.
Oh, heck yeah,
Friday-
baby.
2 Fridays in a row we have.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
yeah,
go.
you're right.
2 weeks in a row with 3
So-
days.
Plan in advance. Friday.
So fun. I can't wait.
Don't be caught off guard like me.
LCS playoffs.
Oh, interrupt there a little bit, maybe? Not quite.
Yeah.
All right. Lucy's just going to walk away from it. We've got a very, very quiet early game here.
What?
This is a quiet lane swap.
Yeah.
Emily, defend the lane swap.
Emily defends.
I have a job,
I mean,
so
for me,
dude,
this lane swap
I have
is
a job
actually all
too,
about
and I'm
the
gonna
mid lane,
sacrifice.
because
I'm
both
just,
both
making
junglers
time to
keep,
enjoy
keep crossing. They sent,
something I love.
they sent, oh my gosh, Busio down from topside to affect it super early. Like, to me, for FlyQuest side, this is not only about laning matchups and XP for your solo laners, but it's also, or
now
for
we're
your
laning
side
with
laners, but it's
jungle?
also really about getting Quad into a good position.
Right, because at the end of the day, they just want him to be able to be late game smolder, thinking that they have the better scaling overall. I think they're also in a position where Inspired wants to make sure he can get off to the races and doesn't want to get pulled to any lane.
They're
in
up
this lane
gold.
swap.
I don't-
And I think that could
mean,
probably be
fucking
why
word.
they've played it the way they have, right? Like having Whippo top lane with the 80 carry at the start.
Rumble's
never really
up, a
giving
bit
the
of
window for a dive to happen. Whereas in the first game when they did lane swaps, they
But
set up the
MF
fact that they were
okay,
going to be able
MF
to
is
dive
up
the Scion,
XP as
that
well.
Whippo was going to be potentially
But
diveable, and it was like the
Busio
riskier
is up
approach, whereas
an
this one has
entire
been
level.
seemingly the most conservative lane swap that is almost possible.
I don't know.
We'll see if Contracts does want to do anything on this top side. I do think Contracts on Ivern has been a really good pick for
Jax doesn't
NRG
do
in the
anything.
past. So
Yeah.
we'll see if, again, in a double 80 comp, Ivern is just such a benefit. And we'll see how they'll be able to pilot it.
I do like the fact that we get to talk about this now.
It's gonna be like a
because
15-minute game.
Ivern has been banned so much against Contracts
It's only
because
like-
he's been so good on Ivern. And it
Okay.
doesn't even take that many games for him to draw these bans. Career-wise, he's 8-4 on Ivern, which may not seem like much. His career win rate is about 50%, so it's definitely one of his better champions. But I think specifically, kind of across the globe, teams that really understand how to play with and around Ivern, the pick just looks so unbelievably broken. And
True.
this is a very good situation for him. And because of the respect he's been drawing with bans, you know he's just been schooling people with it all split in scrims.
True.
Plus, it's not just something that, hey, can you play it? It's, can I, as the person against it, properly navigate the map versus a pick that plays
Yeah.
very differently
Yes.
from so many other junglers?
On the flip side, Inspired has also played Ivern recently, so I think he's a jungler who's going to be welcome to this challenge. One of the reasons I think they were willing to leave it open in the pick ban phase and instead opted to ban that Azir. But it's just going to be really interesting to see if this is the way.
FlyQuest to win, NRG, I want to win.
To a game 5.
I'm a realist.
Yeah. And we see lane swapping back to general standard, except the top laners are in bot
Need
lane.
more water, bro.
And the bot laners are in top lane.
So why is this cool?
I mean, what? I feel so attacked right now, honestly.
Kayla just told me that Sailor started screaming now. He screams for attention, like doesn't cry, no tears come out. She just yells. So that Kayla comes and like looks at her, then she smiles.
For sure.
So she knows what she's doing.
Why isn't he bottling?
Little rascal.
And after all that, Lilia's in a good position.
She smiles until Kayla looks her in the eyes and then smiles. She yells until Kayla looks her in the eyes and
I don't know
smiles.
what you guys want from me.
Well, as we
Oh,
know,
God.
you live by Bwipo, you die by Bwipo.
True.
I think I may have heard a stat about that before.
Just like
Plus
you,
and
I don't
Busio
yell
are,
for attention, man.
They gotta know something's going on up here, right? Gotta know something's a little bit fishy. Their own jungler's going back, so they don't want to do anything audacious.
What are you guys swimming cap for? No, I don't.
Only can perceive as a 2v2. And now there's still no action. 45 seconds, and we should get a Ring of Fire just like Nexus Blitz. Nobody has PvP'd yet.
That would change things.
That would change Summoner's Rift a lot.
To be fair to the lane swap enjoyers in the room, this could be 0 kills even if it was standard lanes. Let's just call a spade because at this point, we have, quote, standard lanes in the top lane, and they're playing so conservatively at the moment because part of it is, I think, Inspired. He might be back to the CEO.
How to get my water.
Like he took he took a summer vacation. He just like did
He got a severance package. Now he's back at a new company.
He did that undercover CEO thing in the first few games. Be like, actually, let me be your
He was
assistant.
working
and help
in the
you out."
mailroom.
Absolutely. But now he's definitely back to being.
All right,
the
that's who we
CEO
got.
full clear.
MF almost has BT.
All right.
Jina has Swift.
I mean, for me, it's honestly all about
Merc,
mid lane.
so much
There
value
is a
this
reason
game
why
worth.
you see both junglers continuously just
Saudi Arabian water
revisiting
good? It tastes
this
like
mid
EU
lane.
water.
Both teams want to get their mid laners
I don't really like
ahead.
still water. I like purified.
I want to say this is the most mid lane action from jungle attention that we've seen all series.
And I feel like if we're looking at both teams, kind of handshaking on the idea that this fourth game is about mid, that is far more of a daring and risky claim to make for Energy
I'm
than
gonna
it
be honest,
is for
I think
FlyQuest.
what
because
happened-
Quad has been a very solid player and a very solid laner for this team, not just in
Is-
this series, which he has
Like, this
been,
game's
but
even right
throughout
now,
the
and it's
split.
slow right
Whereas, again,
now.
we already
Whoever
talked
wins
about
first
how
fight, it's just
Fox's
gonna accelerate the
comparison
game
of
for
now
them
to when
so
he
much,
was
the
at
game's
his
gonna end.
peak. So Energy putting that faith in him, we'll have to see if it can pay off. They are going to find a potential angle here
Might
on Busio's
overextend here.
Leona, who tries to flash away, who
Nope.
tries
Hey,
to
see?
escape, but it's bullet
Uh-oh.
time. and
Surely
the
we're not
clock
going to game
strikes
5.
noon.
Please spare us.
FBI gets paid.
Doing it in the jungle of FlyQuest
They still play
as well,
Silver
building off that
Scrapes.
bot prio. So a really nice translation of their pressure there. Also being able to invade a little bit and get some deep vision on Inspired, making FlyQuest back foot.
Pull up. Do we hit
But now
this?
the curtain call opens up. Contracts and
Daisy
Daisy tend
value's
to beat
insane.
up on Quad
We dodging?
here.
I can't see.
While the bullets will be blocked.
Nice, okay.
Nicely
Ivern
done there.
being
from
useful,
Huhi,
inspired.
protecting his AD
Not
carry
participating.
as Quad escapes from the Ivern. Ivern is very annoying when he has Daisy, when he has all the slows from his shields and whatnot, but he's often not a threat on his own.
Yeah, I also feel like you see the MF Jim matchup in a nutshell in that
1,000
entire
assists!
series,
Let's
right?
go,
Where,
baby.
like, Jin needs the setup because otherwise a lot of those bullets are just gonna tickle until he
Yeah.
until he gets to the fourth bullet. Like, it's really a lot about setup. That's why they want this damage dealer in the smolder. Whereas MF can be very, very dangerous.
Ulting the wave.
Whippo cut through the wave here as the equalizer is used by
Okay,
Dokla to
Sultan.
destroy the wave on the other side. Both of them now going to take their opportunity, go in for a reset. Second pot of grubs spawning 12 minutes into the game. Remember that the first 3 went over uncontested to Energy as they were traded for
Please
the
hit
Drake
Dragon
for
on spawn.
FlyQuest. Quad
Oh, they
wants
know
to
he has no
escape.
splash.
Able to
He's
use
dead
the
here as well.
flash. Smolder ain't long for this world, and Palafox gets the second kill of the game for Energy.
This is huge right now.
How do they
have
get
so
Dragon
much
now?
pressure across top and mid that this is the second pick they've been able to secure. Getting the flash as well as the kill just kind of adds insult to injury.
Please
for
no
Quad.
game
Palafox's
5. I'm saying
game
the same
2
thing.
on the Corki was one of the best games he's played all year, and being in
Wait,
this
win?
position where
Game
it's
2?
hard for
Was that
people
his
on
best
FlyQuest
game? Was
to
it?
actually apply pressure to him, as well as having Trinity Force and tier stacking, means he could be poised to take us to game 5 if he plays well.
Ooh,
Yes,
Huhi
Flash.
going in for the engage on Bwipo. Dokla wants to follow it up a little bit, but Bwipo with ulti and flash
There's 6
both
grubs.
commit
I
that
wonder if they
ulti
didn't
to
just
escape.
Bwipo's
Palafox
going
brings
this
the
wave.
into the tier 1 turret, but Bwipo
He dies.
goes
What
back
are you
underneath
doing?
the turret to try to destroy the wave. Bait energy into a bad fight, but Contract secures the kill.
She has no flashes.
On the enemy top laner. FlyQuest has already lost 1.
Daisy
and
kills her
Dave's
as well.
taken
They
up
kill
underneath the
Knockup.
turret,
Knockup,
trying
dead.
to make it 2.
Dead.
The Drake secured by
Dead.
Inspired on the other side of the map at the same time. But
Bwipo.
oh man, this is like being stranded in the ocean watching the sharks circle. Yabusio is stuck underneath the tier 1 turret. Help is not coming, and Energy are
They
feeling
lose
good
their
for
bot
nothing
side
with
jungle for
15
that?
seconds
I
to go
don't think
until
it's
the turret
bad.
plates fall.
And
Palafox so happy about that one. 2-0-2 now. Plates in hand. Quad gets a little bit of gold on the other side, but this is looking a lot more like Game 2 Energy, where they're
It's in
very well
Palafox's
coordinated.
hands.
Yeah, and for me, it again starts with Contracts and where he's been able to be on the map. We've talked about how super.
Why didn't Contracts taking his red side? That's not how Ivern works.
For as much as
Ivern
we've been
can't really
about,
counter
oh,
jungle like that.
You know, they
You could have
wanna,
at best
FlyQuest
taken his
wanna get
red,
the Smolder
but then
ahead.
you don't really
They
know
really
where
wanna
Leah's
get
at. You just
their mid
assume
lane in a really
that
good
if
position.
Leona and Jin come off
NRG,
spawn,
as
Ivern
we've
can
talked
die.
about, have gotten
What are the downsides with
Palafox into
Ivern?
a great position now. He's 2-0-2. He's up 1.3k over the Smolder. Already Triforce completed.
I predicted FlyQuest
right
to
now,
win
he is
3-1.
incredibly
Dumb.
dangerous.
Yeah, I will say though, 0-0-4 on Huhi, and as we talked about at the start of this game, if he's ahead, they have a
Oh,
chance
God.
of winning. We're at the break point.
I know he's
14
here.
minutes.
He has nothing as well.
6 and
He's
4
dead
might be 7
again.
and 4. It's definitely
Oh,
not that
God.
0-14.
Bro,
Another
just put
play
Bwipo
being
on his 4 fun
initiated here
picks.
by Energy and Huhi.
Bwipo almost has dominance, but the cooldown still has a few more seconds left. And
Another
those few
kill to
crucial
Palafox.
seconds are the difference maker. Palafox on the
FBI
kill spree now.
1v2ing
With
dodges
Masu
that?
and
He
Inspired
wins, by
wanna
the
go
way.
after FBI.
Gets a flash. Oh my God, Energy's
Forces
gonna
the
win.
flash back out. As soon as FBI sees the bowling ball miss from Lilia, he can immediately turn his guns
Oh my
back
God, we
on
actually
him.
gonna go to game 5.
5-0 game for Energy. Over 2,000 gold ahead, and it's about to be 3 if Palafox can take out the tier 1. Contracts and Huhi
They're
at
gonna
the
ban
same
Ivern.
time.
You know, they're
Going
pissed. They're like,
in.
see, guys, we
The
should have
enemy
banned
red buff is
Ivern.
the target, and Inspired's got to try to get away fast. He still
Oh,
wants
shit.
to try to contest
This is
it
good.
here. Will use the smite to secure Huhi and
Mep doesn't have
Contracts
ult.
now
It's
looking to
good.
make their exit as Mom is summoned in. And
Maybe
that's
got
the
one more
first
shield.
kill
I
of
think
the
it's worth.
game for Inspired and FlyQuest, punishing Energy's invade.
Energy bites off a little
All right,
bit
Inspired's
more
on the
than
board.
they should have, but the pressure is still there. There was a lot that had to be expended for FlyQuest. Doklas gets to push up this wave.
I was
Crash
a little
it is
confused
gonna
when the game
cost
started. That
Bwipo
is
a few
true,
mana,
actually,
and
because they did
gold
that
lead's still
weird
pretty
lane
substantial.
swap shit.
Yeah, and they should be able to get
Like-
push in mid off
like
of
extra
this
weird.
as well, because both Busio and Masu are going to be resetting here. The big thing though is if they hadn't overextended just a little bit there, right? They would have gotten top tier 1 and first rotation.
Corky's 2
onto that
items
rift,
needs his
right? They would have had such an
Manamuni
easy setup.
upgrade. Smolder is at 132
now that
stacks.
this wave is
Not
crashing,
best.
Dola should be able to get this. We'll see who goes for Rift Herald next. NRG should still have a better rotation on it, but FlyQuest do have this ward here if they want to contest. So we see their...
Yeah, Huhi just
on
does
to
not
Bwipo
doesn't die.
want to let Bwipo get away.
Their team collapses way too fast.
Contracts ready to join now too.
They're kind of
Palafox
trolling
gonna
thing on the
keep
map.
clearing the
They need to
waves.
reset
Doesn't have
like
to be.
now.
This could be a 5v4 for FlyQuest.
They're going for
Yeah,
it?
FlyQuest
No way.
really bringing everybody down here to protect Bwipo. Tier 1 turret is about to die. Bwipo does get stunned by the Shattering Strike, but Energy...
Ah!
No!
Fuck that.
The last little Void Baby doesn't kill it.
Wait,
That
do you
has to
think
be
they
1 HP
gave
on the turret.
NRG
But, like,
6
I legit
grubs
can't
so
see
that if
color
they
on
hit
the health
turret,
bar.
Smolder can stack better?
27 out of 5K. It's not very much.
I don't
0.05%.
Okay, we're not going to get to see. I love it sometimes when people try and go kill a really low turret when they don't have the minion debuff, and it just like rejects them and hits them.
0.5, not 0.05. I added an extra 0. That was a mistake.
He's quick.
Quad might have made a
He's
mistake.
strong.
Should not be that far up. This Smolder. This is not the Smolder that we saw yesterday. This is not the
wonder if
hyper-accelerated state of
Quad
Dragon
shouldn't
training. This
have
is
went
not,
Lucian.
I've almost got rapid-fire cannon, you can't leave your base. Quad Smolder has not been able to scale at the speed that they would like. He's still doing all right. Still has 140 stacks.
Smolder can't
at
stack from
17
spawns
minutes,
anymore?
But he
Wait,
will
really?
be
I
a
thought
little
I
bit
played him.
delayed compared to where they would want him to be at
Wait,
this
you can't
point.
do that?
3,500 gold
To win.
for Energy. FBI can't quite secure that tier 1 turret here in the mid lane to make the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a chance, but the big thing for me, again, is looking over at
Not on
Palafox
Rift
and where
spawn.
he's at, and how every time FlyQuest tried to make a move around mid lane, NRG were also trying to make moves around mid lane. Just both teams recognizing how crucial mid was to
Collector
this
first
game.
on Jin.
And also, I mean, I really liked that little rotation of play from NRG. They were able to get
What is this
push onto
Lilia
top
build?
side as well, even off of that play on bot
What is
side.
that double mask,
And
that
this
second
is
mask
more
build
what
into?
I'd like
Is it
to
Rift?
see from them, right? Like
it built out of Rift
recognizing
now?
when they can make cross-map plays, really taking advantage of
I
their
haven't built
leads.
Riftmaker in God knows how long.
And I think this next Drake is pretty important. I'm a little surprised FlyQuest is fighting it because now they're kind of going for soul. They're down 3,000 gold. If they lose this particular fight, it will make that gold lead potentially untenable, but they're in the river at
They're
least
just going to
thinking
give
about
this.
the
It's
contest.
going to be exactly like second game. They got 2 dragons
Whippo
early just to
does
scale.
have everything ready to go. He will be put into top lane right now. He can teleport in with the flash, with the Dominus, but nobody's going to overcommit to the Drake here just yet. Energy knows how low this tier 1 turret is. Knocking this down will make the setup for the Drake that much easier, and with Palafox just being as far ahead as he is, it's very easy to
Blackfire
just
is
force that.
not a Blackfire, you
Yeah,
dumb.
good recognition from NRG.
Blackfire is
knowing that they can
blue
go
book.
for mid prio, get a much easier setup
Baiting
on
Ashe.
this Drake.
Baited
Whippo
Ashe
should be
bullshit.
able to get damage down onto that top tier 1, but this is going to be a free Drake for NRG.
All right.
This is how I would expect this to play out when FlyQuest has the 2 early Drakes, but they are the team in a
It's
deficit.
a 50-minute game.
I think the highest chance of victory is to trade Drakes for gold until Soul becomes a threat.
Right.
So that's why Whippo is able to
50
get
minutes.
that first turret for FlyQuest. It marginally closes the gold.
Oh,
lead.
going for
Surprised
Palafox
they
for
might
DW?
not have been able to win anyway.
Oh my god, do they have any flash
Teleport
follow-ups?
command
He
for
is
FlyQuest. They
hinting,
want the
actually.
pick on Palafox. Mom provides the extra
Renekton took
firepower
it, though.
needed,
I
and the
think you give that
shutdown
to
money goes
Inspired, but
Whippo.
Inspired's kind of
Even
useless.
more gold.
Palafox
Not
doing what he does
necessarily a
best.
direct trade
Dude,
for
what is
Drake,
wrong with
but
this
they
guy?
catch Palafox sleeping a little bit now because there was so much expended energy trying to get something back in mid lane.
Yeah, Energy
like
really
he
does
thought,
not want to
since they
allow
were
that
contesting
600
Dragon,
gold
nobody's close.
shutdown to just go away for free. But Inspired and Masu are here in time to defend the tier 2 turret. Okay.
Yeah.
Run!
Smolder should be able to clean up this turret on
Live, Daisy,
the
live!
side.
All right, Whippo still looking for his
Oh,
angle here.
shit.
He's made his way to FBI. The sleep finally arrives.
He held his
The
subs
heal for
that long. Wow, that's
Redemption,
amazing.
Keeping the carry alive, but right as he
Yeah,
tries to go for the
amazingly
Molotov,
dog
Whippo
shit.
shuts
This
him
is-
down. The
We're gonna
slow from
actually lose the
Smolder
game here?
connects on multiple
That's
targets
Baron.
on
That's just
Energy,
solo
and
lost the game.
Inspired
Lose the
takes
game.
out Huhi as well. That's the bot lane duo of Energy erased off Summoner's Rift.
And
They're
that's
not
the
starting Baron?
window that
Double
FlyQuest
AD?
was looking for. That
Lilia,
play
Leandres?
looked insane
Oh, they're not.
by Whippo to just fly into the team like that. But this is one of those
This is
Whippo
weird.
and
She
Inspired
gets hit
moments
by that.
works.
Yeah, and they recognize, Whippo recognizes he can
Says
go in.
it
Inspired
doesn't cleanse
immediately
this.
follows up. Busio is already coming off the side.
there McHale's?
And now we see Whippo is actually able to go immediately onto MF. We talk about these 2 carries in Jin and MF.
Ew.
Having the tools to get on them, interrupt these ultimates, and then once Smolder
Ew,
arrives,
was
this is
a
how you want to
nasty
set up
looking
this
fight.
team comp, right? You want to put things in place for Jin to fire off and Smolder to be able to do the damage.
And the other
Okay,
important
Iron
thing I'm noticing there,
didn't
Whippo
have McGill's.
anticipated
He has
that
it now.
the entire time.
No, he
because
did have it. It
saved
wouldn't have gone.
Ruthless Predator.
Yep.
When he jumps on FBI the first time through, yes, you can already see the sleep coming in from your Lilia.
True,
You can
that
already
is
see the
a
redemption ready
tempo
to
play
fire
from
the
Palafox
enemy
dying
Ivern.
bot
He
lane.
waits Ruthless Predator for multiple auto attacks, even though he has it ready, because the only job is to stop bullet time. You do that, you win. Nice situational awareness there to recognize that and execute on it. And what was a 3,500 gold lead, my friends, has now shrank down to barely over 1,000 for Energy.
And 2,000 of that gold lead is here in the mid lane, but that's going to be less relevant when that 182 number on Smolder gets higher.
Yep.
225. When it gets to
Oh
225,
boy, oh boy.
I think that's going to negate a lot of that
Fine.
mid lane power
Just need to wait
difference,
for Rel
and that's
Flash
kind of
to
the
come back
moment that FlyQuest wanted to get to without too much damage. So this game, prior to what just happened, was very reminiscent to me of Game 2 with Energy, where it was also a situation where FlyQuest had 2 early Drakes, and Energy was
Recton's
having a large
low
gold
key,
lead,
very
but that's
strong
a game
as
where
well.
Energy was able to finish it out. The macro from FlyQuest throughout the year has been a lot better than the macro for Energy. So if the series were to end, because of this, it would be very indicative of the way their seasons have played out, because Energy was absolutely in a winning position with that 3,500 gold lead, but they need a few
yeah,
step-ups.
as soon as I said both
Getting caught,
teams
FBI
deserve to
getting
lose.
caught, and now we're in
Like,
a
does this
very
give
even-looking
confidence
game
in
state.
the next week? Whoever wins this, are they winning next week anyway?
Energy going to clear out some vision here in the topside river. The Omega Crab should be secured by contracts. Very powerful
I'm gonna
crab,
say
the strongest of all
no.
crabs on Summoner's Rift because of the incredible burst of vision that you get to immediately guarantee control over this Baron area. He back over the wall, clears out that
Playoffs
last
is double
hit on that
elimination, so you have
last
to lose 2
ward.
series.
And so now FlyQuest are going to have to work their way back out into neutral territory here, make sure that Energy just does not get uncontested control over this. Inspired
Flash
committing the
wins,
ulti
whatever.
after
But he got his
Ruhi,
McHale's.
but it doesn't really work out so great. The McHale's is completed for contract.
McHale's cooldown
That's the other
so
thing you have
long.
to remember, we talked a little bit earlier about how playing against Ivern is so different from playing against most other junglers. He buys these cheap thrift store support items that you don't normally expect a jungler to be able to save people with.
Yeah, that definitely caught Inspired a little bit off guard. I do
let's
wonder,
pray that
though, if that
FlyQuest
was
gets
just
this
a really
dragon.
bad look there by Inspired. I didn't think that they were dying even without the McHale's.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Most likely not.
I mean, it should give Energy
better
vision
safe than
control
sorry. I
over
don't mind it.
this Baron pit, right? And Dokla's going to be able to push out this wave in
You're not starting Baron.
topside.
You're trolling.
This is a little sneaky
Now they were
contract.
we're just starting it.
Nah, get off the
Contracts
Baron.
FBI and Daisy are 2.5 manning
Lily's
Baron.
bot.
Yeah, blue trinkets, they just need to think it, and they'll be able to see.
Think it with your trinket. Okay, we've got
Lily
Baron
is
down
too
to
fast.
8K. Energy's still hanging around for now. Double
Okay, now what?
teleports coming
It's
in,
a
one
weird
from either
TP
side.
from
Bucio standing on
fucking
top of
Palafox.
the energy
Right, he's down.
reinforcement
They
zone,
one-shot.
but he may have walked a little bit too close. Bucio with a flash out.
cannot.
Needs one
Bwipo's
more
way
rocket.
deep.
They won't kill him
Okay,
just
they
yet, but
did
Hui
get Leona
burns
with
him
that
down.
ignite.
Energy's still got all
Big Lily asleep.
Bwipo has to disengage with the Sarah.
Never mind, it's down. But big Q, you can't one-shot either. Jin's popping off.
Another kill for Fly.
They killed the enemy support only.
And
They're so bad.
FBI and Hui and Dokla are all gone. Traded for Bucio alone.
What a finish there.
Lily
by
is so
FlyQuest
broken
in
as
that
well.
Fight. Inspired
This champ
with
is
the
broken.
double completed.
Yeah, I
I'd
literally
say,
never
like,
see this
full
champion do
price
poorly.
Department store items compared to the thrift store from contracts is more effective when you're in a long 5v5. So they get that, they equalize the gold, and now they're turning for third Drake.
You gotta buy that name brand. Sometimes it's basically the same thing.
Why they even
Other
start?
times,
It's
it
a
makes a
IQ
difference.
check. I don't
And
think
it
it's bad
made a
to start.
difference here for FlyQuest.
TP could have been
Let's
better,
watch it
but it
again.
wasted
Yeah, the big
Porky's,
thing here for me
Valkyrie,
is
whatever,
watching where
instantly.
FlyQuest
Like, now it's just
carries
on
are
cooldown the
in
entire
response
time.
to Energy.
Bubble
They get
one-man
the
ulted, it's a little
equalizer
bit of a
off.
zoning ult.
Daisy
They
is
don't
front
kill
running,
Renekton after him
but
double
the
dashing like
Mom
that.
comes through, and when we talk about how Jin
Like, that's
works
just a
in the
terrible
team
fight.
comps,
It is a terrible
drops
fight.
down so that Amazu
Porky
can
literally
just
doesn't play because
fire
that TP.
completely.
Man, so much space there created by the Renekton. And you know
They're
what?
going at Baron
Just do it
again.
again.
What are we
That's
doing?
just
Do it again.
Do it again.
All right, this
Energy's
game's
back
over.
on Baron.
They got bored.
But they don't Jin ult up.
Energy's back on Baron, and FlyQuest
What are we
is
doing?
back to being ready to stop him.
They just got
It's
50-50 in?
low. Okay,
Spider has no
Baron
TP.
4K. Whipple's over
Rel
to
misses.
Dominus. Inspired making his way into the pit. Can he try to
Oh my
steal
god, but
away? No,
Inspired
he has
way
no goal.
fucking got
It's
shit
just
on.
for a
Watch
second.
him! Baron!
Though. The shutdown on Inspired.
Oh my god,
Power
Inspired, what are you
Contract
doing?
still in the pit. Baron's
Wait, is it
gonna
Nutty
get
Rumble
by
ult?
Energy.
It's good for
But
zoning?
right after,
They get
they've
Jin
already
cleanse?
lost Joker. They gotta be careful. Monsters now on the run. Palafox takes them down. The fight's gonna end for Energy. They're looking to take this. A triple over to Palafox. A double
my God,
back over to
I think
Floyd
we're
the
gonna
other
win.
way.
They win this.
Floyd's cutting Palafox down.
Oh, it's the kill!
Food is on
He's dead. They wipe.
Yep, Croc. Bwipo is the king of the river.
Oh my god. They could have played that way better.
Quad at the tail
No,
end of
it's
that
not
fight
game losing though.
Popped off. Quad dodged so many rockets from Palafox.
Okay,
He
who
was a
here if he
couple
hits that?
Pixels away from a
It's like bait
penta.
even.
This almost worked.
Yeah,
FBI
you see
can't play the
Bwipo
fight.
On the
Keep
back line,
Renekton.
keeping FBI out of the fight was also huge here.
Whatever,
They
Dokla
get the
lives
Baron
forever,
down. Equalizer goes
dies,
down
he hits
in
this?
a great spot. Here
Like, this should be
comes
winning.
Palafox, cleans up Masu.
And look at this, Bwipo and Quad. Quad hits 225 stacks mid-fight, so it turns on right here.
It's
One
just lost at
rocket
this point.
or even auto from Palafox probably kills Quad, but the stun
Even if they kill
lands
Quad,
on
they
Palafox
die
as
to
the root
Bwipo.
lands on Quad, so there can be no follow-up, and that's the moment where you're relieved if you're Fly.
Yo, Alan, please go in first. Just go, okay?
wanna go?
I had to run it down because you are not going.
He is the CEO
wait a
right now,
minute.
for sure.
Oh,
but that's
little
what happened. He ran in first.
little
he died,
toxicity
Energy got the
inspired,
Baron.
huh?
There's still a Baron buff
Get a little bit triggered.
on contracts, so if they get away pushing with contracts, they could
Can't
still
believe Broadcast
turn.
played that.
So a pretty close game state still, even after that clutch fight by FlyQuest.
I think one of the most important parts about when you
I don't
punish
know,
a team for taking Baron is if you reduce it to just one Baron buff.
I mean,
or a
that made
couple
Inspired
Baron
look
buffs,
really
but it's nobody
bad. He
that can
actually
separate, you drastically
looks like he ran it
reduce
down there.
the
Well, he
power
did, but
and the potential Baron power
Iron
play
still has
because of
Baron.
the fact that they can't push multiple lanes at once. So contracts is the fuel for this engine. It's kind of ironic since he's a piece of wood, and that's typically what those do. But this bottom lane is burning up right now. Tier 3 turret about to die already.
You don't have flash.
FlyQuest shows up fast enough to protect it, but it is
Oh,
so
you're
incredibly
so
low.
bad, Clint.
Whipple's on the front line. Mob comes in. Palafox gets away, but
the body
just
block,
barely.
it's so
Bucio's still
over.
here
He actually
frontlining.
briefed it so we
Energy
can play.
trying to stay alive, but they got to scramble.
Bro, Palafox's
Whipple
ass. I said it.
another one. Quad goes on a killing spree.
Almost in the back line doing
Everybody on
nothing.
Energy
What is wrong with
dropping
this?
left,
He's so
right,
bad.
and
No
center.
offense. He's just
And
terrible. No offense.
FlyQuest found a beautiful punish. Inspired, running after contracts. He is the only one left.
Bro, and he actually got hand-fed
That is
these 6 kills.
exactly how FlyQuest want this team composition to work. They understand exactly what they have to do when Energy push up. Like we talked about, there's only
That's
the
dumb,
one
though.
Baron buff onto contracts, right? So even though he's there,
literally, I understand
buffing
him
their
frontlining
damage
'cause who else on
dealers
our
on
team's
the
gonna do it,
siege,
but-
and it's looking good. As soon as they push up here, you watch.
Look how look how ahead of his team he is. It's like, it's so, he's so far ahead.
Getting to
Like,
the fight, and
it doesn't, like, he backs out way
anytime
late. It doesn't
soon,
make
even
sense.
though he starts TP right here, they've already
It's just
set up
lost
their
'cause
team
Smolder's hitting
composition.
everybody.
And then Whippo immediately again. He's been so good at targeting both FBI and Palafox in these fights.
I feel like every piece of CC hit Palafox that fight. It was the Leona ult, there was a sleep, there was a Renekton flash stun. He had the Mikhails, and
Coach
for
isn't
some
happy.
reason, Nuke
If
Duck
he was
is
playing
over
this, he had
Bro, you're
Mikhails,
about to
maybe,
win
actually?
the series if they keep this up.
Someone please check on Nuke Duck. Someone go make sure he is okay. FlyQuest is still holding on. They are fighting for their lives. It's 30 seconds until the next Drake spawns.
I think FlyQuest
They
is
use
games.
Mob. It sets up perfect for the
Fire
next
does flash,
to
they're never
have
catching
the
him. Look how they're
hard CC on
split.
Huhi.
All right.
He's going to try to escape. As
He
again,
QSS?
Whipple goes
QSS?
after
The game is
Palafox.
over.
He messes
Brother,
up his
ew.
QSS.
Oh.
He's not getting away.
Brother,
As Energy
ew.
has to still try to get their remaining guys out of trouble, but Inspired has killed Huhi. FBI's trapped in the middle of the
You know, I
FlyQuest
think
team.
Energy's just
Quad
bad. It is
is
what it is.
unstoppable,
I think it's
and
a bad
it's
team.
only a Rumble and an Ivern against all of FlyQuest
They look-
Squad.
it
And
just
it's
looks
a
bad.
disaster for Energy, who were about to drop down to the lower bracket. Inspired completely 1v2 to the top of that
Nah,
fight
I think
to buy
the
them
game
time.
was
They're
good until
teleporting in
Palafox got
with the
picked bot lane,
5v2,
and
they
they
might
got
look to
tempo
end.
played.
It looks like they want
And got
the
picked
throat
topside.
right now. FlyQuest going for the kill shot. Energy might have had a good early game, but too many mistakes turned into too many punishes. It was too
That was
much
for
to
sure a winnable game,
endure.
though.
And FlyQuest are going to come back from that deficit. They're going to finish this series
Ugh,
3-1.
that was not-
And they're going to go on to face Cloud9 next week.
They get the 3-1.
Well,
Inspired
FlyQuest gets the
had
run back
the
at
most
Cloud9.
CS on the
I
team,
wonder
by
who
the
I'm gonna
way,
pick for
at
that
the end
series.
Of that game on the Lilia. So displaying both styles
Who do we
here
pick for
of
that
the mage
series,
mids
I wonder?
versus the meta
Do I
that
go
has
with
happened
FlyQuest
throughout
again?
Summer. They don't make the swiftest end of Energy,
Or do I
but
go
they
with
take
C9?
care of business and move on to face Cloud9 next week.
Yeah, and for Energy, I do think we did see more signs of life from them today, right?
I think I gotta
Like,
go
they
with
played
C9, yeah.
Their best,
But it's like the
I would
NFL
say,
playoffs,
game that we've seen them play
teams that play
in a long
the previous
time,
week
as we see
usually
FlyQuest
come out
take a
hotter
bow.
and better than teams that have a break.
And that
There are no
was
interviews?
massive for me, especially going up against a Dignitas team that fell so flat against 100 Thieves.
Yeah, for Energy, that's just what I feel like that's the takeaway you need to have from this, is that you did take the one game. You should have been able to take the win in this fourth one, and hopefully
No, I predicted
they can
FlyQuest
convert
win
that
2-1.
into meaningful growth over the course of the next week before their battle in the lower bracket. It will be the first elimination match against Dig, but now
Battle
let's
in
go
the lower
back
bracket,
to
Energy
FlyQuest.
versus
Let's
Dig.
go back on stage with Azael for an interview.
All right, he's on stage.
All right, thanks, Flowers. I'm here. Busio, you just took down your first series in playoffs. You have the big matchup against Cloud9 set up next week. How are you feeling about it?
Pretty good. I mean, this was more of a warm-up, and Just getting ready for C9 next week for sure, yeah.
Did it still feel like a warm-up during the series? And I think that was a lot of people's expectation, but it started to feeling like it was getting a bit more competitive there.
That's why it's a warm-up. You know, it's the first series.
Okay.
Still like a bit of nerves, you know, just like not really playing fully ready. But yeah, that's why I'm glad we had this game before we face C9.
See, that's what I'm
how
saying.
happy
It
were
makes
you
sense.
with how you played and how you guys played as a bot lane and your preparation coming into this series? You know, I think your Bard game was really impressive in particular, but, you know, you probably wanted to have the 3-0.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the second game, my team fighting wasn't great, but also it was like a pretty chaotic game, and like they had the bot prowess, so it wasn't that easy to do much. But overall, we played fine. Definitely a lot to review. Even in this last game that we just won, like the early game was pretty sus.
True,
So
you pissed inspired off.
Glad we have the games that we can watch now.
Well, obviously you just finished, but if there's one thing you wanted to take away from this series, you know, to try to improve on for next week, what would that be?
Probably knowing when to do something versus when to not, because in these kind of slow playoff games, it's pretty important to know when you should be going for a play versus when you shouldn't. Like when we're slowly winning and we're just going to win the game if nothing happens versus when we actually have to go for plays. That's a pretty important mindset shift to get. Yeah.
Is that something that you think, you know, becomes more difficult to do in playoffs where maybe the stakes are higher, the nerves are maybe there a little bit more?
The games are just slower, so there's less random
Nobody wants
situations.
to lose. Actually makes
and
sense.
Yeah, it's just slower, so then you really need to choose your fights.
So going into next week, what are your expectations about the bot lane matchup against Cloud9? Feeling pretty good about
They're
it?
a lane swap.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't think C9's bot lane is the best in the league. I
You
think
will
we're
lane
better
swap.
than them, so, yeah.
Would you guys have yourselves as the best bot lane in the league right now then?
I would say us or TL.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
So you're expecting to be able to take out Cloud9 next week?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, we'll see if you can do it. Congratulations on
you.
the win. You played really well today. Back to everyone at the lounge.
What? Interesting. Whatever.
What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
That'll be a good game. Hopefully it's not
That
Sunday
wasn't
because I won't be able to
a fast
watch it
series.
on
That was
Sunday.
somewhat
So let's
competitive.
pray it's
What
not.
would you
All right,
call
not
that
bad.
series?
That means my predictions are still only one down. All right, not bad. All right, so where we're going from here is love LCS, by the way. Really excited to watch it on Friday as well. We will watch Friday and Saturday.